Wow, what a beauty! If this woman were in ancient times, she would definitely be the kind that makes emperors neglect morning court. Compared to her, those so-called beauties and dreams are simply common and unremarkable. Who are you? Where's this place?
My name is Lu Ruyan. Mr. Shen, I'm truly sorry. I hit you with my car, causing you to be unconscious for over 100 days.
What? 100 days? No wonder I feel such profound energy within me. Could it be that during these 100 days of unconsciousness, I accidentally completed the legendary 100 days of foundation building?
Mr. Shen, if you hadn't risked your life in the rain to push that 6-year-old girl out of the way, I might have become someone burdened with guilt for life. I really thank you.
Since I helped you save a young life, and took such a big blame for you, don't you think you should properly thank me?
Of course, Mr. Shen. Just name it. What kind of compensation do you want?
At least give me this amount. You hit me, so paying compensation is only right.
200,000.
Yes, you're fully responsible for the medical expenses for the 100 days of unconsciousness. Before discharge, give me another 200,000 for nutrition. This common hospital is indeed the top private hospital in Yanhai. 20,000 turned into 200,000. Haha, a huge profit.
Mr. Shen, do you know how much the daily cost is? For this luxurious hospital room you're staying in? 1,200 yuan. Even if you check out today, I've already prepaid 120,000 just for the medical expenses.
So what? You're the one who hit me. Shouldn't you pay the medical bills?
This 120,000 was borrowed from my close friends. Do you think I can magically produce 200,000 in cash for you now?
No way, lady. You're this grown up. And you can't even come up with 200,000? Are you kidding me?
I just started working 2 years ago. My monthly mortgage and car loan combined are over 20,000. Selling everything I have, I might be able to scrape together another 80,000 for you. But that's the absolute limit. But don't worry, Mr. Shen. I can give you an IOU. Once I earn money in the future, I'll pay you back every single cent.
Lady, I'm so broke right now. I don't even have money for a plain steam bun. I was unconscious for 100 days. My rented basement expired long ago and was cleared out. If I wait for you to earn money to pay me back, I'll have starved to death under a bridge.
What about your family?
Can't you contact them to take care of you? I'm an orphan. Otherwise, do you think I'd be in a coma for over 3 months? And not a single person came to visit me with a fruit basket?
Sorry, I brought up something sad.
Ah, it's nothing to be sorry about. Anyway, I'm broke now, no money for food, and nowhere to live. So I guess I have no choice but to keep staying in this luxurious hospital room of yours.
I thought he was a selfless hero. But turns out he's a complete scoundrel. If I'd known he was like this, I shouldn't have started arranging his logically in the first place.
You're pretty bold. But, to be fair, this woman is really stunning, even when she's angry.
How could you die? What kind of bullshit is this, Ian Hai? Pa, you owe me an explanation.
Your father had already lost vital signs when he was brought in. I did my absolute best in emergency resuscitation.
Bullshit. My dad was holding my hand and talking. Just before he went into the emergency room. He was gone after only 5 minutes inside. You're shirking responsibility. Everyone, come look. A quack doctor killed someone. You must give me an answer today, or I'll shut this hospital down for good.
Sister Qing, don't panic. Let me take a look. Sister Qing, he's indeed beyond saving. Inform the director.
This old man's condition is off. The old man isn't dead at all. It's just deep pseudo-death caused by a foreign object blocking his throat. We just need to remove the object and stimulate his heart meridian. This nouveau riche looks filthy rich. I was just worried about having no money for food, and here it is delivered right to my doorstep.
Security, calm the family first. I'll go inform the director.
Wait. Sir, may I have your surname?
I'm Donghua. And where the hell did you crawl out from?
I am Shun Mo, the world's #1 divine physician.
A divine physician in a hospital gown? Did you just come out of the neurology clinic? Look at the big talk, not even blushing. Are you not thinking clearly? Hurry back to the neurology clinic for proper treatment. Don't disturb everyone here.
Your father is still alive, you know?
What did you say?
If I intervene within 1 minute.
Shinemo, are you crazy? The old man has no breath or heartbeat. That's a medical fact. Stop talking nonsense and causing trouble here.
Dr. Liu, the machine can't detect breathing or a heartbeat. That doesn't mean life is completely gone. Mr. Dong, let me ask you one thing. If I save your father's life, how much will you pay me?
Fine. If you can really revive my dad, I'll give you whatever you want.
10,000. Enough for a few months' rent and a big feast.
$1 million? No problem. If he lives, the money's yours.
Hey, I said 10,000. This fatso just multiplied it by 100. Is a world of rich people always this crazy? Deal. Ha ha ha.
What are you doing?
Hey,
Oof! My goodness, I was suffocating. Whoa, is this for real? A guy with no pulse or breath, slapped back to life?
Bringing the dead back to life. This kid really is a miracle doctor. His pupils were already dilated just now. How could coughing up something bring him back?
How on earth did he do it? He didn't even touch the patient. Just one look and he knew the man was alive.
Dad! That's great! Dad, you're back! Haha, what back? I just choked on that damn rice ball, couldn't breathe. Haha, yes, you're absolutely right.
so Mr. Dong was it? Save the loving father and filial son act for later. About that $1 million fee you promised. When you plan to settle up?
$1 million? What million? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Mr. Dong, what's the meaning of this? Close-set eyes, a grooved nose tip, corners of the mouth pulled down. What a picture of meanness, greed, and insatiability. Daring to owe money to a celestial master of Longhu Mountain? You got some nerve.
Ha! A lucky fluke, saving my dad. I'm grateful, but... demanding $1 million out of the blue? I don't have that kind of money. How shameless. Dressed all fancy like that. Turns out he's a scumbag who kicks down the ladder. Exactly.
I heard you. You clearly said, if this gentleman can save your father, I'll give him whatever he wants. $1 million? No problem.
What's it to you? I haven't even settled accounts with your hospital yet. My dad was clearly alive and well. You quacks actually issued a death notice? Humph. If it weren't for this kid stumbling upon a lucky find, my dad would have been wheeled straight into the crematorium and burned by you lot. You have to give me an explanation today. Otherwise, we'll see you in court. That's a vicious slander.
All right, forget the money. And don't pursue Dr. Chen's matter any further. How's that sound?
Agreed. Your medical skills are decent. A wise man knows how to adapt to the times. I still have a lot of respect for you.
You're the best. Shinamo, thought my skin was thick enough. But compared to you, I'm a complete amateur. This is what they mean by, there's always a bigger fish. Shamelessness has its own master. I've truly learned that today.
Kid, are you looking for trouble? I just feel like we really hit it off.
Meeting today like this. What? Your heart has a serious problem. It'll probably act up completely in about an hour. This kind of life-threatening heart condition I can treat. When the time comes, Western medicine will be helpless. Only Chinese medicine can save you.
In the end, you just want to.
Exactly. I want money. And this time, I won't ask for much. You bring 100,000 in cash. I'll save your life. This guy's fortune is terrible lately. Everything he touches turns to loss. Losing 100K would probably take half his life. Daring to play the rogue with me? Since ancient times, how many have had a good end after offending a master of the mystic arts?
Fine. I won't leave today. I'll wait right here for an hour. Let's see exactly how this heart condition of mine acts up.
Then I advise you to prepare your burial money first. No money this time. And not even the king of heaven himself could get me to treat you. What nonsense! Daring to play the burn the bridge after crossing the river trick with me? Do you really think I'm still that soft persimmon to be trampled on? 122 years of cultivation. The old me, facing a goddess of Liu Ruyan's caliber, probably wouldn't even dare lift my head. My words would stammer. But now, not only dare to negotiate terms with her, but also tease her without a second thought. This is the innate confidence of Longhu Mountain.
Ruyen. That Shinemo you're in charge of. When did he wake up?
Just woke up, less than half an hour ago.
Excellent. Since he's awake, run another full set of tests on him. If nothing's wrong, you can finally put that worrying heart of yours to rest. And I won't get disciplined. This is actually even more trouble, isn't it?
Sister Chen, you don't know. This guy is nothing but a total scoundrel.
A scoundrel? A scoundrel could bring a dead man back to life? Stop kidding around. If he hadn't stepped in today, my entire career would have been ruined for good. I actually owe him a big thank you.
Sister Jean, you gotta stay far away from him.
Don't get mixed up with him at all.
This guy is actually pretty interesting. Never mind what you say. How on earth did he tell that the old man wasn't dead? That it was a false death?
Maybe back then, the old man's breathing and heartbeat were so faint that even the medical machines couldn't pick them up. Shinemo probably knows some traditional first aid techniques. He used strong acupressure to force the foreign object out. That's how he got the old man to wake up. As for how he saw it at a single glance, once we're done with this rush of work,
I'll go ask him myself. It's almost lunchtime now.
come on, it's my treat today. I'll go to the cafeteria and get him a nice meal.
As thanks for saving that life. All right, let's go together.
Ruyan, did you just see that? It looked like his eyes were glowing gold.
You must have blurred vision, isn't that just the reflection from outside the window?
Oh wow. Is this lunch you brought me? It smells amazing. Mr. Shun, take your time eating.
I really can't thank you enough today. You got me out of such a huge mess. I would have made a terrible mistake otherwise. This meal's on me.
You're too polite, don't thank me. I only did it to get that dead fat guy's money. It was just a side thing.
Even if it was just a side thing, I still owe you this favor.
Thanks. Look at how considerate Dr. Chin is, and then look at you. You're actually trying to welch on the 200,000 nutrition fee. That's absolutely ridiculous.
I'll say it again, I never said I wouldn't pay, I just need a little more time. Humph.
Need more time? Miss, if you don't pay me, I can't even pay rent. I can't even eat. You want me to go starve on the street?
Aren't you supposed to be the best divine healer under the sky? If you're really that good.
What's 200,000 to you anyway?
Come on, I studied my butt off for 2 years. And after so much trouble, I got my Chinese medicine license and my psychology license. I was just about to make my big move and reach the peak of my life. And then I stepped out the door and you hit me flying with your car. Can you believe how bad my luck is?
I'm the one having a run of bad luck. I was in a hurry to come back for surgery that day.
Who knew I'd run into your misfortune?
My master once told me my fortune, said I'd have too many romantic entanglements this year. You crashing right into my arms means we're fated. Maybe in the future, you know, haha.
In your dreams, Mr. Shin. I advise you to stop thinking about our Ruyan. The rich second-generation heirs and young talents chasing her could line up all the way from Qingshi Street to Hongda Plaza. You. No chance.
Jean, ignore him. The more you engage, the more he'll show off.
What trick did you use anyway? To see that old man wasn't dead?
When a person dies, it's like a lamp going out. The lamp goes out, naturally lifeless. But that old man just now, I observed his pale complexion. There was still a tiny hint of rosy color in the heart meridian area. That means he wasn't truly dead, but in a suspended state.
Then how did you revive him?
Simple. A forceful strike to the Lingting acupoint. Stimulated the heart to restart, dislodged the rice ball stuck in his throat, and everything was fine.
Impressive.
Even machines can't detect that suspended state. You dared to act directly. You've got real guts.
How could I be the world's #1 miracle doctor without guts?
Your medical skills are good, but you miscalculated. In the end, you got played, didn't get a single cent out of him.
I chose not to press him. You underestimate me. I, the renowned miracle doctor of my generation, if I can't even handle some pot-bellied nouveau riche, how could I keep my reputation in the Jianghu? Well said.
So you're saying Donghua's heart really has a problem?
Not just a problem, a big one. Western medicine is completely powerless. Only I can save him.
Full of empty mystique. Keep dreaming.
Dr. Liu, since you don't believe me, dare to make a bet with me?
Bet on what?
If that guy named Donghua really comes back begging me to treat him, you have to take me in. Let me live and eat at your place for 3 months for free, not paying a cent in rent. As for the 200,000 you owe me, I'll give you 3 years to pay it back. What do you say?
And if he doesn't come?
Then it proves I, Shun M.O., am just a useless braggart. I'll check out the hospital and get lost by noon tomorrow. We'll call it even for you hitting me. I won't ask for a single cent of the 200,000.
Talk is cheap.
Then let's put it in writing. Sign and fingerprint it. Damn it, that woman's smile is just deadly. What a femme fatale.
What are you looking at?
If you weren't looking at me, how do you know I was looking at you? Besides, you're this beautiful. Isn't that exactly for people to admire?
Shameless? Wrong.
Compared to that fat bastard Dong who doesn't keep his word. My skin is as thin as a shirt. Okay?
TCH. Ha ha ha.
You two are hilarious.
Hey, that voice sounds familiar. That's Miracle Dr. Shen, right?
Is Miracle Dr. Shin here?
It's Donghua. What did I tell you?
Miss Beautiful Lou, I knew you've had a crush on me for ages. You deliberately made this bet on agreement, just to find a way to live with me. Come on, you. Really have no shame at all, do you?
Stop being so self-indulgent. Even if Donghua has an attack, he wouldn't lower himself to beg you for treatment.
Fine then, let's wait and see.
Ouch! My chest hurts. I said 1 hour. It's exactly 1 hour. Not a bit more, not a bit less. It's really happening.
This is too uncanny. Could this young guy in the patient gown actually be a living immortal?
Miracle Dr. Shin, save me.
Mr. Dong, what's wrong with you? My chest hurts. It feels like tens of thousands of ants are biting and gnawing at it from inside.
It hurts so bad.
Have you ever had a history of heart pain or anything like that before?
No, never. My heart's always been perfectly healthy.
This is too urgent. We need to get a gurney first. And take you for a full checkup.
No, I won't go. Miracle Dr. Shin, please help me. I can't hold him much longer.
Come on, Mr. Dong. I think you should go get and scan. And let the Western doctors check you out properly. It probably won't even cost you 20,000 yuan to get your disease cured, right? If you want me to treat you, it's going to cost 100,000 yuan. You're such a thrifty guy, that's such a loss. Please save me.
I'll pay. I brought the full 100,000 yuan with me.
No rabbit, no hawk. The rules can't be broken.
I have it on my phone. I'll transfer it right now.
Where's my phone?
Your old phone got shattered in the car accident. I bought you a new one.
All right, go ahead, transfer. Boss Dong, pay first, then treatment. No tricks for anyone. Payment received, 100,000 yuan. 3 months of free cohabitation with Dr. Liu. I won, so stop the nonsense.
Take the money and fix him fast.
Got it. Have you seen my acupuncture pouch?
The black one's inside. Wow, so beautiful. The craftsmanship on these gold needles. They're definitely made by a master of ancient methods. Priceless. Where did he get such a treasure?
Ugh, he's really fat. Finding an acupoint means parting 3 layers of fat. Mr. Dong, you can speak now. How do you feel?
No pain. It's a comfort I've never felt before. A miracle doctor, truly a miracle doctor.
Money for services rendered. Besides the heart issue, you also have severe cold energy in your body.
Cold energy? You can see that too?
Cold hands and feet, frequent diarrhea, right?
Yes. You're so amazing, doctor.
To be worthy of this 100,000, I'll be extra kind today. A complimentary detox treatment.
Great. Thank you, Dr. Shin.
Quick, go to the bathroom now. Expel that cold energy. If you're late, you might lose control. Don't run too fast. If you fall, I'm not responsible. So how is it? Feel like your body's so light you could fly, right?
Yes. I feel like I'm 10 years younger. Mr. Shin, you're simply incredible. Be modest. The world's #1 miracle doctor, well deserved.
After all, I took you 100,000. Can't let you lose out. When you go back, watch your diet and exercise. Lose at least 30 pounds.
Yes. I will. I definitely will.
Take my trash out on your way. You can leave now.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Shin. I'll do that.
Go on.
Whoa, that was way too miraculous. Are those two putting on an act together? What big boss pays 100K to get poked with needles? And happily takes out the trash?
Maybe he really is a living god.
That man's father was almost dead just now. Who uses their own father's life in a scam? Could this young man really be a hidden master doctor?
Exactly. I saw the old man come back to life with my own eyes, Beauty Lou.
That fatso Shun is begging me for treatment now. Black and white. Seems like I won.
Made 100,000, put the guy through the ringer. And still got him to leave grateful and happy. Shen, you really have some slick moves, huh?
I don't understand what you mean.
Did he really have a heart condition? All those precise Western medical instruments, and acute illness that couldn't be detected by any examination. You can determine the time of onset just by looking from a distance, and cure it within 5 minutes using a single gold needle. Even the top imperial physicians in Yen capital couldn't do that.
Don't treat everyone like they're fools.
You clearly used some unknown, underhanded method to secretly cause Donghua's heart problem,
Then jumped out to play the hero. Venting your anger.
and making 100,000 yuan, killing 2 birds with 1 stone.
Am I wrong?
Dr. Liu has quite the imagination. Aren't they supposed to say beautiful women are all brawn, no brains? This woman's not only well endowed, but her mind works fast too. She actually guessed my playbook almost perfectly. Dr. Liu is sharp as a tack. But no matter how I won, the agreement was signed and fingerprinted. You lost, period. Dr. Liu, starting tomorrow, we're living together.
You're shameless. Ha ha ha.
Following web novel tropes, when we first start living together, we'll definitely have all sorts of conflicts. Then in our daily interactions, you'll discover my countless hidden shining points and fall for me. Finally, we'll walk hand in hand into the wedding hall, living a blissfully shameless life. This plot is practically the perfect standard for a male and female lead.
In your dreams, even if all the men in the world died, I would never, ever look at a scoundrel like you.
A man's gotta have dreams. Don't speak in absolutes. All that's under a heroine's in those web novels said the exact same thing at first. That's the legendary law of fragrant truth.
Let's go, Ching. Talking to someone like him is a waste of breath.
Hey, wait. When can I check out? I'm in a hurry to move into your place.
No way. I'll schedule a full battery of tests for you this afternoon. Only after confirming your brain and body are fine can you be discharged.
Test away. I'm in perfect health anyway. Oh, making it so complicated. I knew Dr. Liu still cared about me deep down.
Get lost. Ha 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 ha. Running into a jerk like that really pisses me off.
I really wanted to sew his mouth shut with a scalpel just now.
I actually think he's quite interesting. And he's bold. Skilled in medicine, and looks-wise, cleaned up, he's quite handsome. A pretty good match for you, really.
Jing, are you serious? You want me matched with that scoundrel? I'd rather stay single forever.
Ruyen, ever since you came to our hospital 2 years ago, everyone's impression of you is that you're aloof and cold. No matter what kind of difficult or strange illness you face, or the crazy pursuits from those wealthy young masters, you remain unervingly calm. Like an ice-cold beauty untouched by worldly affairs. But today, facing this Shin-Mo, you've shown such intense emotional fluctuations. You even lost your composure and yelled at him in anger. That makes me think you're also a real, living girl.
No, I just didn't expect someone could be shameless to such an extreme, unparalleled level.
But you can't deny, putting his personality aside, his medical skills are truly terrifying. Just look at his technique of flying needle acupuncture alone. Using those soft, thin, traditional gold needles. He inserted them into Donghhua's vital points without any resistance. That's definitely not something an ordinary TCM doctor could do. Such finger strength and acupoint recognition skills are simply miraculous.
I admit he does have some tricks up his sleeve. To this day, I still can't figure out if Donghua really was tampered with by him. How exactly did he, in front of everyone, remotely cause problems with Donghua's heart? It completely defies modern medical common sense.
What about the bed agreement? What are you planning to do next? Are you really going to bring a man home to live with you?
I don't know what to do either. At the time, I just wanted to expose him.
Who knew he'd actually cure the patient?
How about you pay to settle this? Rent him a single apartment outside.
Do you think, with his shameless, clingy personality, he'd agree?
No way. Having finally gotten the chance to latch onto a stunning beauty like you, if it were me.
I'd never agree to move out, even if beaten to death.
Sigh. We'll just have to take it one step at a time.
All the tests show he's normal, perfectly normal. I'm so strong now, I could kill a bull with my bare hands. Dr. Liu, could you be merciful and give me some meat?
Since you call yourself a divine doctor, you should know that after a major illness, eating light is good for your stomach and intestines.
What good? I want to leave the hospital now and have a big feast outside.
I'm your attending physician. What I say goes.
If you disregard medical advice and force your discharge,
then you'll have to pay the full 100-day coma bill yourself.
Go settle the bill.
Actually, for us who practice cultivation, plain vegetables and tofu are the purest delicacies between heaven and earth. My favorite food in this life is boiled plain vegetables. So fragrant.
You know what's good for you. Enjoy your feast then. I'm on night duty, gotta do my rounds.
Take care, Dr. Liu. Thanks for your hard work. 120,000? You could sell me, and not even get a fraction of that. Eating grass. Not a chance. I'll have a KFC family bucket and 2 burgers. MHM. MHM. Oh, sir. Are you alright?
The room felt stuffy, so I came out for some air and a walk. Then I slipped and twisted my ankle. Sigh. Guess I have to accept I'm getting old.
Sir, the physical aging is just nature's way. But mentally, you gotta stay 18 forever. That's called old in body, young at heart.
Haha, well said. You're a sharp young man.
Which room is yours, sir? Let me help you back.
Room 2106? What a coincidence, it's right upstairs.
I'm in 2015.
So you're the young man who saved the little girl on the road. The one who got hit by a car and was in a coma for over 3 months?
Hey, it was nothing really. You're well informed, sir. I almost feel like I'm glowing with greatness.
Ha ha ha. Risking your life for someone else's. Absolutely deserves to be called great.
Well then, I'll shamelessly accept your praise. Come on, let's get you back first. Sir, you sit. I'll call a doctor for you.
Don't bother. A little sprain like this is nothing to an old-timer like me. Back in the war, I took a bullet without a peep. This sprain? I barely feel a thing.
Not feeling pain doesn't mean it's fine. If the tendons are damaged and blood clots, it could cause chronic issues later. Tell you what, sir. If you trust me, let me take a look.
Oh, young man, are you a doctor too?
Sort of. And my skills are passable.
In the hallway, you said you sort of are a doctor. What does sort of mean? I'm actually a diviner. Medicine is just something I picked up on the side. Diviner. The kind who sets up a stall, tells fortunes, makes predictions.
Fortune telling? Yeah, I know a bit about that too.
Seeing you act so bravely. I thought you were a fine young man. It's better to be down to earth in life. So young, and you choose to learn deception instead of something useful?
Let me introduce myself, Mr. Sue. I'm Shun Mo. I'm not some scammer here to trick you out of money with fortune telling. Our mystic sect has a 1,000-year legacy. There's a reason it has endured. But if you're convinced at your core that fortune telling equals fraud, well, since we're clearly not on the same page, I'll take my leave.
Wait. This afternoon, the hospital was buzzing with rumors. They say a young man in a patient gown slapped a patient back to life. An old man the doctors had already given a death notice for. That person wouldn't be you, would it?
That would be yours truly.
If you have medical skills that can bring the dead back to life, why bother scamming people with fortune telling?
Mr. Sue, let me say this again. Those charlatans out there do not represent authentic Mysticate. One reading costs 2,000. Since you don't believe me, dare to let me read your fortune? If I'm wrong on even 1 point, I'll pay you 2,000 instead.
Good. Cocky enough. Let's see how you expose your own foxtail.
Mr. Sue, a nurse said you twisted your ankle in the hallway.
Let me take a look.
Shenemo? What are you doing here?
Just giving Mr. Sue a little lesson.
A lesson? A patient giving a lesson to a retired general?
Dr. Liu, perfect timing. Be my witness. This kid has the audacity to want to tell my fortune. My family situation, you haven't told him, have you?
Absolutely not. We strictly protect patient privacy.
Alright, young Shin. I won't bully you. I won't ask about some vague future. Just tell me, how many children have I had in my life?
High, bright forehead, straight nose bridge, thick eyebrows, classic signs of many children, fortune, and prosperity. However, your original fate destined you for 3 sons and 2 daughters. Unfortunately, the firstborn, a son and a daughter, couldn't be kept. They passed young. So now you have 2 sons and 1 daughter.
How do you know? The first pregnancy was a pair of twins, a boy and a girl. There was severe hemorrhaging during labor. The babies didn't make it. It's been a lifelong pain for my wife and me. Even my 3 living children don't know about this. Yet this kid saw through it in one glance.
That'll be 2,000, please. A bit short on cash lately. Thanks for the generosity, Mr. Sue. If there's nothing else, I'll be on my way.
Don't you try that playing hard to get trick on me. Sit. We continue.
This old man's a quick study. What would you like to know, Mr. Sue?
My 2 sons and 1 daughter.
What are they doing now? The eldest son, steady character. He took the official path. Holds significant authority, a high rank. The second son, more impulsive. Caused you plenty of trouble in his youth. Now in business, a big boss. His net worth is at least 100 million to start with. As for your daughter, she has an air of noble intelligence, likely a top-tier research scientist, who has made significant contributions to the country. The Sue family has produced 3 outstanding talents, a testament to your excellent parenting.
Kid, you didn't secretly investigate me beforehand, did you?
Old man, I got hit by a car, was knocked out cold for over 100 days. Just woke up this morning, and this Dr. Liu forced me all afternoon to undergo a full set of medical tests. I wasn't let out until 8 p.m. Where would I find the time to investigate you? Besides, a national treasure-level scientist like your daughter. Is that something an ordinary guy like me could even look into?
That's true.
Enough talk, pay up.
The third question.
Wait, the rules can't be broken. I only do 3 readings a day. This is the last one. Old man, you better think carefully before you ask.
Cut the nonsense. Just tell me, how many grandchildren do I have?
That's too easy. Your eldest son gave you a son and a daughter, making a perfect pair. Your second son gave you 2 grandsons.
Ha ha ha. Little Shin, you got it wrong. My second son only has 1 son. Ha ha ha. Hurry up. According to the rules, pay me $2,000.
I knew it. How could anyone predict everything accurately?
Turns out you're a half-baked amateur.
Old man Sue, I told you your second son has a flamboyant personality. He's a wealthy man, surrounded by countless admirers. Are you so sure he really only has 1 son?
Are you saying he has an illegitimate child on the outside?
From what your children's palace reflects, that outside child should be exactly 5 years old this year.
Why should I believe you?
Put on speakerphone, give him a call, and bluff him. The truth will come out then, won't it?
Let's do it. Hello, Dad? It's so late. Are you feeling unwell? I'm fine. Can you talk privately right now? Yes, no one's around. What is it? You useless good for nothing. How dare you fool around outside and even father an illegitimate child? You completely disgrace this old face of mine. This old man is a real boss.
That bluffing performance, that commanding presence, incredible.
Dad, what are you talking about? What illegitimate child? Don't give me that. The kid is already 5 years old. I, as a grandfather, only found out today. What kind of thing is this you've done? Tell me, how are you going to explain this to your wife and child? Dad, how? How did you know? Damn.
Payment received, 2,000 yuan. Old man Sue. The 3 readings are over, you lost.
Xiao Shen, does fortune telling truly exist in this world?
If it doesn't exist, why would the I Ching be called the foremost of China's classics and the source of the Great Way? Old Sue behind all things in the world. There are eternal, unchanging rules. Master these rules, and you become a god.
Have you mastered them?
Old Sue, don't listen to his nonsense. Do you think a god who masters the rules of all things could be so poor he can't even afford a boxed lunch and has to overstay his welcome at someone else's house?
Miss Lou, I just need to stay at your place for a while. No need to be so harsh on me.
Ha ha ha, youth is wonderful.
Old Sue, you've misunderstood. He and I are definitely not.
Old Sue truly has a sharp eye. Love is a very strange thing. Some people live together for a lifetime without a spark, while others, upon their first meeting, know the other is the one they've been looking for. Ruyen and I are the latter. Love at first sight.
TSK, Shenemo, have you no shame?
For love, what is shame? Old Sue, I have matters to attend to. I must take my leave.
Shenemo, do you know who that old Sue just now really is?
I know. A retired senior official from Yanhai.
Since you know his status, how dare you try to scam him? Do you have a death wish?
Dr. Liu, your choice of words is inappropriate. I tell fortunes he pays. Clear pricing, can that be called scam? Besides, so what if he's a lieutenant general? Since the founding of the nation, there have been at least 2,000 generals at or above that rank. But me, Shinamo, in 1,000 years, only a handful, can be mentioned in the same breath. Comparatively, my status is more distinguished.
What a distinguished grandmaster you are. Can you catch a ghost right here for me to see?
Ignorant. So-called talk of ghosts and gods is just tricks ancient Taoist masters use to elevate their own status and prestige in front of ordinary people.
You're saying there are no ghosts in the world?
Of course not. If ghosts existed, the world would be in chaos. What ancients called ghosts are actually yin-sha energies. The human body has yin and yang energies. When balanced, a person is healthy. Once the yin evil energy enters the body and disrupts balance, illness occurs. The same applies when yang energy is too strong.
Then why do so many people online
Swear they've seen ghosts?
When the evil energy attacks brain nerves, the brain automatically generates the image of the evil ghost they usually imagine. Simply put, it's a hallucination from mental stimulation.
Oh, I see.
In the eyes of us accomplished cultivators, whether nobles or generals, or common peddlers and women, there's no difference at all, because they are all mortals, while we have transcended the mundane world.
Huh? Whose $1,000 is this?
Where's the $1,000?
Ha 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 ha.
Shenemo, you really have transcended the mundane world, huh?
What do you know? Our cultivation focuses on 4 major elements. It's all for the sake of more sublime cultivation.
Understood, Master Celestial Master. You rest well.
I'll handle your discharge tomorrow morning.
7 a.m. Time for some meditation. 8 hours passed in a flash. The Xiaoyao scripture is truly remarkable.
A miracle. After being in a coma for 100 days and waking up, all physical indicators are actually much stronger than an ordinary person's. This is truly a strange thing, young man. Have you practiced some martial arts since childhood?
You have a good eye, old sir. To be frank, in terms of pure martial arts, I should be invincible under heaven.
This guy is bragging again.
All right. This world's #1 master, old me, congratulates you. Today you can be officially discharged.
Then thank you, senior.
Young warrior, you're too kind.
Old Sue, I'm all packed and ready to leave. Do you still need me for something?
This is my second son, Suhai. He's a bit rash in his actions. I've always been worried. After witnessing your true skills yesterday, I'm shamelessly asking you to read his fortune and tell his fate.
Oh, old Sue, you, a veteran of the battlefield all your life. Were you the one who most disbelieved these feudal superstitions?
I'm not stubborn. You were so accurate yesterday. I just want to see if he's going to cause any major trouble recently. Kid, you used those lowly, underhanded Jianghu tricks to fool my dad, but you can't fool me. Confess honestly. Where did you find a private investigator? To find out I have a son outside? You bastard. Shut your filthy mouth. Dad, this kid is at most in his early 20s. How could he be as miraculous as you say? You must be senile. Totally fooled by him.
Mr. Sue, you're really overestimating yourself. I set up a scheme to trick a retired lieutenant general. For a mere $6,000? My appearance fee is very expensive.
The 6,000 is just your bait. Once my dad completely believes in you, this charlatan, then what's next probably won't be just 6,000.
You're right. So, if you want me to read your fortune, the starting price is 100,000.
Ha, Dad, did you hear that? The fox's tail is showing, he admitted it himself. I told you to shut up, Xiaoshen. 100,000 for a divination. Why is that?
Old Mr. Sue's fate changes in an instant. The secrets of heaven cannot be fully revealed, but a clear calamity like Mr. Sue's, shrouded in deathly aura, on the verge of a great disaster. I can still see that. Believe me, pay 100,000. Don't believe me. Just treat what I said as passing gas. The door's over there. Don't let it hit you on the way out.
What if I pay the 100K and you just run off with the money?
It just means you and your father have poor judgment. You deserve the bad luck.
You're looking for death. Believe it or not, I can make you disappear from Yanhai with one word. Suhai, you have no right to act up here. Xiaoshen, I'll pay the 100K.
Too late. Now it's 200K.
You dare to jack up the price? I'll cripple you today. You shut your mouth. Xiao Shen, I'll give 200k. Dad, I want you to transfer 200k to him right now, immediately. If you don't, get out of the Su family tomorrow.
Mr. Su, don't put on that wrong look. If it weren't for old Mr. Su helping me out of a jam yesterday, even if you knelt on the ground and offered me 20 million, I wouldn't bother giving you a second glance.
Xiao Shen, ignore that scoundrel. Just tell me straight, what kind of calamity is he facing?
If my calculations are correct, Mr. Su, have you recently taken on a major municipal project?
Yes, it's the Longman Bridge project in Yanhai. The main structure is complete. It's set to be inaugurated and finished in half a month.
Finished. Your shoddy project wants inauguration? What kind of international joke is that?
Xiao Shen, are you saying the construction of Longman Bridge has serious quality issues? Don't you dare slander me here. I get usually. But on a life and death project like this, I would absolutely never have course.
Even if you wouldn't do it, are you sure the people under you wouldn't? Faced with tens of millions in profits, do you think anyone can hold the line?
Also, this is the Longman Bridge is Xiao Hui's older brother, family. He's not your money, he was screwing over. Xiao Hui is the one you're keeping on the side. Dad, don't put it so harshly. She's still your grandson's mother, after all.
Boss Su, oh Boss Su, has that woman sucked your brains out? Go to the market right now. Find the most reliable third-party inspection agencies. Take core samples from the Longman Bridge site for testing. Whether the bridge meets standards or not, we'll know in 2 hours.
Fine. If you're just spouting nonsense and trying to scare me.
I'll not only refund you the full 200,000, I'll give you an extra 100,000. If the results are as I predict. Boss Su, please transfer me another 100,000.
No problem. Xiao Shen, give it to me straight. How sure are you? 100%.
Old Su, this is just the beginning. That brother-in-law is just a fool. Boss Su is merely a pawn in this game. There's a mastermind behind this entire scheme. Old Su, have you lost your mind? Don't forget, your big leader, currently in a critical provincial period, is the real core of your Su family.
If the Longman Bridge collapses now, the first to fall will be your eldest, the city-level supervisor. Su Zhang's political rivals are trying to cut the legs from under us. They want to uproot our Su family, no holds barred. Xiao Shen, can you figure out who's really behind this?
Old Su, I'm just a fortune-telling Taoist priest. I'm not an all-powerful deity. When it comes to these high-level political battles, how could I possibly calculate that?
Xiao Shen, no matter how things unfold, our Su family owes you a huge favor.
No. I tell fortunes, your son pays. Transaction complete. No one owes anyone. As long as you think the 200,000 was well spent. I'm off.
A true master. That's a real master.
How did you get a figure like that? Damn, you're gorgeous. Even Immortal descending would probably be mesmerized by you.
Your compliments for women are refreshingly unique.
Sorry. Never went to school, just keeping it real. Any fool could guess it's her obsessive admirer. I don't want to get into trouble right after leaving the hospital. Oh, I suddenly need to pee. Gotta go borrow a bathroom.
Too late. Where do you think you're going?
Sis, you're using me as a shield?
Since you're going to live in my house, you have to help me shoo these flies away. Otherwise, we go our separate ways and sleep on the street tonight.
Lu Ruyin, you're ruthless.
Ever heard hell hath no fury like a woman scorned?
Fine. In many romance novels, the heroine just grabs a guy to be her fake boyfriend, and it always ends up becoming real. Aren't you afraid you'll get caught up in it?
If you have the charm to make me fall for you, I don't mind if the fake becomes real.
All right, in that case, don't blame me for collecting a little interest first.
Where the hell did this wild man come from, Ruyin? Long time no see.
Mr. Shen, I've told you many times. Please call me Dr. Su. I don't want my boyfriend to misunderstand.
I'm Shin Dong from the Shin Corporation. May I ask your name, sir?
Shun.
Haha, Ruyin always said she had a boyfriend. I thought it was just an excuse to reject me. I never thought she'd actually find such an extraordinary person.
Ha, Mr. Shun, I think. You're really mistaken.
Shinemo, what nonsense are you talking?
Ruyin. I know you like me. You've done a lot to pursue me. But please, give me a little more time, okay? Because I really can't be sure what my feelings for you actually are.
Well, I is desperately chasing after this poor loser?
Shinemo, no matter what, I'm sticking with you for life. You can't get rid of me.
And acting reluctant? Even short promise with your promise.
Ruyin, give up. I'm just a heartless, ultimate scumbag. I can't give up the entire forest out there for just one tree like you.
As long as I can stay by your side, I don't mind anything. For now, you'll stay at my place.
Let me take care of you, okay?
I have no money or power. I really don't know what you see in me.
I don't care if you have money. I just like you for who you are.
Fine, fine. Let's try living together for a while then. If it doesn't work out, we'll break up.
I'll definitely work hard.
Ruyin, are you really going to live with him?
Of course, Mr. Shen. Thank you so much for your affection.
But we're really not a good match, Shinemo.
Let's go.
All right.
Check out a guy named Shinimo for me.
The show's over. How long are you planning to keep holding on?
Till the end of time. Till the seas run dry and the rocks crumble.
Then you can go tell that to other women in the underworld.
Ouch, damn. Lu Ruyen, you're way too harsh. You almost broke my toes, ouch.
Thanks for the compliment.
Miss Lu, I don't get it. A delicate, peerless beauty like you doesn't buy a flashy little sports car. Why get a 5-meter-long Land Rover? It doesn't match your vibe.
What car do you think suits me then?
Bentley, Porsche, Maserati. A fancy car for a beauty.
Are sports cars better in space and safety than a Land Rover?
No, they're far from it.
That's why I don't buy them. I'm a doctor. Safety and practicality are my top priorities when buying a car.
Smart indeed. Now I get why your salary is so high. But you can't even come up with $200,000. Are you paying off the Land Rover loan?
And rent.
Miss, the light's red. Stop. Stop the car.
What's with the panic? I'm going there. What's wrong?
Shark Corner Shah. No wonder this clinic can't stay open and is for rent. So the feng shui was ruined by Shark Corner Shah, blocking wealth.
And you still want to rent it?
Of course. A mere Shark Corner Shah? I have countless ways to neutralize it.
This clinic is large, in a good location. The rent isn't cheap.
I'm rich now. Money's no object.
Are you two here to rent?
Yes, what's the price?
$300,000 for 2 years, not a penny less.
Bro, for the size and location, $150,000 a year isn't expensive. But I don't get why it has to be a 2-year lease.
Well, I rented it from the landlord for 4 years straight. There's 2 years and 3 months left now. I'll throw in those 3 months for free.
I see. To make it a lucky number, $280,000.
I already told you, no bargaining. Not a single penny off, not at all.
Then I'm leaving.
Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
All right, brother, you win.
You really want to rent this place?
$300,000 for 2 years and 3 months. I won't lose out on this deal. Let's sign a contract.
When will you pay?
Right now.
Hey, aren't you going to go check out other properties first? Why are you being so hasty?
When you find something you love, money doesn't matter.
Hope you don't regret this.
I never regret any decision I, Shinimo, make. Starting from today, I, Shinimo, am finally going to achieve great things.
What an idiot. This place is 200 square meters. You didn't even check it properly before paying. This is totally reckless.
You're the idiot. 200 square meters with 3 separate consultation rooms. Fully renovated, $300,000 for 2 years. It's practically a steal.
Where'd you get all that money anyway?
I did a fortune reading for Suhai, old Su's son, this morning. Made $200,000 off that, plus the $100,000 I won yesterday. That adds up exactly for the rent.
You really are something, Shinemo. You even managed to fool old Sue and his son.
What do you mean, fool? I earn money with real skill. See this? Suhai just transferred another $100,000 to me. What does that tell you? It means my reading was spot on. He admits defeat wholeheartedly.
What exactly did you read for him?
You want to know?
Nah, whatever. Go off and achieve your great things here. I'm leaving.
Hey, wait for me. Lu Ruyen, you can't get rid of me that easily.
The inspection results are out. Everything Shinimo calculated is 100% correct. That bridge is shoddy work from start to finish. All the core construction materials were swapped out. Once it opens to traffic, it'll completely collapse in less than a year. Have all the relevant people been detained? From the project manager down to the foreman, all of them are detained. What about your brother-in-law? He's been arrested too. Dad, what do we do now? According to the contract we signed with them, the deadline's only a month away. If I can't deliver, not only will I not make a single penny, I'll also have to pay $50 million in penalty. Look at the situation we're in. You're still only thinking about money. Let me tell you, the Su family is now at a life or death turning point. You better sell everything you have to fix this mess. Otherwise, your big brother will be dragged down by your crap. Dad, what should I do now? Call the police. Call them right now. Arrest those who need arresting. Compensate those who need compensating. You must let everyone know that you, Suhai, were deceived. Not intentionally cutting corners on the project. Only by cutting off the tail to survive can we preserve the Su family's reputation. Then my construction company is finished. It's over. That's better than you going to jail and your brother losing his official position. Listen, after you left, Little Shin revealed a secret to me. He said there's more to this matter than meets the eye. Their target isn't really you, it's your big brother. Understand? I understand, Dad. How do you know Shin Mo? He's just too incredible. He even figured out you have an illegitimate child outside. Of course he's incredible. From now on, you must treat him with the utmost respect. Someone this powerful in ancient times would have been a national advisor. Even an emperor would treat him with courtesy. Don't worry, I'll build a good relationship with him. Dad, I'll call Big Brother right now. And handle this matter as soon as possible.
You were originally destined to have 3 sons and 2 daughters. The second son, a 5-year-old Asian child died.
For fortune tellings, all incredibly accurate. Shinmo's power and mystery shattered almost all my previous beliefs. Could fate really exist?
At this point, Shinmo suddenly realized something was off and quickly added, besides, Donghua had pre-existing heart problems. What does that have to do with me? Lu Ruyan gave him a meaningful look and said, is that so? Shinmo said, of course. Lu Ruyan said, oh, and replied, you say it is, then so be it. Shinmo immediately felt a headache coming on. Damn, this woman is too smart. She actually tricked me with that casual remark. Looks like I need to be more careful from now on. Afterwards, the car turned into a high-end residential area called Longting Residence. Shinmo checked and found the complex was less than 7 kilometers from Common Hospital. This made Shinmo feel a bit embarrassed. Had he known Lu Ruyan would have to make such a long detour, he wouldn't have let her drive him. The environment at Longting Residence was excellent, with separate pedestrian and vehicle paths. The green coverage rate was as high as 50%. Even in Yanhai, a first-tier city, it was a place of great renown. The apartment Yin rented is Unit 801, Building 12. It's 208 square meters. 4 bedrooms, 2 living rooms, 2 bathrooms. Very spacious. The decoration is also quite luxurious. After looking around, I couldn't help but praise, not bad, Beauty Lu. The rent for this place must be a lot per month, right? Lu Ruyan said, 20,000. Shinmo gave a thumbs up and said, you women are really tough on yourselves. Transfer successful. A car worth over 2 million plus a large flat of over 300 square meters. These 2 items cost Lu Ruyan at least 35,000 a month. Although Common Hospital is the best private hospital in Yanhai, the monthly salary of a chief physician is generally over 50,000. But I can't withstand Lu Ruyan's spin like this. Ruyan said, what I value about Longting Residence is privacy and security. Shinmo nodded and said, you are so beautiful. So good security is indeed necessary. Lu Ruyan said, now the scoundrel has moved into the house. Even the best security at Longting Residence is useless. Shinmo pointed at his own nose and said, are you talking about me? Lu Ruyan asked, who else besides you? Shinmo said indignantly, you're insulting me. Ruyan said calmly, if you can't stand it, you can leave. Shinmo chuckled and said, want me to leave? No way. 3 months, 90 days. I won't miss a single day. Lu Ruyan pointed to a bedroom next to her and said, that's your bathroom and shower. We each have one, but you're not allowed to enter my room without my permission. Don't worry, I definitely won't go in. You better buy a washing machine. I don't want to share with you. No need to buy. I prefer hand washing, not using a washing machine. You cannot bring anyone here. Lu Ruyan went on and on, saying a whole bunch. Shinmo kept nodding. Finally, he couldn't take it anymore and said helplessly, how about when you have time, just print out a roommate agreement. You said too much at once. I can't remember. Lu Ruyan thought for a moment and said, okay, go tidy up your room. Shinmo said, nothing much to tidy. My clothes in the basement are all moldy. I'll buy new ones this afternoon. The rest are just some books and a laptop. Lu Ruyan, I also need to set some rules with you. Lu Ruyan said, go ahead. Shinmo said, you can enter my bedroom anytime, but you absolutely must not touch my books. Lu Ruyan asked curiously, are your books very valuable? Shinmo said, of course. These books are all Taoist classics, with annotations from many past Taoist masters. In the eyes of outsiders, may be worthless to others, but for us cultivators, it's crucial. Lu Ruyan nodded, saying, okay, I'll remember that. Shinmo extended his hand with a smile and said, then, happy cohabitation. Lu Ruyan ignored his hand, saying coldly, I'd be happier if you left. With that, Lu Ruyan went back to the bedroom. She grabbed a change of clothes and went into the bathroom. She was on night shift all night, feeling awful. Couldn't stand it anymore. He's really trusting of me. And Mo shrugged, put his suitcase in his own bedroom, and tidied up a bit. Shinmo felt a bit hungry, and saw it was already 12:30. Shinmo walked to the kitchen, seeing fish, meat, and vegetables in the fridge. He got to work. In his dreams, Carefree Master was a famous foodie. He ate his way through palace feasts and street food. Learned it all. By 40, his cooking skills had reached their peak. Even the top imperial chefs couldn't match him. Shinmo inherited Carefree Master's legacy, including his culinary skills. Once an average cook, the moment he picked up the knife, he felt it. In just half an hour, a Westlake vinegar fish, a tomato and egg stir-fry, and a cabbage vermicelli soup were freshly made. Lu Ruyan came out of the bathroom after showering, seeing 2 dishes and a soup on the dining table. She said in surprise, you can cook? Shinmo put down the rice, boasting, of course. Let me reintroduce myself. Standing before you is the world's #1 chef. You can call me the god of cookery. Lu Ruyan was long immune to Shinmo's bragging. She just rolled her eyes and ignored him. Shinmo's heart stirred. He put on a lecherous look and said, whoa, Lu Ruyan, you're not wearing a bra. Ah, Lu Ruyan screamed, immediately covering her chest. Her goddess-like aloofness vanished completely. Shinmo laughed heartily. Just kidding. Lu Ruyan gritted her teeth in anger, but there was nothing she could do about him. Chapter 13, an insanely awesome announcement. A while later, Lu Ruyan dried her hair and came to the dining room to eat. Seeing Shinmo hadn't touched his food, she said, not bad. At least you have some manners. Shinmo picked up his bowl and took a bite of rice, saying, of course. For a beauty like you, I'd definitely wait. A feast for the eyes, after all. If it were some ugly woman, I wouldn't be caught dead eating with her. Lu Ruyan sighed and said, Shinmo, sometimes, I really want to stitch your mouth shut. Shinmo said, stitch it after we eat. In this world, only beauty and good food are not to be missed. Lu Ruyan picked up chopsticks and said, well then, let me taste if what you made is actually good food. She picked up a piece of fish, dipped in the sauce, and put it in her mouth. Lu Ruyen's eyes instantly lit up. She felt the fresh taste of the fish, and the sweet sour sauce perfectly blend in her mouth, creating a unique, unforgettable flavor. Lu Ruyen then tried the tomato and egg, took a sip of the cabbage and vermicelli soup, and said in surprise, "This is 5-star chef level." Shinemo curled his lip and said, "Don't insult me, okay? Those 5-star chefs could only be my apprentices at best. If the seasonings in your kitchen were a bit higher quality, the taste of these dishes could be at least twice as good." Lu Ruyen said, "I believe it. So, cooking for the next 3 months is on you. No questions." Shinemo caught on and said, "Praise me once. And you want me to cook?" Lu Ruyen, "You're thinking a bit too highly of yourself." Lu Ruyen said, "Then 1 day each." "What? I have to warn you, my cooking is nowhere near as good as yours." Shinemo said, "Even if it's a dark dish, I'll eat it without complaint." Lu Ruyen said as she served the soup, "Deal." After the meal, Lu Ruyen watched some TV, and then went to catch up on sleep. Borrowing the car keys from Lu Ruyen, Shinemo drove the Land Rover Range Rover to the government service center to apply for the clinic's business license. Gotta say, government efficiency these days is fast. After the information verification, the license will be ready tomorrow morning. With the license sorted, Shinemo went to the antique street in the southern suburbs of Yanhai. There were many magic tool shops. Shinemo needed to buy brushes, sandpaper, yellow paper, jade, and such to make talismans. Before, without magic power, the talismans he made were useless. Pure scams. Getting arrested for that wasn't the least bit unfair. But now it's different. Having inherited the legacy of carefree Immortal, Shinemo is fully capable of making all kinds of talismans. Half an hour later, he had bought everything he needed. Shinemo drove to the newly rented traditional Chinese medicine clinic. Closing the door, Shinemo picked up a piece of low-quality Atian jade. The tools for carving mentioned here are not engraving knives. For magic talismans, generally divided into 2 types. One is ordinary talismans written with silver. On yellow paper. The other is jade talismans drawn on various types of jade. The former only requires magical power. The latter requires profound magical power. The primordial spirit is a crystal formed after he cultivated magical power for over 100 years. After merging with Shinemo, his magical power is basically on par with ancient Taoist masters. Drawing a jade talisman is naturally a piece of cake. In just half an hour, he finalized several jade talismans with different functions and over a dozen ordinary talismans, placing one of the evil-dispelling jade talismans on the inner side of the doorframe. The sharp corner Sha gathered by the shop was easily resolved by Shinemo. Buying a piece of drawing paper from the neighboring store, Shinemo wrote a few lines on it with a brush. Clinic specializes in difficult and complicated diseases. Terminal illness is excluded. 3 days per day. Registration fee, 3,000 yuan. House call fee, 10,000 yuan. Hours, Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. If not cured, full refund. Shinemo was very satisfied after reading it. He directly posted this notice at the entrance. The owner of the neighboring store is named Zhang Man. He's a middle-aged, very fat man weighing at least 200 G. Seeing Shinemo's notice, he couldn't help but laugh. Brother, 3,000 yuan registration fee and a 10,000 yuan house call fee? That's much more expensive than nationally renowned medical experts. Purely in terms of medical skill, I'm 100,000 miles better than those experts. Their registration fees are in the thousands. Why should mine be lower than theirs? Haha, bold enough. What's with the limit of 3 people? It means exactly what it says. Only 3 patients per day. 9,000 per patient. 5 days a week is 45,000 a month down the line. That's 180,000. That matches my annual income. But I feel like you probably won't get any customers here. No customers, no problem. I'm not counting on this to make a living. After chatting with Zhang Man for a while, Shinemo bid farewell and left. Watching his retreating figure, Zhang Man shook his head and muttered, "This young man is money crazy." On the way, he bought a few hairy crabs. Shinemo returned to the Longtingju residential area. Lu Ruyen was already awake, sitting on the sofa reading a book. She was wearing a V-neck t-shirt, revealing her perfect figure. Her lower body was in denim shorts, showing off 2 slender, straight legs. If before, Lu Ruyen gave Shinemo a feeling of elegance and aloofness, now she seemed sexy and charming. Shinemo put down the bag and said, "Beauty Lu, I want to discuss something with you." Lu Ruyen said without looking up, "Can you wear slightly more conservative clothes from now on?" Lu Ruyen frowned. "What do you mean?" Shinemo said, "I'm a man full of vitality, and you are a stunningly beautiful woman. If you wear too little, I'm afraid I won't be able to control myself. That'll be too awkward." Lu Ruyen looked up at Shinemo and said playfully, "Do you have the guts?" Shinemo said, "Of course I do. I just can't do that." "Afraid of going to jail?" Lu Ruyen asked. Shinemo shook his head. "I am a practitioner of the mystic arts. What restrains me is not the law, but the heavenly way." "Do you know what's most annoying about you, Mo?" Before Shinemo could answer, Lu Ruyen said, "It's your boasting." Shinemo sighed. "Now I finally understand what it means to have a bosom friend who is hard to find." Lu Ruyen said lightly, "Your bosom friend is probably in a mental hospital." Shinemo said, "Wherever they are, it's fine as long as I have one. Traditional Chinese medicine clinic open tomorrow. I want to eat hairy crab tomorrow afternoon to celebrate properly." "Dr. Lu, I wonder if you would do me the honor?" Hairy crab was Lu Ruyen's favorite food. She said without changing her expression, "This face is worth honoring." Shinemo laughed. Great, seeing Shinemo take the hairy crab into the kitchen. A bright smile appeared on Lu Ruyen's face. Having such a humorous and witty guy at home didn't seem so bad. Chapter 14. How did you do it? A hairy crab plus 3 side dishes. Lu Ruyen took out a bottle of red wine. The 2 of them drank. After eating and drinking a fill, Lu Ruyen said, "I'm going for a walk in the complex. Do you want to come along?" Shinemo made an okay gesture. "Of course. It's a good chance for me to get familiar with the surroundings." The 2 changed into their sports shoes and started walking around the complex. The Longting residence complex was very large, with 16 buildings. All were large flats, over 200 square meters. Behind them were 20 detached villas. Each villa was worth around 300 million. Scary expensive. The 2 walked to the villa area. Shinemo looked at the surroundings and smiled. "The feng shui here is quite good. It seems it was guided by a master." Lu Ruyen asked, "How so?" Shinemo said in feng shui, "The ideal residence is backed by a mountain and faces water, with the azure dragon and white tiger protecting the sides." Lu Ruyen asked, puzzled, "But this is the city center." Shinemo smiled and said, "No landscape? Then we'll create one. Look, every villa here has a swimming pool in front, and behind it, there's a man-made hill slope. A few large trees flank it on both sides, creating a protective embrace. Thus, these villas form a landscape-encircled layout. Though it's far from matching the excellence of natural feng shui, creating such a feng shui pattern artificially in the city center is already quite impressive." Lu Ruyan looked at Shinemo in surprise and said, "You really know about these things?" Shinemo said proudly, "Of course. The 5 arts of metaphysics, mountain, medicine, destiny, physiognomy, and divination are all subjects I study. Art and feng shui are just 2 branches among them." Lu Ruyan said, "Since you're so capable, how come you're still struggling so much?" Shinemo rolled his eyes in frustration. "Lu Ruyan, you really have a sharp tongue." A hint of a smile curved the corner of Lu Ruyan's mouth as she said, "Thanks for the compliment." After wandering for over half an hour, they were about to head back, when they suddenly saw 4 or 5 people gathered in a small park ahead. An elderly man in a white half-sleeve gown lay on the ground. Ruyan's expression changed. "Something's wrong," she said, running forward. Shinemo quickly followed. Arriving at a small park, Lu Ruyan saw the old man's face flushed red, already unconscious. Beside him, a young man in his early 20s with blonde hair was anxiously making a phone call. Lu Ruyan announced clearly, "I'm a doctor. Please step back to ensure proper ventilation." Upon hearing this, the onlookers quickly retreated over 10 meters away. After finishing his call, the man, hearing Lu Ruyan was a doctor, hurriedly said, "My grandfather has high blood pressure and heart disease. He suddenly fainted when he stood up just now." "Doctor, you must save him." Lu Ruyan checked the old man's eyelids, then felt his breath. It was very weak. She asked, "Where's the fast-acting heart relief pills?" The blonde man panicked. "I didn't bring them. Give me 5 minutes. I'll run home and get them right away." Lu Ruyan urged, "Hurry." The blonde man turned and sprinted toward the villa area at top speed. Just then, the old man's face and limbs began to twitch. His already somewhat pale complexion turned even ghastlier. Lu Ruyan's face changed drastically. She quickly loosened the old man's collar to keep his breathing unobstructed, then clenched a fist and struck forcefully against the old man's chest. This is an emergency method for cardiac arrest, used when a defibrillator is unavailable. A last resort measure. Just as Lu Ruyan's fist made contact with the old man's chest, Shinemo grabbed her wrist. Lu Ruyan cried urgently, "What are you doing?" Shinemo calmly and gently said, "Let me handle this." Lu Ruyan frowned and said, "Don't be reckless." Shinemo replied, "I'm 100% confident." "How about you?" Lu Ruyan was stunned, immediately stood up and took 3 steps back. "You do it, as expected of Kangen Hospital's chief physician, decisive enough." Shinemo, silently praised, immediately crouched down. He pressed 2 fingers on a key acupoint on the old man's chest. Magical energy flowed like water through his fingers into the old man's heart meridian. After 1 rotation, Shinemo raised his hand. He tapped the old man's heart once. The old man sat up abruptly, as if resurrected. "Great!" Seeing the old man was fine, everyone cheered. Lu Ruyan looked at Shinemo in disbelief and asked, "How did you do that?" "Without any tools. Using only 2 fingers in less than 15 seconds. You saved an old man from cardiac arrest." Lu Ruyan, the most beautiful medical genius of the medical school, found it somewhat unbelievable. Little did she know, Shinmo's magical energy was the essence of spiritual energy, the best spiritual medicine in the world. Even fast-acting heart pills couldn't compare. Shinemo took the old man's hand and checked his pulse. He smiled and said, "Old sir, you're fine now. Let's go rest in the pavilion." The old man nodded and said, "Young man, thank you." Shinemo helped him up and said, "I wasn't the only one who saved you." The old man looked at Lu Ruyan. Lu Ruyan said, "I didn't help. I don't dare take credit." The old man said, "As long as you had the compassion to save me, I should thank you." Shinemo smiled and said, "Let's talk about this more. Let's go sit in the pavilion for a while." Okay. Shinemo and Lu Ruyan helped the old man to the pavilion. They sat down. After some conversation, they learned some details about the old man. It turned out the old man's name was Chung Guangyao, 72 years old. He was one of Yanhai's most famous antique collectors, ran an antique shop, and was truly wealthy. The blonde with the heart pills was Chung Guangyao's only grandson, Chung Qinghe. Due to his parents' spoiling, this young man didn't learn well, mixing with a bad crowd all day, which infuriated Chung Guangyao. Shinemo said, "Mr. Chung, this attack was caused by sudden anger affecting your heart. You're older, your health isn't great. In the future, try to adjust your mindset and avoid getting angry easily." Chung Guangyao pointed at Chung Qinghe running over and said, "I was driven mad by this kid." Shinemo smiled and said, "Your grandson might be a bit willful, but he's very filial towards you." Xiaoxin Chung Guangyao said angrily, "If I hadn't run into you 2 lovebirds, I would have been fuming to death by him." Shinemo looked at Lu Ruyan with a teasing gaze at the term lovebirds. Lu Ruyan rolled her eyes at him and turned her head away. "Grandpa, are you okay?" Chung Qinghe gasped for breath, his face full of surprise. Chung Guangyao huffed and said, "I'd rather you just let me die of anger." Qinghe quickly apologized. "Grandpa, I was wrong about this. Please don't be mad at me." Chung Guangyao said, "So, are you still going street racing tonight?" It turned out the old man was upset, because Chung Qinghe was planning to race with a bunch of rich kids on Pancha Road. Chung Qinghe straightened up and promised immediately, "Absolutely not going." Chapter 15, Falling Out with the Chung Family. "You better keep your word." Chung Guangyao scolded him, then pointed at Shinemo and Lu Ruyan, saying, "I owe my life this time to these 2. They're your peers. You must thank them properly for me." "No problem. Thank you both for saving me." Chung Qinghe's words trailed off mid-sentence. His eyes were fixed, staring dumbfounded at Lu Ruyan. Earlier, due to the tension, he just thought Lu Ruyan was somewhat pretty, not paying much attention. Now, seeing Lu Ruyan, he was completely captivated by her stunning beauty and elegant, aloof demeanor. So beautiful. Chung Qinghe swore that in his over 20 years of life, he had seen many beautiful women, but never one who could compare to Lu Ruyan. Even Luo Baier from the film industry, dubbed the most beautiful diva, paled slightly in comparison in terms of charm. Seeing Chung Qinghe's drooling, foolish look, Lu Ruyan, having seen it many times before, felt disgusted. A flicker of displeasure flashed in her beautiful eyes. Chung Guangyao kicked Chung Qinghe and yelled angrily, "What an idiot!" Chung Qinghe snapped out of it and quickly said, "Sorry. I just didn't expect Miss Lu to be so beautiful." Shinemo said calmly, "Whether Miss Lu is beautiful or not is important. What's important is that you're in deep trouble." Chung Qinghe was stunned. "What do you mean?" Shinemo looked at him deeply and said, "Dark face, dull eyes, extreme bad luck. This is a sign of bloodshed. A classic omen of great misfortune." Lu Ruyan's face changed. She quickly nudged him, saying, "Shinemo, don't talk nonsense." Shinemo shrugged. "I'm just telling the truth." Chung Qinghe flew into a rage, pointing at Shinemo and saying, "How dare you curse me?" Shinemo's words are too harsh. Even Chung Guangyao showed a displeased expression. Shinemo smiled and said to Qing, "My fortune-telling is better than my medical skills. If you don't believe it, forget it." Qing, he insisted, "How can there be such a simple thing in the world? You should apologize to me." Chung Guangyao said sternly, "Qing, Shin is my lifesaver. We might talk about the lifesaving matter, but he didn't say not to make Shinemo apologize. It shows Chen Guangyao is still very angry with Shinemo. Shinemo's smile faded, and he said calmly, Old Chung, I'm sorry I overstepped. Anyway, I saved your life. Shouldn't you thank me? Chen Guangyao said, how do you want me to thank you? Shinemo held up one finger and said, 100,000. Lu Rian said angrily, Shinemo, you're obsessed with money. Exchanging a life-saving favor for money was beyond Lu Rian's bottom line. The little good impression she had of Shinemo instantly plummeted. Most cases was calm as he said to Lu Rian. The mystic arts emphasize cause and effect. To avoid being entangled with the Chung family's karma, money is the most suitable solution. Fine. Chen Guangyao was also getting angry and said without hesitation, 100,000 to settle this karma. I'm getting a bargain. Genie. Shinemo placed his phone on the stone table and opened the payment QR code. Ching, he glared at him fiercely. He transferred 100,000 and said disdainfully, happy now? Shinemo smiled slightly. He took out a protective talisman he had just made that afternoon from his pocket. Said, 200,000 to help you avoid this crisis. Ching, he laughed directly, pointing at the talisman in Shinemo's hand. Said, how stupid do you think I am to buy this for protection? Shinemo hummed and ignored him. He asked Chen Guangyao, 200,000 for your grandson's life. Old Chung, will you buy it? I don't. Chen Guangyao was about to refuse. Suddenly, he saw Shinmo's gentle yet profound eyes. He couldn't help but be slightly stunned. Having been in the antique business all his life, Chen Guangyao had heard some unknown secrets. There are indeed some powerful fortune tellers in this world, but most of them are overseas, treated as honored guests by the upper class. This is most prevalent in Hong Kong and Southeast Asian countries. He thought, could this young man before him have such abilities? Adopting the mindset of better safe than sorry, Chen Guangyao swallowed the words that were on the tip of his tongue. I'll buy it. Ching, he exclaimed, Grandpa, don't be fooled by him. Chen Guangyao said coldly, enough talk. Buy it. Shinemo pointed to the phone on the stone table and said to Shin he with a smile, send the money. Ichi's face turned ashen, and he said through gritted teeth, just you wait. I'm not done with you yet. Shinemo smiled and said, first, transfer the money to me. Helpless, he reluctantly transferred another 200,000 to Shinemo. Only did Shinemo put his phone, satisfied. He handed the talisman to Chen Guangyao and said solemnly, if you don't want to bury your own child, then have him wear it for 24 hours. If something happens because he doesn't wear it, I'm not responsible. Chen Guangyao nodded. I understand. I know you two don't like me much, so I'll take my leave. Shinemo smiled slightly, stood up, and left. Lu Rian nodded to Chen Guangyao and immediately followed him. Back home, Lu Rian said coldly, 10 minutes. 300,000, Shen Mo. You really are a money-making machine. He asked, why didn't you say I saved 2 lives in those 10 minutes? Lu Rian said, yes, I bet you saved old Chung. But what about Chung Chingha? Shinemo pointed to his eyes and said, my fortune-telling is never wrong. Lu Rian said, even if Chung Chingha really is in mortal danger, that's no reason for you to make money like this. The talisman for 300,000? That's practically illegal. Shinemo said, I didn't sell the talisman to you. Why are you mad at me? Besides, buying a talisman is for protection, to prevent disaster. The talisman for Chung Chingha's life. Do you think 200,000 is expensive? If I sold it to the rich, they'd pay 20 million. Lu Rian sneered. They wouldn't fall for it. By the way, you just got out of the hospital this morning. Where did you get the talisman? Shinemo said proudly. Made it this afternoon. You're something else. Lu Rian huffed and went back to her bedroom. Shinemo didn't care if Lu Rian was angry or not. He whistled, checked the 300,000 in his phone, and was in a great mood. Chapter 16. Chung Chingha is in trouble. After a hot shower, Shinemo returned to his bedroom. He picked up a copy of the I Ching and started reading. He was an orphan. Since he could remember, he had lived at the Yanhai Sunshine Orphanage. At 9, Shinemo was kidnapped by traffickers. Luckily, he met his master, Taoist Wu Hui. After saving him, Taoist Wu Hui took him as his disciple. It was a bit like the protagonist's backstory in a martial arts novel. Unfortunately, Taoist Wu Hui wasn't some reclusive master. He knew martial arts, but his skills are only good enough to beat a few thugs. His martial arts and medical skills are mediocre, yet he always claims to be from the mystical sect. One minute he says he's a descendant of Wudong. The next, he claims to be a disciple of Longhu Mountain. Shinemo has no idea where this old guy actually comes from. They lived together for 7 years. Shinemo learned a lot of random stuff from Taoist Wu Hui. When Shinemo was 16, Taoist Wu Hui fell seriously ill. Shinemo spent all their savings, 23,000 yuan, but still couldn't save Taoist Wu Hui. Shinemo didn't even have money for the funeral. With no other choice, he turned to Mother Wu, the director of Sunshine Orphanage. Mother Wu didn't hesitate at all. She helped Shinemo arrange Taoist Wu Hui's funeral. Seeing Shinemo had nowhere to live, she brought him back to the orphanage. Taoist Wu Hui left Shinemo 2 things. One was a dozen or so Taoist classics. The other was the bead hanging around his neck, containing the soul of the carefree Immortal. He often said those Taoist classics were unique copies, with annotations from generations of masters. Shinemo, the fool, actually believed it. After Taoist Wu Hui passed away, to raise money for the funeral, he even took one of the books to an antique shop to sell. He was immediately thrown out. Later, he checked online and found out all the books were printed in the 70s. And they were pirated copies, worthless and falling apart. But Shinemo still couldn't bear to throw them away. He always kept them with him. When bored, he flipped through them a bit. Whenever he read these books, he felt like he saw Taoist Wu Hui's wrinkled face. Ugly but warm. After reading I Ching for an hour, Shinemo rubbed his eyes. Having inherited all of the carefree Immortal's knowledge, Shinemo's understanding of the I Ching was now vastly different from before. If before he hadn't even entered the gate of the I Ching, now he was already inside the hall. What made Shinemo happy was that he seemed to have gained a photographic memory. He just glanced at the annotations in the I Ching, and they were all imprinted in his mind. He even remembered every punctuation mark clearly. To test his new ability, he picked up a medical book, the Compendium of Materia Medica, which the carefree Immortal hadn't read. 5 minutes later, Shinemo closed the book. He recited it silently. He found the introductions of the 12 herbs were word for word perfect. Shocked and delighted, he thought he was now incredibly awesome. Bill number 16, Longting residence. At night, Chung Chingha sneaks out while Chung Guangyao is fast asleep. He drives his 3 million worth luxury Lamborghini, speeding all the way. The Pancher Mountain in the suburbs of Yanhai. Pancher Mountain is the favorite spot for street racers. The government has built a Pancher highway here. It's 16 kilometers long, full of twists and turns. Every once in a while, the rich second generations of Yanhai hold a racing competition here. Today, a group of reckless guys came from Lingnan City next door. They challenge Yanhai. For the rich second generations here, heads can be cut off, blood can flow, but their pride can't be lost. Chengqing's racing skill is top tier among all Yanhai rich second generations. When he heard about this, he agreed without hesitation. That's exactly why he had to come to Pancher Mountain tonight. With his superb driving skills, Chengqing easily defeated those challengers from Lingnan and won a 3 million bet. Please go to the bar for more than 2 hours. Amid all the flattery from the crowd, Chengqing left the bar with Zhang Quan, his buddy who lives in the same neighborhood. On the way, while Chengqing was driving, he pulled out the amulet sold to him by Shanimo and said, "Zhang Quan, do you know what this is?" Zhang Quan looked at it carefully and then laughed out loud, saying, "Isn't this just an amulet, Brother Cheng? You actually believe in this garbage?" Chengqing said grumpily, "Don't even get me started. My old man got tricked last night. He spent 200 grand on this stupid amulet, and he said I'm going to have a fatal disaster. Damn it, it almost pissed me off." Zhang Quan shouted, "Is that true, Brother Cheng? Can you still find that guy? We brothers will go teach him a lesson together." Chengqing slapped his thigh and said, "That's exactly what I wanted to hear from you. That guy named Shen Imo lives in Longting Residence. This afternoon at 3 o'clock. You gather a few brothers over there. I'm going to make him eat this damn amulet." Zhang Quan said, "No problem. Damn, how dare he cheat the old man. This Shun whatever is basically asking for death." Just as he finished speaking, a freight van somehow suddenly made a turn, crashed through the guardrail in the middle of the road, and slammed right into the side of Chengqing's Lamborghini. The Lamborghini flipped right over, rolled 3 times in a row. Before it finally stopped, Chengqing and Zhang Quan were covered in blood and passed out cold immediately. Right before losing consciousness, Chengqing vaguely saw the amulet faintly glowing. Chengqing got into a car accident. Zhang Yao was jolted awake by a call from Yanhai First People's Hospital. He hurried to Chengqing's room. Finding it empty, his face instantly turned pale. The first face that flashed in his mind was Shun Mo's mysterious one. Bloodshed, a dire omen. It all came true. "My grandson, is he okay?" Zhang Yao's voice trembled slightly. Aside from a broken arm and facial abrasions, Mr. Cheng is fine, but the young man in the same car died on the spot. "Thank you, doctor. I'm on my way." An hour later, Zhang Yao arrived at Yanhai First People's Hospital. He saw Chengqing receiving and 4 drip. Chengqing had completely lost his usual suave demeanor. Half his face was wrapped in bandages, only his eyes visible like a mummy. Finally, a glimmer of life returned to Chengqing's lifeless eyes. With great effort, he raised his right hand, revealing a tightly clutched talisman. Zhang Yao quickly took it and opened it. 1/3 of the talisman was burnt, and the mysterious cinnabar symbols were gone. At that moment, Zhang Yao was filled with gratitude for Shanimo. He knew he had met a true mystical master. 300,000 for their lives. The Chung family got an incredible deal. Chapter 17, Wuji Fist. As the sun rose, Shen Imo slowly awoke from meditation. He had been reading the Compendium of Materia Medica until 2 a.m. and finished the entire book. It wasn't that Shen Imo was some genius. He was already deeply familiar with over 90% of the herbs in the book. For the remaining 10%, he only needed one glance to memorize their appearance, properties, and effects with perfect clarity. What was terrifying was his ability to extrapolate and innovate, using these herbs to devise numerous prescriptions. Simply unbelievable. Shen Imo checked the time on his phone. It was 5 a.m. He had only meditated for 3 hours. It was more effective than 10 hours of sleep. He felt almost superhuman. In a t-shirt, shorts, and sneakers, Shen Imo opened the door. After a minute of exercise outside, Lu Rian emerged from her bedroom. She was also in workout clothes, her dark hair tied in a casual ponytail. Simple and relaxed, yet breathtakingly beautiful. She quietly walked to Shen Mo's bedroom. Rian glanced at the Compendium of Materia Medica and the Book of Changes on the table. Wondered that this guy is quite studious. No prohibited items were found on Shen Mo. Lu Ruyan felt relieved. Shen Mo didn't go for a run. Instead, he went to the small square from last night. Over a dozen seniors were already exercising on the square. Each looked radiant and distinguished, clearly from wealthy families. Makes sense. Only the rich can afford homes here. Shen Mo walked to an empty corner, stretched his body, then closed his eyes, legs apart, arms encircled as if holding a large ball. This is the starting posture of the Wuji stance. Xiaoyao Jinren was an invincible mage, and also an unparalleled martial arts master. He fused all the martial arts he collected into one. Using magic as the foundation, he created the Wuji Fist. Its name means infinite and boundless. Wuji Fist cultivates both internal and external strength. It not only enhances chi and blood like traditional martial arts, and strengthens muscles and bones, but also possesses immense destructive power. More fierce and ruthless than styles like the Jiquan or Zingyiquan. Relying on this fist style, Xiaoyao Jinren once dominated the entire Jianghu. He even participated in the war against the Yuan. Seeing the court weak and incompetent, he knew it was hopeless. So he retreated to the mountains to seek the path to immortality. Similar to Tai Chi, Wuji Fist is divided into stance work and movement work. The former has 12 forms, the latter 36. Shen Mo spent over half an hour just to complete the stance work. To an outsider, his stance work just looked like holding a pose. Holding still for 2 or 3 minutes seemed rather silly. Some seniors couldn't help but glance at him curiously. "Old Joe, what's that young man doing? Seems like he's practicing stance work." The saying goes, practicing martial arts without the foundation is futile. That foundation refers to stance work, I've heard. Some traditional martial arts masters practice stance work daily. So you're saying this young man is a master? That clumsy look suggests he's probably a beginner. As everyone murmured, Shen Mo finally moved. His every movement was very expansive, but slower and more ponderous than even Tai Chi. It felt like he was boxing while carrying a mountain, not the slightest bit graceful. After seeing a few moves of Shen Mo's Wuji Fist, the seniors all looked away. disappointed faces, thinking he was a traditional master. Turns out he's all show and no substance. Such simple movements, not even as good as the elderly's Tai Chi. They don't know that Wuji boxing, like traditional Chinese martial arts Tai Chi, the softer the practice, the more powerful the strike. Every movement of Shenmo is infused with immense force. The slower the speed, the greater the power. Sadly, few in this world can recognize its worth. To perceive the mysteries within Shenmo's Wuji boxing, at the very least, one must be a grandmaster of inner force. After performing the Wuji boxing 3 times, Shenmo pressed his hands down and let out a long breath. This breath was incredibly prolonged, lasting a full 3 minutes. Only then did he finish and head home. Liu Rian, having finished a run long ago, was making breakfast in the kitchen. Shenmo walked in and asked directly, "Is there any for me?" Liu Rian placed the 2 fried eggs onto a plate and said calmly, "Eat." Shenmo chuckled, "Thanks, but you better make me a bowl of noodles too. This is enough to fill me up." Liu Rian said, "There's bread and milk on the table." Shenmo snapped his fingers. "Okay." He changed clothes, washed his hands, and then sat down opposite Liu Rian to eat. Neither of them spoke a word. After breakfast, Shenmo suddenly laughed and said, "Liu Rian, doesn't it feel like we're a couple having a spat?" Liu Rian frowned slightly. "I don't like you joking like that." Shenmo replied, "Then don't use me as your shield either. I really dislike messy situations like what happened in the hospital yesterday." Liu Rian stood up and said, "We'll see." Shenmo raised an eyebrow. "Then I'll see too. Think being pretty lets you do whatever you want. Dream on. I'm not going to indulge that habit of yours." Checking the time, it was already 8 a.m. Shenmo coughed and grinned. "Beauty Liu, are you driving out today?" Liu Rian said, "Not in the morning. In the afternoon, I'm going for a spa. If you want to use the car, then you're washing all the dishes and utensils today." Hearing this, Shenmo immediately patted his chest. "No problem. I'll go wash the dishes now. I'll definitely return the car by noon." After finishing the kitchen, Shenmo drove the Land Rover Range Rover to the government service hall. After queuing for half an hour, Shenmo got the business license. On the way back to the clinic, he stopped by the bank, transferring 300,000 into the Sunshine Orphanage's account. After Master Wu passed away, Shenmo stayed at the orphanage for 2 years, only leaving to work when he turned 18. Mainly because the Sunshine Orphanage had over 30 children. The government's meager allowance barely covers food. Shenmo wanted to earn money to give those kids a better life. But money isn't easy to come by. Shenmo had no degree, no capital. His martial arts and fortune telling, even his medical skills were just half-baked. He was utterly unskilled. So he took on menial jobs. Construction site guard, delivery guy, salesman, fortune teller. Over the years, he held over 20 jobs. Even held 3 days. No matter how tough it got. He'd sent 5,000 to Sunshine Orphanage every month. Now he's got money and likely won't lack it. Naturally, he wants Mom Wu and the kids to live well. Chapter 18, Hypnosis, not mind control. At the clinic, Shenmo got a call from Mom Wu. "Xiaoyu, what did you do? Where's all this money from?" Mom Wu sounded frantic. Shenmo chuckled, "Mom, I struck it rich. This 300,000 is nothing. From now on, I'll send 50,000 monthly. Use it to treat the kids." Mom Wu demanded, "Explain yourself. What have you been up to all this time? Why is your phone always off when I call? I went to your place. You weren't there. I thought the police nabbed you again." Shenmo's mind raced. "Mom, I went with a group to Vietnam's forest to dig for agarwood. That's that super expensive wood. We got lucky, found a premium piece, sold it for over 20 million. My cut was 1.5 million. Really? You're not lying to me? How could I? I just got back yesterday. First thing, I spent 300,000 renting this clinic to practice traditional medicine. I'm here now. Don't believe me? We can video chat. No need. I believe you. But you're not getting any younger. You should save up for a wife. Don't worry about the orphanage all the time. We're much better off than before. Don't worry. I won't be short on cash. Oh, Mom, gotta go. Someone's at the clinic. After this busy period, I'll come see you and the kids. You go ahead." Hanging up, Shenmo sighed in relief. Besides Master Wu Huwei, he feared Mom Wu the most. Not because she was formidable, but because she genuinely cared for him. Shenmo has been in society long enough to develop a thick skin early on. He's completely unfazed. Outside of saying lame or insults, but he deeply cares about those who are kind to him. He has always taken Wu Mama's words very seriously. Because in Shenmo's heart, Wu Mama is his mother. "Young man, are you the doctor at this clinic?" A distinguished middle-aged man in his 40s, with gold-rimmed glasses walked in and asked. Shenmo nodded and said, "Yes." The man said, "I saw the sign outside, saying you specialize in difficult cases with a 3,000 yuan consultation fee. I'd like to know which medical expert is the lead doctor here." Shenmo paused and said, "I run this clinic. I'm also the only doctor here." The man looked very disappointed and said, "Sorry to bother you." "Wait." Shenmo glanced at the BMW parked outside. He said calmly, "Sir, you must have come from Common Hospital, right? If those so-called experts could solve your problem, you probably wouldn't have stepped into my clinic. Am I right?" The man said, "You're absolutely right." Shenmo said, "Because I look young?" "You're giving up a potential solution. Don't you think that's a shame?" The man was silent for a moment, then said, "A 15-year-old girl. Depression." Shenmo said without hesitation, "Bring her in." The man asked in surprise, "You can really treat it?" Shenmo said, "The doctor doesn't take patients. Trust me, believe." The man felt this young man spoke with unusual poise, exuding a calmness and confidence found only in high society. A glimmer of hope sparked in his heart. "Please wait a moment," the man said, and immediately went out. Soon, a still elegant middle-aged woman and a teenage girl walked in. The girl looked very pale, with red eyes and a sallow complexion. Clearly, she hadn't rested well for a long time. No need to say, these were his wife and daughter. Seeing Shenmo, the woman frowned slightly. A flicker of disappointment passed through her eyes. Shenmo inquired about the situation. It turned out the couple were named Yi Ziyuan and Wang Jing. They were college sweethearts who married after graduation. 3 years later, they had a daughter, Yihan. Yi Ziyuan owned 3 5-star hotels in Yanhai. Life was very good, but half a year ago, the usually cheerful and optimistic Yihan suddenly became withdrawn and silent. Her grades plummeted as well. Since Ihan attends a private middle school, he only comes back once a week. Yi Jiyuan and Wang Jing didn't notice the problem in time. Later, they found their daughter's condition getting worse. The couple panicked and finally took her to the hospital for a checkup. It turned out to be moderate depression. She was treated for 4 months in a psychiatric department at the hospital. Not only did it not get better, it became even more severe. Yi Jiyuan had no choice but to take his daughter out of the hospital. Passing by Shima's clinic, Wang Jing accidentally saw the notice outside. The tone was shockingly bold, so she asked her husband, Yi Jiyuan, to go in and take a look. That's what just happened. After hearing Yi Jiyuan's account, a glint flashed in Shinma's eyes as he said, all mental illnesses have cause. You just said the child suddenly developed depression. So do you know what the cause is? Yuan said with a bitter expression. We asked before. Little Han didn't answer, just kept crying. So we went to ask the teachers and classmates at school. There was no bullying or anything like that. For the past 2 months, Little Han has hardly said a word. Wang Jing asked, Dr. Shun, can you treat her? Shinmo stood up and said, let's see, go to the examination room. Yi Jiyuan and Wang Jing looked at each other. They quickly took their daughter to examination room 1. Shinmo had Yi Han sit on the edge of the bed, leaning against Wang Jing. He said, Little Han, look into my eyes. Yi Han looked up at Shinmo and froze in place. Deep in his eyes, there seemed to be a vortex trying to suck in her soul. Shinmo said softly, Little Han, you're tired. Go to sleep. After you wake up, everything will be in the past. Wang Jing noticed that her daughter, who usually had trouble resting, actually closed her eyes and fell asleep after hearing Shinmo's words. Hypnosis. Yi Jiyuan couldn't help but exclaim. Because his daughter couldn't sleep before, he had inquired about hypnosis from a psychiatric expert at Kangen Hospital. The expert said that everyone who knows hypnosis is, without exception, a master of the mind. And there are probably fewer than 20 such people in total. They basically only serve the wealthy. Yi Jiyuan never expected this young man before him to know hypnosis. This gave him infinite hope. Wang Jing's eyes also lit up. A look of anticipation appeared on her face. Shinmo glanced at Yi Jiyuan and said, just a little hypnosis. Is there a need to make such a fuss? In reality, this wasn't hypnosis at all, but the soul entrancing art from the mystic sect. The two were completely incomparable, like heaven and earth. Yi Jiyuan said, sorry, I got a little excited just now. Shinmo said, have the child lie flat on the bed. I need to ask her something. Okay, Wang Jing replied. He carefully laid the child on the bed. Chapter 19, just killing a beast. It's no big deal. Shinmo was about to ask, when he suddenly remembered something very important, and said, did you pay? Yi Jiyuan was stunned and said, right away, how much? He took out his phone, opened the payment QR code, and said, registration fee plus hypnosis fee, 10,000. Yi Jiyuan immediately scanned it and transferred 50,000 to Shinmo. He said, Dr. Shun, I'm counting on you. Shinmo smiled as he came out and said, you're asking me to go all out with this treatment. Yi Jiyuan said sincerely, your successful hypnosis gave me hope. He said, I don't know if I can completely cure severe depression, but I'm 100% confident I can greatly alleviate her condition. At the very least, reduce it from severe to moderate or even mild. Yi Jiyuan said happily, if that's the case. That's truly wonderful. Shinmo said, now, both of you, move behind me. No matter what I say to the child, you must not make a sound. Understood. Understood. Yi Jiyuan and Wang Jing quickly nodded. They retreated behind Shinmo to avoid outside disturbances. Yi Jiyuan even went out and closed the consultation room door. Shinmo sat down beside Yihan. He gently pressed his right index finger to her forehead and softly asked, Lil Han, can you hear me? Yihan's eyebrows twitched twice, and she asked, who are you? I'm your guardian spirit. Really? Are you a night elf? Yes, I'm your night elf. For the first time in 2 months, their daughter finally spoke. Wang Jing's tears instantly streamed down her face. She quickly covered her mouth, afraid she might cry out loud. Night elf, can you take me to heaven? Why? Isn't the human world good? The human world is not good at all. Little Han, I'm your guardian. Tell me, what person or thing made you feel so bad? I can help you. Yihan was silent for a long time and then said, my English teacher, Katter, is a bad man. Boom. As soon as those words were spoken, Yi Jiyuan and Wang Jing were both utterly shocked. Shinmo frowned and continued asking, how is Katter bad? He often made me go to his dormitory, and he would take off all my clothes and take pictures of me. Click. Shinmo turned to look. Yi Jiyuan's eyes were practically spitting fire. His fists were clenched, veins bulging. He was clearly furious to the extreme, but that's understandable. Anyone hearing their daughter was harassed by a scumbag would probably lose it. Jing Yuan's self-control to not explode on the spot was impressive. Shinmo gave Yi Jiyuan a warning look. Xiaohan, when did this start? How many times since March this year? Once a week, sometimes twice. Why didn't you tell your parents? He took photos of me. He said if I told anyone, he'd post them online for everyone to see. I was scared, Sobs. It's okay, Xiaohan. I'm your night elf. Trust me, I will definitely help you get rid of this bastard. Hey, night elf. After the questioning, Shinmo stood up. Yi Jiyuan and Wang Jing, their eyes red from crying, left the consultation room. That bastard. I'll kill him. Yi Jiyuan punched the table, murderous intent on his face. Shinmo sat back down. Tough talk is useless. The heart disease needs the heart medicine without dealing with that scum. Your daughter's depression will never get better. Yi Jiyuan said through gritted teeth, 3 days. Give me 3 days. I'll definitely take care of Katter. So open 3 5-star hotels in Yanhai. This Yi Jiyuan's background is definitely not ordinary. At the very least, he must have connections on both sides of the law. Otherwise, he couldn't survive in the high-end hotel business. Moreover, Shinmo noticed Yi Jiyuan seemed to know some martial arts. That punch actually dented his desk. Back in the era of the carefree Immortal, he'd barely be at the level of an ordinary disciple in a minor sect. Wang Jing beside him tugged at Yi Jiyuan's sleeve, seeming to remind him to watch his words. Jing Yuan let out a long sigh. Dr. Shun, I'm sorry. I lost my composure just now. Shinmo waved his hand. It's human nature. If it were me, I'd have butchered that foreign devil tonight. Jing Yuan quickly said, Dr. Shun, you're joking. We live in a society governed by law now. Shinmo said, right? It is a society governed by law. What does the rule of law rely on? Evidence. As long as the police can't find evidence, you could kill 100 people, and it wouldn't matter. Don't worry, I have professional ethics. I'll definitely keep it secret for you. Killing a beast. What's the big deal? The carefree Immortal hated evil all his life. Who knows how many scoundrels he killed? If someone like Katter had crossed the carefree Immortal, he'd be left in pieces. Having experienced everything the carefree Immortal went through in a dream, naturally, he wouldn't take killing to heart. Easy One and Wang Jing looked at each other, both showing surprised expressions. This young doctor seems extraordinary, but on second thought, that makes sense. How can a master hypnotist be ordinary? Wang Jing asked Dr. Shen, if that beast gets the punishment he deserves, will my daughter recover? Of course not. I have 2 treatment plans. One aggressive, one conservative. The former costs more, but saves time. About a month. The latter costs less, but takes at least a year. Can both cure her? As long as you remove the root cause. I'm confident I can reduce her severe depression to mild. As for complete cure, that depends on her resilience. I'm at most 70% sure. Doctor, could you explain both plans? Shin Mo hesitated before discussing the plans. I have a question. Do you believe in Taoism? Yi Ziyuan and Wang Jing looked at each other and nodded. Good, said Shin Mo. That makes things easier. Aggressive treatment. I draw a calming talisman to help Xiaohan greatly clear inner unrest and anxiety and other negative emotions. Then visit me weekly. I'll recite the calming chant. Done in 4 weeks max. Conservative treatment. Weekly calming chant sessions. Gradually clearing those negative emotions. It costs less, but takes at least a year. The 200,000 yuan calming talisman. Calming talisman. Calming chant. Has proven him a highly skilled doctor. The couple almost thought they met a scammer. Yuan asked in surprise, Dr. Shen, are you serious? Shen Mo expected that reaction. To be honest with you, I don't know any hypnotism. That stuff came from the West. It's not refined at all. I just used the mystic soul confusion art. Far more effective than hypnotism. The calming talisman and chant are real too. This couple owns a 5-star hotel, well connected with wide influence, mostly mingling with the rich and powerful. Shen Mo revealed these mystic arts, just to completely convince them. It's simple. Build up the reputation of this clinic. Easy Yuan suddenly realized, no wonder Lil Han fell asleep. You can even ask her questions? So there really is such magical magic in the world. Honey, let's choose the aggressive treatment. Wang Jing nodded. All right. Shen Mo smiled. Clear Heart Talisman is 200,000 per sheet. The Clear Heart chant is 5,000 per session. Easy Yuan said, no problem. Compared to the over $1 million spent at Common Hospital Psychiatry Department, this 200,000 is really nothing. Shen Mo took out the Clear Heart Talisman he drew yesterday from the drawer, saying, then let's start the treatment now. Wang Jing asked, can we watch? Shen Mo smiled, of course. The Clear Heart Talisman treatment is quick. Back in the consultation room, Shen Mo walked to the sickbed. He pressed the Clear Heart Talisman firmly onto the child's forehead. Actually, when a talisman encounters impurities, it can activate on its own. But to achieve the most perfect, stunning visual effect, Shen Mo deliberately used his magic to activate the Clear Heart Talisman. Instantly, the talisman emitted a faint, glowing light, flowing like a gentle stream, seeping into the child's mind. Yi Ziyuan and Wang Jing were utterly shocked. Their faces filled with disbelief. They knew they had met a true master of the arcane arts. The light shimmered for about a minute before fading. Yihan seemed to sense something, a slight smile appearing on her little face. Shen Mo said softly, the child hasn't slept well for a long time, causing her spirit to be extremely depleted. I've put her into a deep sleep, essentially replenishing her lost vitality. It's best to let her wake naturally. Yi Ziyuan said excitedly, all right, Dr. Shen, a great kindness is beyond words. If you ever face any trouble, my wife and I will help with all our might. Shen Mo smiled, no need. You pay, I heal. We're even. Oh, the treatment method I used. Don't spread around. It's considered feudal superstition. If it becomes widely known, I might end up having tea with the police. Yi Ziyuan nodded, understood. Shen Mo added, also, clean up the trash quickly. Then, discreetly let Yihan know the root cause is gone. Combined with the effect of the Clear Heart chant, the chance of Yihan's full recovery will greatly increase. A cold glint flashed in Yi Ziyuan's eyes, I will. Shen Mo prescribed another brain-boosting formula for Wang Jing to brew for the child every night. Yi Ziyuan and his wife were extremely grateful. They exchanged contact information with Shen Mo. Yi Ziyuan gave him a diamond card for the Brilliant Hotel. Said that holders of this diamond card can enjoy the highest level of service at the Brilliant Hotel. Time. Chen Guangyao arrived at Lu Rian's door with gifts. He rang the doorbell. Who is it? Dr. Lu, hello, I'm Chen Guangyao. Rian opened the door, looked at Chen Guangyao in surprise, and said, Mr. Cheng, what brings you here? Please come in. Chen Guangyao entered the living room and placed the gifts on the coffee table. He looked around and asked, Dr. Lu, isn't Dr. Shen at home? Lu Rian replied, you should be at the clinic right now. Mr. Cheng, is there something you need to see him about? Chen Guangyao said, I came to thank him. Rian, being quick-witted, immediately thought of Chang Qinghe and said, did Shenma's talisman work? Chen Guangyao sighed and said, last night, Qing He sneaked out to race with someone. On the way, he collided with an out-of-control van. His friend in the same car died on the spot. Qing He narrowly escaped death. Yin said, but this doesn't prove it was the talisman's doing, right? Shen Guangyao took out the half-burned talisman. Said, Qing He said that when the accident happened, he saw the talisman glow. After going to the hospital, the talisman ended up like this. Yin picked up the talisman, examined it carefully, and murmured, could he really draw talismans? How is that possible? Shen Guangyao said, Dr. Lu, Dr. Shen is a true master of the mystic arts. My old eyes were clouded. I misunderstood him. I really shouldn't have. Coming here unannounced this time. First, to apologize. Second, to thank him. Third, to ask for another talisman. Lu Rian put down the talisman and said, Mr. Cheng, Shenma's clinic isn't far from the residential area. If you want to see him, I can take you there. Shen Guangyao happily said, that would be a great help. 10 minutes later, the two arrived at Shenma's clinic. Seeing the notice outside, Shen Guangyao praised, saying, truly, an extraordinary man does extraordinary things. Lu Rian showed a strange expression and whispered, I'm really impressed by this guy. Pushing open the clinic door, they saw Shen Mo sitting in a rocking chair, reading a book. For some reason, seeing Shenma's bored look made her somewhat angry. said, Shen Mo, you dare charge 3,000 for a registration fee? Aren't you afraid the health department will investigate you? Shen Mo stood up in a rocking chair and said, there are hundreds of traditional Chinese medicine clinics in Yanai. If I don't pull some fancy tricks, nobody would come to me for treatment. Lu Rian asked, so do you have any patients today? Shen Mo held up one finger and said with a grin, sorry to disappoint you. Yes, there actually is one. I sold him a Qingxin talisman and made over 200,000 yuan. Lu Rian pursed her lips and said, you're such a crook. Shen Mo said, if I really were a crook, I bet you two wouldn't be coming to see me right now. Elder Chung, am I right? Shen Guangyao said, Dr. Shen, I want to apologize for my rudeness to you last night. Shen Mo waved his hand and said, you paid me. I saved your grandson's life. We're already even. Lu Rian asked in surprise, you know what happened to young Master Chung? Shen Mo snorted and said, of course I do. He must have snuck out last night to race cars with people. Got into a car accident on the way home, ended up with 1 dead and 2 injured. Am I right? Chapter 21, Shen Guangyao's shock. Shen Guangyao was completely stunned by Shen Mo's abilities and said, Dr. Shen, did you calculate all this? Does it matter? Shen Mo asked back, then continued, that's not the point. What matters is your precious grandson survived this disaster. Whether he can learn his lesson. If he doesn't, even 100 talismans won't save his life. Shen Guangyao nodded and said, you're right, Dr. Shen. I'd also like to buy another talisman from you. Shen Mo looked at him intently and said, talismans have an expiration date. Their effect only lasts up to half a month. They'll stop working after half a month. Shen Guangyao was stunned and asked, are there any talismans that last longer? Shen Mo said, the ones that last longer are protective jade charms. The higher the quality of jade, the more spiritual energy it holds, the longer it lasts. But even the longest won't exceed 2 years. The best ones are protective magical artifacts. They can last for decades. Unfortunately, the conditions for forming them are extremely harsh. They're incredibly rare. You can't just find them whenever you want. You mean all those artifacts sold by masters in scenic spots are fake? Shen Mo laughed and said, a good magical artifact is as important to a sorcerer as the golden cudgel is to Sun Wukong. Do you think Sun Wukong would sell you his ruby golden cudgel for just a few hundred or a few thousand yuan? What a ridiculous joke. As for those so-called masters you mentioned in scenic spots, whether they're con artists or actual Taoist masters, you can figure that out yourself. Guangyao sighed and said, one conversation with you is worth more than 10 years of reading books. Mr. Shen, can you make top-tier jade talismans? Shen Mo chuckled and said, old Chung, just give up. Only grandmasters of the celestial master level in the mystic arts can craft jade talismans. In the last 1,000 years, there have only been about 20 or 30 such people. Even if someone like Zhang Sanfeng or Zhang Daoling really existed today and managed to create such a talisman, do you think you could afford it? It's a life-saving artifact. Once it hits the market, even with just a 2-year validity, the price wouldn't be less than $100 million. With the legacy of the carefree real person, if Shen Mo were willing to expand his spiritual power, he is fully capable of creating a top-tier jade talisman. However, there are 3 major difficulties. First, finding top-quality jade brimming with spiritual energy is extremely rare. Second, it would drain a tremendous amount of Shen Mo's vitality and essence, taking at least half a year to recover. Third, such talismans are too precious. If word got out, not only would it bring trouble on himself, but it would also endanger the owner of the talisman. It's better to use low quality jade pieces and make several talismans for a higher cost-performance ratio. Hearing this, Shen Guangyao nodded and said, you're right. I was being too greedy. Shen Mo said, old Chung, whether talismans or magical artifacts, they have their limits. Take last night's protective charm, for example. It couldn't stop blades, spears, or clubs. A stab to a vital spot would be fatal even if the charm's power were 10 times stronger. So, for true peace and happiness, people are the key. Shen Guangyao sighed with a bitter smile and said, how can I not know this principle? It's just, it's shameful. In the past, I spoiled Qinghe too much, letting him develop this lawless temperament. I hope this lesson teaches him to rein it in a bit. Shen Mo said, then why not just send him to the military for 2 years of training? Shen Guangyao's eyes lit up, and he said, that's actually not a bad idea. The army is a great forge. Anyone who goes in, no matter how arrogant or unruly, gets straightened out. After Chung Guangyao left, Lu Rin said, you're really something. Giving old Chung such a terrible idea. If Chung Qinghe finds out, he'll fight you for sure. Shen Mo raised an eyebrow smugly and said, that kid Chung Qinghe was disrespectful to me last night. I'm just giving him a little lesson. Lu Rin said, you really hold a grudge, huh? Shen Mo scoffed. If I were that petty, Chung Qinghe would have been run over dead already. Rian asked, did you really calculate that Chung Qinghe would face a bloody disaster? Shen Mo curled his lip and said, the glabella of Changqing River is already dark purple. If I can't even spot that, I'm way too incompetent. Then what method did you use to save old Chung last night? Shen Mo asked with a playful tone. Haven't you wanted to ask me this for a long time? Lu Rian furrowed her slender brow and said, say it not, I don't care. Shen Mo said, it's getting late. If you treat me to a nice meal out, I'll tell you this method. Lu Rian said without hesitation, it's a deal. After locking the clinic door, Ian Rian drove Shen Mo to a Western restaurant. Mo picked up the menu and took a look. Good grief, it's all in English. Putting an all-English menu here on Xia country soil. That's absolutely outrageous. Shen Mo put down the menu and said indignantly, he didn't even finish primary school, so of course he doesn't know a single word of English. Lu Rian actually appreciated Shen Mo's honesty and said, let me translate it for you. Shen Mo waved his hand and said, no need. Just whatever you order for yourself. Give me double. By the way, if it's steak, I want it well done. Okay, got it. She talked to the waiter in fluent English. After writing down the order, the waiter nodded to her before leaving. He even gave Shen Mo a disdainful glance. That made Shen Mo incredibly angry. A little while later, pizza, steak, foie gras, caviar, vegetable salad, and juice were all brought to the table. Lu Rian said, I didn't order 2 portions for everything. Only the pizza is ordered separately for you, so you don't go hungry. Shen Mo picked up a knife and fork and cut the steak while saying, even though I don't really like you making decisions for me without asking, but I still have to say thank you. Lu Rian said lightly, should I also say thank you for your generosity? Shen Mo said, you're welcome. Pretty girls always get special treatment. He put the freshly cut steak in front of Lu Rian. Lu Rian looked at the steak Shen Mo cut and said, do you eat steak often? You're pretty professional at this. Shen Mo picked up her portion of steak and started cutting it again. To be honest with you, this is my first time eating at a Western restaurant. I was dead broke before. I was just happy to have enough to fill my stomach. I could never afford to come to a place like this. As for cutting steak, for someone like me who's already killed dozens of cattle, this is nothing at all. Lu Rian asked in surprise, have you really killed cattle? Shen Mo said proudly, of course I have. I've had many jobs. The slaughterhouse was just one of them. Lu Rian said, you really are a jack of all trades. Suddenly, a soft voice came from behind Shen Mo. Brother Yu, is that really you? Shin Mo's body stiffened as he turned to look. A pretty girl in a white dress stood there, looking lively. A handsome guy was with her. Chapter 22, Shin Mo's first love. Qian, long time no see. How have you been? Shin Mo stood up and greeted her with a smile. Seeing Shin Mo's reaction, Lu Ruyin immediately became interested. Shin Mo and this pretty girl must have some special connection. Otherwise, Shin Mo wouldn't be acting like this. Lu Ruyin guessed right. The girl's name was Jiang Qian, once a student at Yanhai University. When Shin Mo was delivering food, he helped her avoid a run-in with some thugs. Later, the two got together. One was a top student, the other hadn't even finished junior high. The outcome was predictable. Jiang Qian said, I'm doing all right. The guy beside her, sensing something was off, quickly said, Jin Qian, who is this gentleman? I've never heard you mention him. Shin Mo extended his hand. I'm Shin Mo. Are you Qian Qian's boyfriend? The guy shook his hand. Zhang Ming, Qian Qian's fiancé. We're getting married next week. Shin Mo chuckled. Congratulations. Jiang Qian looked at Lu Ruyin and said, this lady is so beautiful, brother Yu. Is she your girlfriend? Oh, she? Before Shin Mo could explain, Lu Ruyin stood up and said, I'm Shin Mo's girlfriend, Lu Ruyin. A flitter of dimness passed through Jiang Qian's eyes. Miss Lu, hello. Ruyin said, since we all know each other, why not have a meal together? Qian shook her head. No, we just finished eating, brother Yu. Goodbye, Miss Lu. Shin Mo looked at her deeply. Goodbye. After Zhang Ming and Jiang Qian left, Ruyin looked with great interest at Shin Mo, who was eating with his head down. Sensing Lu Ruyin's gaze, he looked up and asked, why are you looking at me like that? Lu Ruyin elegantly picked up her juice. You tell me. Shin Mo rolled his eyes and said bluntly, Qian Qian was my first love. We dated for half a year and got along well. Sadly, our family background were too different, and it just ended. Is that detail enough for you? Lu Ruyin nodded and said, you have good taste. I can tell she's a genuinely good and innocent girl. Shin Mo said proudly, of course. I'm rarely wrong about people. Yin said, you seem to have completely let go now. Shin Mo laughed and said, your looks, figure, and temperament are all better than Qian Qian's. With a girlfriend like you, what ex couldn't I let go of? Lu Ruyin said with annoyance, Shin Mo, I was just trying to help you, okay? Shin Mo shrugged and said, we're even. Lu Ruyin snorted and said, your mouth really doesn't hold back. No wonder Jiang Qian left you. As soon as the words left her mouth, Lu Ruyin felt a pang of regret. She quickly looked at Shin Mo. A flicker of loneliness passed through Shin Mo's eyes, and he sighed. He said, you're right. Someone like me shouldn't even be looking for a girlfriend in the first place. Ruyin quickly explained, Shin Mo, that's not what I meant. You're outstanding, better than most people your age. Shin Mo looked at Lu Ruyin and said, do you really think so? Lu Ruyin nodded and said, of course. A bright smile appeared on Shin Mo's face as he said, I think so too. Otherwise, how about you consider making me your real boyfriend? Ruyin was stunned, immediately realizing she'd been tricked, and said, I was wrong. Someone as heartless as you. I shouldn't have comforted you at all. Shin Mo chuckled and said, since I was a kid, I've faced countless setbacks and hardships. I've reached a state where nothing bothers me. A simple breakup could never affect my resolve. Lu Ruyin gazed intently at Shin Mo and said, your smile is fake. Shin Mo took a big bite of pizza. He said calmly, it's still better than crying. Lu Ruyin suddenly wanted to know more about Shin Mo's past life. Witty, passionate, cheerful, talented, mysterious. All these adjectives could describe Shin Mo, but she could keenly sense that none of this was the real Shin Mo. Behind that smile of his, there must be something else hidden. For the first time in so many years, she felt such a strong interest in a man. After the meal, the two of them left the restaurant. Yin said, now can you tell me how you cure Mr. Chung? Shin Mo had already prepared an answer. Qigong. Ruyin was a bit angry. Shin Mo, if you don't want to say it, fine. Don't bring up Qigong as an excuse. It's true, I know a bit of Taoist Qigong. Using Taoist Qigong to stimulate Mr. Cheng's heart can act like a defibrillator. When you saved Mr. Dong in the hospital before, did you also use Qigong? Clever. Can I learn? Of course. I'll teach you when we go back tonight. Master Xiaoyao is versed in all martial arts and knows many Taoist energy cultivation methods. It's just that few people can master them. Even if you do, it only nourishes internal organs and strengthens the body, that's all. The true energy in martial arts novels is something completely different. You can't transfer your own energy into someone else. Shin Mo was certain Lu Ruyin couldn't possibly master it, so he lied and called it Qigong. You're not going back now? No, I'm going to mall to buy clothes. Since I'm free anyway, I'll be your advisor. Forget it, I don't want to go with you. What? You're too beautiful. Transfer successful. I'm afraid those perverts will dislike me and hit me. Nonsense. Hurry up. I'll take you to the mall. Probably one thing men fear most is accompanying women shopping. Women who get tired after just a few steps can shop all day in high heels without feeling tired. Lu Ruyin, this aloof beauty, is no exception. She seemed to treat Shin Mo like a model, dragging him to over a dozen stores, trying on more than 30 outfits. She nearly drove Shin Mo crazy. Miss Lu, I have enough clothes, thank you. Shin Mo, holding over 10 bags, said to Lu Ruyin, there's a high-end clothing store here with great styles. Let's check it out. I'm just a poor guy with no money or influence. No need to appear in high-end places usually. No need for such nice clothes. Just accompany me, okay? As long as you promise this is the last store. I'll pay for your clothes. Hearing this, Lu Ruyin's face lit up with a bright smile. She said, then thank you, Mr. Shun. Shin Mo suddenly felt he might be in trouble. Why did I just agree to buy her clothes? This woman wouldn't trick me, would she? Chapter 23. She has that kind of not-so-clean virus. In the store, Shin Mo glanced at a few price tags. He was stunned. Damn, one dress costs over 3,000. Is this selling clothes? It's practically robbery. Mr. Shun, you can back out. Ruyin waved the purple dress in her hand, smiling. Shin Mo patted his chest and said, it's just a few tens of thousands, no big deal. Go ahead and buy it, Lu Ruyin. Then I won't hold back. She picked up 7 or 8 pieces of clothing and walked into the fitting room. A moment later, she came out wearing a V-neck purple gown. So beautiful. The saleswoman couldn't help but exclaim, covering her mouth. Shin Mo was also stunned by her beauty. If Lu Ruyin's previous label was aloof and cold, then this purple gown bestowed upon her grace and elegance. Why does a woman have to be so beautiful? How is it? Lu Ruyin asked. Thumbs up. Lu Ruyin, you might have chosen the wrong career. You should have been a star or a model. not picking up a scalpel. Lu Rian laughed. Are you complimenting me? Shinemo said, to quote a line from a movie, even in the eyes of an enemy, you're a beauty. Even more beautiful than the legendary Shishir. The saleswoman chimed in, Miss, your boyfriend is right. I don't know how beautiful Shishir was, but she couldn't possibly compare to you. Thank you, Lu Rian said. I'll go try on other clothes. What is the standard for a true beauty? Shinemo wasn't sure before, but now, seeing Lu Rian, he knew. It's that no matter the style or color of the clothes, as long as she wears them, they release a breathtaking beauty. It's not the person complimenting the clothes, but the clothes complimenting the person. Lu Rian really enjoyed seeing the stunned look in Shinmo's eyes. It gave her a great sense of satisfaction. Rian, a clear voice came from behind. Lu Rian turned to look. The speaker was a woman in her 20s, a beautiful woman with a hot figure. But this beauty was only relative to ordinary people. Compared to Lu Rian, she fell far short. Moreover, she was clinging to the arm of a greasy middle-aged man in his 40s. This middle-aged man had a big belly, just like a pregnant woman. His small eyes were fixed on Lu Rian, wearing a lecherous, infatuated expression. Seeing the woman and the middle-aged fatty beside her, Lu Rian's good mood instantly vanished without trace. Han Solon, long time no see, Lu Rian said flatly. Han Solon was Lu Rian's university classmate, but their relationship was extremely bad. Throughout their 4 years of college, Lu Rian had always been the recognized campus belle, known for both beauty and talent. This filled the always self-important Han Solon with jealousy, especially since the campus heartthrob she liked not only ignored her, but pursued Lu Rian for 4 years. This drove Han Solon crazy with envy. Lu Rian had a calm personality and disliked socializing. He certainly wouldn't engage in any hypocritical pleasantries with Han Solon, so their relationship has always been very tense. Lu Rian, is this your boyfriend? Han Solon sized up Shinemo. She glanced at his clothes and the shopping bag in his hand. All cheap stuff, under 500 yuan. A flicker of disdain flashed in her eyes. Lu Rian glanced at Shun Emo, neither confirming nor denying, saying, his name is Shun Emo. Solon proactively extended her hand to Shun Emo, saying, hello, Shun Emo. I'm Lu Rian's university classmate, Han Solon. This is my husband, Zhang Kuan, CEO of a Wafing Tower. Shun Emo's face changed, and he quickly took a step back. Avoiding her like the plague, he said, hello. A woman infected with syphilis wants to shake my hand? Han Solon frowned, angrily withdrawing her hand. Seeing one slightly, Zhang Kuan was displeased. He said with a frown, Shun Emo, right? You don't seem very gentlemanly. Shun Emo pointed at Lu Rian, saying, she's strict. And a bit of a clean freak. She won't let me get close to women who are not clean. Hearing this, a slight smile curled at the corner of Lu Rian's mouth. This guy has a ton of flaws, but he's quite sharp when it comes to clapping back. Han Solon snapped. Who are you calling not clean? Shinemo said, sorry, my bad. If we didn't know each other before, better not get too close. Wouldn't want Rian to get the wrong idea. She scoffed, just a pauper wearing clothes worth a couple hundred yuan. Acting all high and mighty here. Shinemo said, I might be poor, but I'm clean. Puffed. Lu Rian almost burst out laughing. The waitress nearby also quickly lowered her head, biting her lip hard to stop herself from laughing out loud, lest she offend the customers. Zhang Kuan trembled with rage, pointing at Shun Emo and snarling. Who the hell are you calling unclean? Shun Emo quickly waved his hands. Don't misunderstand, President Zhang. That's not what I meant. Han Solon sneered. Mister, Shun, from the looks of it. You seem to treat Lu Rian like a goddess, huh? She hasn't told you about some things from her university days. Ooh, this woman has some tea to spill. Shun Emo immediately became interested. He glanced at Lu Rian's icy expression. What do you mean? Han Solon said, let me tell you, your precious goddess, in her junior year, had a passionate romance with a freshman from the countryside. The whole school was shocked. Yeah, she's been tainted for a long time. Lu Rian said coldly, Han Shuilon, it's bad enough that you're dirty yourself, but you have to throw mud at others too. How shameless. Han Shuilon said, if you did, you did. What, are you afraid people will talk? Shun Emo chuckled and said, I thought it was something serious. It's just a first love. I've had one too, Miss Han. May I ask what your relationship with Mr. Zhang is? Han Shuilon said smugly, he's my husband. Shun Emo was taken aback and asked in surprise, you're married? Han Shuilon touched her belly and said, I'm pregnant. We're getting married next month. A flicker of uncertainty appeared in Zhang Kuan's eyes as he said, all right, Shuilon, pick out clothes. There's no point talking to this pauper. Shun Emo rubbed his nose and said, Miss Han, I advise you to confirm whether Mr. Zhang is divorced or not. Mr. Zhang, I advise you to take Miss Han to the hospital to get checked, not just to confirm the pregnancy, but more importantly, to check for those not so good viruses. Zhang Kuan was still pondering Shinmo's meaning, but Han Shuilon had already fully understood. Pointing at Shinmo's nose, she scolded sharply. How dare you slander me? I'll sue you for defamation. Mo pulled Lu Rian back 2 steps and hurriedly said, Miss Han, don't get agitated. You're probably in the early stages. It's very treatable. Lu Rian asked in confusion. What's wrong with her? Shinemo said, syphilis. Chapter 24. Lu Rian's first love. The 2 shop assistants immediately moved 5 meters away from Han Shuilon. Zhang Kuan's face also changed drastically. He silently shifted 3 steps to the left. Han Shuilon was furious. Shinemo, I'll sue you for damaging my reputation. Husbandly, why are you standing so far away? You believe him too? Zhang Kuan quickly said, of course I don't believe it, but it's better to be cautious. Shinemo gave Zhang Kuan a deep look and added, you two are quite something. One fakes a pregnancy, stringing along several men at once. One of whom is a damn foreigner who even has syphilis. The other fakes a divorce, has mistresses outside, but has a fierce wife at home, too scared to actually leave. Huh, you two. I advise you to be careful. Don't play with fire, or someone could get killed. Hearing Shinmo's words, the shop assistants and several customers looked at them with knowing eyes. Feeling humiliated, he flew into a rage and shouted, you're talking nonsense. Shinmo suddenly yelled, your wife is here. Zhang Kuan, terrified, quickly hid behind a clothes rack. Shinmo chuckled, just kidding. I don't even know your wife. Ha ha. The crowd burst into laughter. Han Shuilon stomped her foot in anger and turned to leave. I'll remember this. Zhang Kuan threw out a threat and hurried after her. Shinemo called out, Mister Zhang, watch out for syphilis. Don't catch it, or your wife might boil you alive. Hearing this, Zhang Kuan's chasing steps slowed considerably. Ha ha. Shinemo laughed heartily. What a pair of idiots. Yin smiled. Do you ever think before you lie? How do you know I'm lying? Does Han Shuilon really have syphilis? She does. Why else would I keep my distance? Traditional Chinese medicine uses observation, listening, questioning, and evaluation. Some people, you can tell by looking at them once, basically determine if they're sick. Also, your female classmate has protruding temples and wandering eyes. That's a classic sign of promiscuity in face reading. And not just one flower. She's involved with so many men at once. Catching syphilis is pretty normal. Is it serious? Not serious, just the early stage. If she listens to me and gets checked at the hospital, it's easy to handle. So, she should really thank you. Forget it. That woman has ill intentions. I don't want anything to do with her. You'd better stay away from her too. Just then, the waitress approached and said, "Ma'am, are you going to continue trying on clothes?" Lurian said, "No, I'm done. I'll take the purple one." The waitress pursed her lips and said to Shinamo, "Sir, those clothes look heavenly on your girlfriend. Would you like to buy her a few more?" Shinamo smiled. "You're quite the smooth talker. All right, wrap up all the clothes she tried on for me." Lurian nudged him. "Are you crazy? I can't possibly wear that many clothes." Shinamo saw her giving him a look. No, she was worried about the money, and smiled. "Consider it my thanks for taking me in." With that, Shinamo followed the waitress to the counter. Yin bit her lip and whispered, "So stubborn, making life hard for yourself. I shouldn't have tried on so many clothes." The 7 pieces of clothing cost Shinamo 26,000 yuan, compared to top luxury brands. This was actually quite cheap. On the way home, Shinamo chuckled and said, "I ran into my first love." "You ran into an old classmate too? What a coincidence today." Lurian huffed and said, "If you want to ask about my ex, just say it straight. Don't beat around the bush." Shinamo gave a thumbs up and said, "Smart. That's exactly what I want to know. Why did you dump him?" Lu Ruyan said he dumped me. TCH, Shinamo curled his lip and said, "Fine, if you don't want to talk about it, don't." Lu Ruyan glanced at him and said, "You don't believe me?" Shinamo said, "You're so devastatingly beautiful. What man would ever willingly break up with you?" Hardly anyone would believe that story. Not unless he's blind. Lu Ruyan said calmly he was from the countryside. He was very handsome and had great poise. He got into Yindu Medical College through his own hard work. While we were dating, I found out he was having an inappropriate relationship with a rich older woman. Only then did I realize his tuition and living expenses all came from that woman. So I returned every single gift he gave me and broke up with him. After hearing Lu Ruyan's story, Shinamo just let out an "oh." He didn't make any comment at all. Lu Ruyan had originally expected Shinamo to yell at that guy, just like everyone else, to stand up for me and curse him out. But she never expected him to say nothing at all. This took Lu Ruyan a little by surprise, and she asked, "What do you think about my first boyfriend?" Shinamo sighed and said it was a helpless choice. Lu Ruyan asked, "What do you mean?" A flash of wisdom crossed Shinmo's eyes, and he said, "Your ex's family must be extremely poor." And he definitely ran into an insurmountable crisis. That's why he had no choice but to get involved with that rich woman. Ruyan's face changed, and she asked, "Why would you think that?" Shinamo said he's just a kid from the countryside who got into Yindu Medical College through his own hard work. That proves he's tough-willed and has his own principles. For a man like that to willingly become a kept man for a rich woman, the only explanation is that he desperately needed a large sum of money. Most likely it was to help a close family member that means the world to him. If it was just for his own sake, I'm convinced he would never have done that. Ruyan looked at Shinamo, who was leaning against the backrest, and asked in disbelief, "Did you figure this out? Or was it just a guess?" What Shinamo just said was completely true. Only after breaking up did Lu Ruyan find out that his mother was seriously ill and needed surgery, which would cost over 1 million yuan for a college student relying on work study to pay tuition. Over 1 million yuan is an astronomical sum. With no other choice, he had to sell himself to that wealthy woman. Shinamo chuckled. That's a no-brainer. If you've ever faced a similar agonizing decision, you'd understand how desperate he felt back then. Lu Ruyan was silent for a long moment, then asked, "If it were you, would you do the same?" Shinamo replied without hesitation, "No." Lu Ruyan said calmly, "If you didn't, your loved one would die." Shinamo grinned. "I'd go rob someone first. Save the person, worry about the rest later. A real man wouldn't become someone's boy toy." Lu Ruyan asked, "What if you got caught?" Shinamo said smugly, "Well, the money's already spent, and the surgery's done. If I'm caught, I'll just do the time. I'm familiar with the detention center. Jail's no different from home. Plus, you get free room and board." Haha. Chapter 25. Old Zhongcheng's grand gift. Lu Ruyan wasn't amused by Shinmo's joke. She sensed the helplessness behind his dark humor. By now, Lu Ruyan had a deep understanding of Shinmo's character. Aside from having a foul mouth, he was actually a decent guy. She always felt a thin veil of mist-shrouded Shinmo, completely enveloping him, making his true self hard to discern. Call him smart, yet sometimes he's incredibly foolish, willing to do anything for money. Call him foolish, yet sometimes he's incredibly shrewd, even wise. His insights are profound. Take Lu Ruyan's first love, for instance. Everyone who knew about it unanimously vilified the man. Only Shin-Mo could put himself in the man's shoes and analyze the situation objectively. It'd be normal if Shin-Mo were an old man. But how old is he? If he sees things with such clarity, that's definitely not something an ordinary person can do. She felt this guy must have a story. In a villa in Yanhai, Yi Ziyuan returned to the living room after a call on the balcony. Seeing Wang Jing come out of her daughter's room, Yi Ziyuan asked softly, "No, she's sleeping soundly. That's good. It shows Dr. Shin's treatment is very effective." Yes, before, even when Xiao Han was asleep, her brow would be tightly furrowed. Now her expression is very calm. "Honey, how do you plan to deal with hot air?" Yi Ziyuan's expression changed. A flash of fierceness crossed his eyes as he said, "Don't worry about this matter. I definitely won't let him off." Wang Jing frowned. "If something happens to hot air, the doctor will surely know it was you." I'm a bit worried." Yi Ziyuan asked, "What do you think of Dr. Shen?" After a thoughtful pause, he said, "Unfathomable. Definitely not an ordinary person." Yi Ziyuan continued asking, "Do you think he'll be a threat to us?" Wang Jing shook her head and said, "Since Dr. Shen can draw talismans like the heart-calming talisman, he can certainly draw talismans full of offensive power. If you want to deal with us, it doesn't seem like it will be difficult." After learning what Kadair did to Xiao Han, he seemed very angry. Otherwise, he wouldn't have encouraged you to take care of him. Yi Ziyuan said, "That's what I think too. This person is shrouded in mystery and strangeness from head to toe. He can only be a friend, not an enemy. What's more, our daughter's follow-up treatment still depends on him, dear." If anything goes wrong, I'll take responsibility myself. You take good care of our daughter. Wang Jing's eyes instantly turned red. She tightly hugged Yuan and said, promise me, nothing will happen. Yuan gently stroked his wife's hair and said, don't worry. Just then, a soft voice came from the bedroom. Mom, Wang Jing shuddered and asked, honey, did you hear that? Yuan, overjoyed and surprised, said, Xiao Han seems to be calling you. The two quickly ran into their daughter's bedroom. Yihan had woken up and was sitting on the bed, looking at Wang Jing with dazed eyes. She said, hungry. Hearing her daughter actively ask to eat for the first time in half a year, Wang Jing immediately burst into tears, saying, I'll go make you something right now. Yuan sat by the bed, holding Yihan, and asked, sweetheart, did you sleep well? Yihan nodded. Slept really well, Dad. I had a dream. I dreamed of my guardian, the night elf. He was so handsome and said he'd help me fight the bad guys. Yuan was profoundly shaken. Could it be that Shun Imo entered Yihan's dream? That's simply too unbelievable. Sweetheart, is there anywhere else you feel unwell? My head feels cool now, but it's very comfortable and clear. Yuan knew this with the heart calming talisman taking effect. That's great, he said. Come on, let's go wash up, then we'll eat. For the past half year, the Ziyuan family finally enjoyed a relaxing meal together. Not only did Yin show no signs of her previous depression, she even told a little joke at the table, making it Ziyuan and Wang Jing burst into laughter. For a moment, both of them were filled with gratitude towards Shima. Lai Yurian's cooking skills were actually quite good, although far from matching Shima's level. It was impressive for a beauty like her to reach this standard. After dinner, Lai Yurian pointed at a gift bag and said, this is a thank you gift from old Chung. Shima asked, what is it? Lai Yurian shook her head. I didn't look. Shima opened the handbag. Inside were two boxes, one red and one blue. The red box contained a pair of pale red jadeite earrings, crystal clear and transparent. Extremely beautiful. The blue box held a sandalwood bracelet. Judging by its color, grain, and luster, it was definitely top tier. Top quality sandalwood bracelets are rare in the market, and the price definitely exceeds 200,000. Shima frowned and said, these gifts from old Chung are quite valuable. Picking up the jadeite earrings, he looked and said, from Swarovski brand, this type of red jadeite should be worth between 150 to 200,000. Shima was surprised. You're very familiar with jadeite? Lai Yurian replied, my aunt is the CEO of a jewelry company, and my part-time job is as a jewelry designer. Shima said, since your aunt is a company CEO, why are you still so poor? Can't she help you out? Lai Yurian gave him a look and said, I have my own hands and feet. Why should I rely on others' help? Shima gave a thumbs up, respect. He then said, these two gifts on the market are worth at least 300,000. Are you just going to accept them? Shima said without hesitation, of course not. I've said it before, the Chung family and I owe each other nothing. Him giving me such an expensive gift on the surface is thanks, but in reality, it's just to build a connection. To put it bluntly, it's for my protective talisman. Lai Yurian frowned slightly. And what will you do if you return the gifts? Slapping old Chung in the face. If you return them, if the Chung family comes to you for help in the future, you'll probably find it hard to stay out of it. Shima thought for a moment and said, doesn't the old man have heart disease? Tomorrow, I'll give him a jade talisman. Didn't you say only those grandmasters of the mystical arts can make jade talismans? Shinamo explained that it was a top-grade jade talisman. What I gave was a health talisman made from inferior Hatian jade. This type of health talisman doesn't have much spiritual power, but it's warm in winter and cool in summer. It's very beneficial for the body, with a shelf life of about half a year. If placed in my clinic, it would sell for at least 500,000. Damn, that old guy really hit the jackpot. Lurian asked suspiciously, does this so-called health jade talisman really have such good effects? You're not just bragging, are you? Shinamo pouted and said, believe it or not. Lurian said, then can you let me feel it first? Chapter 26. The goddess practices Qigong. After a while, Shinamo returned to the bedroom, took a jade talisman from the drawer, and handed it to Lurian, saying, this is the health talisman I made. Hold it in the palms of both your hands. You should be able to feel a hint of coolness. Lurian placed the jade talisman in her palms and closed her eyes. After carefully sensing it, she said, I don't feel anything at all. Shinamo slapped his forehead and said, oh, my brain. I forgot something important. Jade talismans are different from ordinary talismans. They need to be activated. Taking the jade talisman from Lu Ruyen, Shinamo extended the index finger of his right hand to his left palm. He channeled a trace of magical power and gently tapped the jade talisman. The jade talisman immediately emitted a dazzling light, which then slowly dissipated. Lu Ruyen covered her mouth and exclaimed, "This isn't scientific." Shinamo handed the talisman back to her and said, "Miss Lu, the great beauty. Haven't you ever heard the saying? The end of science is metaphysics." Try it again. Lu Ruyen eagerly placed the jade talisman between her hands. This time, she indeed felt a wisp of coolness. The intensity was not strong, but a gentle breeze rushed her face. Shinamo, you really are a master of the mystical arts. The facts right before her eyes. Lu Ruyen had no choice but to believe in the existence of magic. Shinamo took back the jade talisman and placed it in the blue box. He said, the so-called mystical arts aren't as miraculous as you imagine. Masters of the mystical arts like Lu Bowen and Zhang Sanfeng, if they traveled to modern times, no matter how powerful they were, it would just be a matter of a few bullets. So, he completely categorized these houses and fortune-telling as an alternative form of science. Ruyen laughed and said, didn't you say you were a celestial master of the mystical arts? Why are you suddenly so humble now? Are you worried about being dissected for research? Shinamo shrugged and said, I'm mainly worried that you'll fall in love with me. Lu Ruyen scoffed and said, keep dreaming. Shinamo laughed and said, I'll go dream tonight and give this earring to you. Lu Ruyen shook her head and said, it's too valuable, I don't want it. Shinamo said, fine, if you don't want it. This little trinket is indeed a bit unworthy of you. When you become my girlfriend, I'll give you a pair of imperial green jade earrings. Lu Ruyen gave him a look and said, are you done yet? Shinamo quickly said, done. Lu Ruyen said, you said before you teach me Qigong. Does it still count? Shinamo stood up and said, of course it counts. I'll print out the key points of practicing Qigong for you. If you're interested, you can try it, but I have to warn you, for every 10,000 people try, less than one succeeds. You better not get too obsessed. Lu Ruyen said, I understand. A moment later, a 1,500-word Qigong manual was hot off the press. Lu Ruyen looked at it for a long time. She found the Qigong method too mysterious and profound. Even a medical genius couldn't understand even 1% of it. Shinamo explained it to her for over an hour. which only made Lu Rien more confused. Shinemo, you're not fooling me, are you? If I'm fooling you, may I be struck by lightning and erased from the 3 realms. Stop, I believe you. Don't make such terrible vows anymore. There are 2 ways to practice Qigong. One is from the outside in, the other is from the inside out. For example, the 3 major internal martial arts, Xingyi, Bagua, and Taiji, belong to the former. They generate hidden force by promoting Qi and blood. It's relatively easier to get started. And this Qigong Qi belongs to the latter. You must first sense the Qi sensation before practicing. Getting started is extremely difficult. How do you sense the Qi sensation? This thing can only be understood, not explained. One taught, the other practiced. Naturally, physical contact was unavoidable during this time. This secretly delighted Shinemo. Of course, the final result was no result. Lu Rien completely gave up on the idea of practicing Qigong. However, through this incident, the 2 became much closer. The usually aloof Lu Rien could no longer stay aloof in front of Shinemo. At 1 a.m., Katter stumbled out of the bar drunk. Just as he was about to get in the car, a motorcycle suddenly rushed toward him. The rider made an emergency stop in front of Katter, swung his right hand, and gently drew a gleaming dagger across his neck. After it was done, the motorcycle quickly left. Katter clutched his neck and collapsed to the ground. Blood flowed from between his fingers. The whole process took less than half a minute. Clearly, the other party was an old hand. An hour later, the police arrived at the scene. Finding the victim was a foreigner gave them a major headache. On the 3rd morning, Shinemo was practicing martial arts in the park. People said a foreign English teacher was killed at the bar's entrance. Shinemo quickly checked his phone. Seeing it was Katter, he cursed inwardly. Damn, has Yi Yuan's brain been kicked by a donkey? Katter was a foreigner, after all. A staged car accident would have been better than this blatant murder. The police always solve homicide cases. If Yi Yuan didn't cover his tracks well, there could be big trouble. For breakfast, Shinemo hitched a ride with Lu Rien to the clinic. He just brewed a pot of tea when Yi Yuan walked in, looking deeply troubled. Morning, Dr. Shun. Mr. Yi, last night's incident wasn't your doing? Seeing Yi Yuan's face was deathly pale. Shinemo couldn't hide his surprise. Even more shocked, Yi Yuan asked, how did you know? Shinemo replied, I know a bit of physiognomy. Yi Yuan sighed in admiration. Dr. Shun, you're truly amazing. To be honest, I had someone arrange for a car accident. But before they could act, Katter was brutally killed at the bar entrance. Shinemo said, a scumbag like him. Death by 1,000 cuts would be too lenient. Yi Yuan gritted his teeth. Exactly. Dying like that was too easy for him. Sit. Shinemo invited Yi Yuan to sit, then poured him tea. Regardless, the root cause is gone. That's good news for your child. After your daughter woke yesterday, was she any better? Yi Yuan said excitedly. Much better. I feel she's almost back to normal. Cheerful and optimistic like before. Little Han even told us a joke. Dr. Shun, your calming talisman is incredibly effective. Shinemo was sure the talisman worked for depression, but its exact efficacy was unclear. I thought we'd need the calming incantation treatment, but it seems unnecessary now. No, I'll bring her in a few days. Please check on her again. I suggest taking her to the hospital for a re-examination first. I'm not fond of Western medicine, but I admit it has its unique strengths in some areas. Okay, Dr. Shun, this is a small token of my appreciation. Please accept it. Yi Yuan pulled a check from his pocket, handed it to Shinemo. Shinemo waved his hand, saying, I only charge for treatment. No gratitude fees. That's the clinic's rule. Yi Yuan could tell Shinemo wasn't just being politely modest. He awkwardly took the check back, saying, all right then, Dr. Shun, when are you free? We'd like to invite you to dinner. Shinemo said, let's talk after the child fully recovers. Chapter 27, the child lost its soul. Yi Yuan thanked Shinemo again before leaving the clinic. Not long after he left, a young couple walked in, holding a crying, fussy child. The child was only about 2 or 3 years old. Shinemo could tell at a glance the little one had a lost soul condition. In common terms, the soul is lost. Doctor, please, can you check what's wrong with her child? The woman's face was full of anxiety. Emma walked up to the child and pressed a finger to the center of the forehead. Magical energy surged out, dispersing some of the baleful aura. The child's crying stopped instantly. This move completely stunned the young couple. For a week, the child has been crying and fussing all day, and can't sleep peacefully at night, often having nightmares. We've been to several hospitals, and all the doctors prescribed sedatives without exception. But they didn't work at all. The sign outside Shinmo's clinic read, specializes in difficult and unusual cases. The consultation was also outrageously expensive. So they came in to give a try. Shinmo asked, what are your surnames? The young man said, I'm Chu Hong. She's my wife, Gong Hui Hui. Dr. Shun, what exactly is going on? Why did the child stop crying as soon as you touched it? Shinemo smiled and said, just a little trick. Mr. Chu, think carefully. Have you taken the child to any unclean places recently? Chu Hong pondered. We went to the countryside last week to worship our ancestors. Shinemo was taken aback. You took the child? Chu Hong nodded. Yes. Gong Hui said, Dr. Shun, is ancestor worship directly related to the child's crying? Shinemo explained, the child is young, has a weak constitution, insufficient yang energy. Ancestral worship sites have heavy energy filled with willful aura. Once it invades the child's body, it immediately causes an imbalance of yin and yang. Gong Hui Hui pursed her lips and asked, it's not soul lost like in those mystery web novels. Shinemo hummed in agreement. Exactly. Ping Gong Hui Hui punched Chu Hung hard. Crying, she said, I told you shouldn't have taken the girl. You had to go for your pride. Look what happened. You're happy the kids lost her soul? Chu Hung said with a look of remorse. I thought losing one's soul was just superstition. I never imagined it could be real, Dr. Shun. Since you can tell the child's lost her soul, you must know how to call it back, right? Shinemo laughed. You've read too many novels. There's no such thing as a soul-summoning spell in this world. Chu Hung anxiously asked, then what should we do? Shinemo waved his hand. It's nothing serious, Zhang. Let me finish. As Taoism says, the heaven and earth souls often wander. Only the life soul resides in the body. The so-called lost soul is just a Taoist term. In reality, it's malevolent energy entering the body, harming the life soul. A scientific explanation would be mental damage. Just dispel the malevolent energy and take some calming medicine, and she'll be fine. Chu Hung asked, how do we dispel it? Shinemo said, I have my methods, Mr. Chu. Shall we discuss the fee now? Chu Hung quickly nodded. My apologies. I forgot about payment. How much is it? Shinemo said, 3,000 for registration, 2,000 for treatment, 5,000 total. No problem. Chu Hong immediately took out his phone, scanned the payment code Shen Mo had on his desk, and transferred 5,000 yuan. After receiving the payment, Shen Mo took a talisman to dispel evil from the door, brought Chu Hong and Gong Hui to the treatment room, and said, "Lay the child flat on the bed." "Okay," Gong Hui replied, and carefully placed the child on the bed. The little one, leaving her mother's arms, started crying again. Mo walked over, smiled, and said, "Little one, stop for a bit. Keep crying, and you won't be pretty anymore." Perhaps understanding Shen Mo's words, the child, who had been wailing, not only stopped crying, but also smiled at Shen Mo. Chu Hong and Gong Hui exchanged glance, both showing surprised expressions. Little did they know, Shen Mo had just used a calming incantation in his words. The so-called calming incantation isn't some strange spell. It combines spiritual power with a special, gentle intonation that enters the ears, achieving a calming effect on the mind. The younger the child, the less resistance they have to the calming incantation. Shen Mo waved the talisman to dispel evil in front of the child, then placed it on her forehead. Spiritual power surged, and the talisman emitted a faint glow. If the couple, Chu Hong and Gong Hui, possessed the heavenly eye, they would have seen wisps of black energy being absorbed by the talisman. With each bit of black chi absorbed, the brightness of the evil-dispelling talisman dims a little, and the black chi completely vanishes. The light from the talisman in Shen Mo's hand also completely fades out. 1/3 of its area has already turned black, as if scorched by fire. Gudong, Chu Hong swallowed hard and whispered, "Hui. What did you see?" Gong Hui, looking really shocked, said, "The talisman art's from the movies." He casually tossed the now powerless evil-dispelling talisman into the trash. Turning to the two, he said, "The child shouldn't have any more problems. After you go back, just give him some calming and sedative medication." Having confirmed the doctor before them was a remarkable figure. They quickly said, "Yar, Shun, could you prescribe a traditional Chinese medicine formula?" Shen replied, "Chinese medicine is too bitter. A child this age can't drink it. Better to use Western medicine." Chu Hong nodded, understood. "Thank you, Dr. Chu." The couple picked up their child, profusely thanking him as they left the clinic. Shop owner Zhang and saw the family of 3 leaving, and curiously walked into the clinic. "Brother, you actually had a patient?" Shen Mo switched into bragging mode. "Boss Zhang, running a clinic is like doing business. The key is the gimmick. Look at that notice I posted. Isn't the gimmick strong enough?" Zhang Nan said, "The gimmick is indeed strong. The key is whether you can actually cure the illness." Shen Mo said smugly, "What a coincidence. Standing before you is a miracle doctor who can cure all diseases." Zhang then gave a thumbs up. "Brother, you're awesome." Mo chuckled. "Just average, 3rd best in the world. Boss Zhang, a guest is a guest. Have a seat, have some tea. I just bought this tea yesterday. It's very good." Zhang Nan said, "Then I'll gladly accept." Chapter 28, Live Stream Debunking. While Shen Mo and Zhang Nan were drinking tea and chatting in the clinic, a young man not far away was live streaming. This man was named T. Jia Hong, online alias Brother Hong. He was known for his good looks and sharp tongue, one of Yanhai's most famous internet celebrity streamers, with over 6 million followers. At that moment, Lily Huzi pointed his phone camera at the notice outside Shen Mo's clinic. About 30,000 fans were watching in the live stream room. T. Jia Hong said, "Registration fee, 3,000. Household fee, 10,000. Treats, 3 people a day. Money back if not cured. What do you all think this is?" Bullet comments flew across the stream. "What a gimmick. Even clinics for healing the sick are doing this now. What has the world come to?" That's a pretty bold claim, I must say. No hospital in all of Xia would dare say that. 3,000 for registration, 10,000 for house call, and that's not even counting the treatment fees. Wow, no wonder he's limiting it to 3 people. If it were me, treating just one a day, I'd be a millionaire. Bro, let's go in and expose him. This is infuriating. He Jia Hong declared righteously. A clinic is a place for healing, not for making money. Let's go meet this miracle doctor with a big mouth. We'll expose his false mask completely. Please send rockets to support me. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. As soon as he finished speaking, dozens of rockets shot across the live stream. Ha ha, you guys are awesome. Now let's go live and bust this fraud. After speaking, He Jiahong strode into Shinma's clinic with Huzi in tow. "Who's the doctor here?" He Jiahong called out. Huzi pointed his phone's camera inside the clinic. He panned around, deliberately avoiding Shen Mo and Zhang Nan who were drinking tea. Broadcasting someone without their permission is a violation of their rights. He Jiahong didn't want to get sued over this. Shen Mo stood up, surprised. "Who are you? Is this a live stream?" He Jiahong said bluntly, "Yes. Please have a doctor here come out." Shen Mo said, "I am the only doctor at this clinic." He Jiahong laughed. "You're the doctor? Ha ha, don't joke. This is a traditional Chinese medicine clinic. Judging by your age, you seem a few years younger than me. Well, what's the deal? Brother Hong isn't even 30. Is this TCM doctor really in his 20s? His voice does sound very young. Too bad we can't show his face, otherwise. I'd really like to see what he looks like. You find all sorts in modern society. People even dare to impersonate TCM doctors." Bullet comments flooded stream. Shen Mo frowned. "My age and medical skill seem unrelated. Also, are you here to see a doctor or to stream? If it's for streaming, please leave." He Jiahong raised an eyebrow. "I'm here for treatment and streaming on the side." Shen Mo suddenly understood. "I see. So you're trying to make money off me." Zhang Nan, seeing things go south, quickly said, "Brother, you're busy. I'll be on my way." Shen Mo smiled. "All right, take care, Boss Zhang." Zhang Nan, afraid the camera would catch him, covered his face as he left. "Dr. Shun, right? Would you be willing to join my live stream?" Shen Mo bluntly said no. He Jiahong chuckled and said, "That's okay. I've been feeling a bit unwell lately. Could you take a look for me?" Shen Mo gave He Jiahong a deep look and said, "You're here to expose a fraud, aren't you?" He Jiahong explained, "If you're truly skilled, then it's not exposure, but promotion of your medical skill. If you're not skilled, then you shouldn't be in this line of work. I think it's best you close your clinic to avoid harming others and yourself in the future." All said, support Honga. Talking is useless. Rocket support. I'll send 10 rockets. The fans in the live stream room got lively again. Shen Mo nodded and said, "Understood. The question is, who decides what's real or fake? I say you're sick, you say you're fine. It's all empty talk. Who's the referee?" He said, "At the beginning of the stream, I already stated my condition. You can take my pulse. If your diagnosis matches my situation, I'll consider you impressive." Shen Mo pointed to the payment code on the table and said, "Then please pay 3,000 yuan." He Jiahong was taken aback. "You want money before even treating me?" Shin Imo asked, which hospital expert consultation fee is paid after the treatment? He Jiahong was amused and angered. Fine. Ruthless. He took out his everyday personal phone. He Jiahong transferred 3,000 yuan to Shin Imo. Wow, what kind of person is this? Too despicable, asking for a 3,000 yuan fee before even examining me. This is utterly unreasonable. I'm from Yanhai. Once we expose this person's true colors, I'll go smash his clinic. The fans were all very annoyed by Shun Mo's behavior. Shin Imo invited He Jiahong to sit, taking his pulse while asking, surname? He Jiahong said, no honorific needed. It's he. The fans call me Honga. Shin Imo nodded and said, please extend your other hand. He Jiahong complied. After taking the pulse, Shin Imo smiled. Your spleen and stomach are very weak. It's caused by drinking alcohol 2 days ago. You should have had diarrhea several times this morning. I feel for you. In this condition, you still insisted on coming here to expose fraud. Whoa. He Jiahong stood up directly, exclaiming, are you my fan? Shin Imo said calmly, I don't know any of your internet's luxuries. Not a single one. How could I possibly be your fan? Huh, look at your reaction. I passed your test, right? He Jiahong pursed his lips and said, you got it. Wow, this guy is good. Hong just went live and described his condition. It's exactly what this doctor said. If I didn't know Hong's character, I'd think they were in cahoots. Seems this young TCM doctor has some real skill. At least he knows pulse diagnosis. The fans in the room were quite surprised by the test result. Shin Imo said, He Jiahong, your issue isn't serious. Take some medicine and you'll be fine. But your assistant here has a big problem. He Jiahong's face changed. He quickly asked, what's wrong with Huzi? Huzi is not just his assistant. He's also his cousin from Zan's side. They grew up together since they were in diapers. Hearing Huzi might have a health issue immediately made He Jiahong tense up. Huzi frowned and said, I just had a full checkup a month ago. All my indicators were normal. Shin Imo said calmly, normal a month ago doesn't mean it's normal now. Chapter 29. The sick one is your assistant. Without another word, Hong scanned the QR code on the table again. He transferred 3,000 and said, please check Huzi's pulse. After speaking, He Jiahong stood up and was about to take Huzi's live-stream phone. Shin Imo said, no need for pulse check. His complexion says it all. Go to Kangen Hospital right now for a stomach exam. If I'm not mistaken, he likely has stomach cancer. Luckily, it's early stage. A resection surgery, and he'll be fine. He Jiahong said incredulously. Just one look, and you can tell Huzi has stomach cancer, and it's early stage. Dr. Shun, are you sure you're not joking? Shin Imo waved his hand. If I'm wrong, I'll refund you 12,000. Comments in the live stream room popped up like mushrooms after rain, determining cancer with one glance. Even a miracle doctor couldn't do that. From his tone, he seems very sure. This time the doctor said it proactively. He must have some confidence. I'll never believe this is true. If it's not true, just go to the hospital for a checkup and find out. Right, Hong, take brother, who for a checkup? Jiahong didn't need to see the comments to guess the fans' reaction. He said, Dr. Shun, we'll go for the checkup now. If what you say is correct, it would mean you saved Huzi's life. A generous reward, Shin Imo said lightly. A reward is unnecessary. You pay me, I treat you. No need for thanks. After He Jiahong left, Shin Imo tidied up. He then closed the clinic door. Zhongnan peeked out and asked, what's the situation, bro? Shin Imo smiled and said, all settled. Earned 6,000 in registration fees from them. 3 patient for today, I'm closing up. Zhang, and it thought Shin Imo was doomed. Never expected he'd make 6,000 off them. He couldn't help but ask in surprise, you can actually treat people? Shin Imo raised an eyebrow and said, didn't I tell you? I'm the world's #1 miracle doctor. Goodbye, boss Zhang. Watching Shun Mo's retreating figure, Zhongnan muttered under his breath. Are people really that easy to fool these days? Jiahong rushed Huzi to Kangen Hospital. The internal medicine outpatient building was already packed. He Jiahong immediately made a phone call. Ching Ching help. I'm swamped in the clinic. Make it quick. Cutting in line? No way. Everyone's waiting. What makes you think you can jump the queue? Just 1 minute of your time, I promise. I just want to get a CT scan of Huzi's stomach. What's wrong? The clinic doctor said he has stomach cancer. Really? Get Huzi to room 20 right now. I'll write the order for you immediately. After the call, He Jiahong and Huzi quickly went to room 206. They met Qin Qingqing. Qin Qingqing apologized to her patient. She handed the CT order to He Jiahong and said, go pay at the first floor lobby, then head straight to the CT room. Results should be out around noon. Then, just call me directly. Jiahong nodded. Good. You're reliable in a crisis, babe. It turned out He Jiahong and Qin Qingqing were a couple. They'd been dating for 3 years, already at the stage of discussing marriage. Qin Qingqing shot him a look. Enough talk. Take Huzi and go. While He Jiahong and Huzi went for the CT scan, Shin Imo also arrived at Kangen Hospital. That morning, he learned from Lu Ruyan that Cheng Guangyao had arranged for Chengqing's transfer to Kangen Hospital. So, on the way, Shin Imo bought a basket of fruit to visit Chengqing and also give the health talisman to Cheng Guangyao. Following the room number Lu Ruyan gave him, Shin Imo soon met Cheng Guangyao and Chengqing. Mr. Shun, what brings you here? Cheng Guangyao said in surprise. Shin Imo smiled and said, I came to visit young Master Cheng. It was clear that Shin Imo had completely lost his previous arrogance and domineering attitude. He said, Mr. Shun, thank you for saving my life. Cheng, and clear up my fingers. If you need anything in the future, just ask me, and I will do my utmost. Shin Imo chuckled and said, what could a clinic doctor let me possibly need, young Master Cheng? After going through this ordeal, what are your thoughts? Chengqing said, life is only once. I will never do dangerous things again in the future. After I recover from my injuries, I'll go help out at the antique shop. Shin Imo nodded and said, as the saying goes, a loss may turn out to be a gain. Thinking this way is worthy of the third life heaven has given you. Cheng Guangyao said, it wasn't heaven that gave him a second life. It was you. Shin Imo said, old Cheng, I've already said, I have no debt with your Cheng family. That protective talisman was something you bought for 200,000. It has nothing to do with me. Why bother sending me gifts? As soon as Shin Guangyao heard this, he understood the reason for Shun Mo's visit. He said, Mr. Shun, that was just a token of my appreciation. Shin Imo waved his hand and said, we practitioners of the mystic arts dislike being entangled in karma. Originally, I wanted to return the item to you, but Lu Ruyan said that would be too impersonal. So, I have no choice but to give you a gift in return. Before Shin Guangyao could refuse, Shin Imo took out the blue box, placed it on the table, and said, inside is a health talisman. Your heart isn't in great condition. Wear it, and you shouldn't have any problems for the next 6 months. Cheng Guangyao asked in surprise, Mr. Shun, didn't you say the effectiveness of talismans is very short-lived? Shun said, and Hutian Jade, although its spiritual power isn't strong, it's enough to keep your body healthy for 12 months. Old Chum, take good care of him, Master Chum. I have other matters to attend. I'll take my leave now. After saying that, Shun Imo turned and walked out. Shun Guangyao hurriedly followed him, escorting him all the way to the elevator before turning back. Closing the door, Shun Guangyao opened the box. Inside lay a piece of jade, quiet and still. As a veteran antique mogul who had spent his life in the world of antiquities, Shun Guangyao naturally had an exceptional eye. He could tell at a glance that the quality of this Hetian jade wasn't great. But when Shun Guangyao picked it up, a warm, gentle energy flowed from the jade into his body. The energy was subtle, but undeniably real. What a miraculous jade talisman. Shun Guangyao couldn't help but exclaim in his heart. Shang Qingha asked, Grandpa, what does Mr. Shen mean by this? Shun Guangyao sighed and said, I sent him a generous gift, hoping to make a connection. But it seems we were reaching too high. Qingha said, Grandpa, I think you were a bit too hasty. Friendship should be built gradually, with sincerity, especially with someone as extraordinary as him from the mystic arts. Shun Guangyao paused, then nodded. You're right. Qingha, it seems you're not entirely useless. Shang Qingha said helplessly, thank you for the compliment. Ha ha. Shun Guangyao laughed heartily. Chapter 30. The world is so small. Meanwhile, Lu Rian and Dong Qingqing were eating in the staff cafeteria. There were more patients than usual today, leaving them both a bit tired. Whose ECT scan is ready? Where? Dong Qingqing answered He Jiahong's call. Bring the scans to the 6th floor staff cafeteria. Okay, on my way. After hanging up, Dong Qingqing stood up. Rian, I'm going to meet someone at the entrance. Lu Rian asked, is it Hongji? What's up? The two were close friends. Lu Rian was quite familiar with Dong Qingqing's boyfriend, He Jiahong. Dong Qingqing said, you might not believe this. A clinic doctor diagnosed my husband's cousin with stomach cancer without using any equipment at all. It scared my husband into bringing him for a CT scan right away. The results are in, so I'm going to take a look. Rian said, well, invite them both in for a meal. Dong Qingqing whispered, that's exactly what I was thinking. You eat first, I'll be right back. A few minutes later, Dong Qingqing returned with He Jiahong. He Jiahong greeted Lu Ruyan, then looked at Dong Qingqing's serious expression. He knew his girlfriend very well. Her face told him the news wasn't good. Rian, take a look. I'm not entirely sure. Dong Qingqing handed the scans to Lu Rian. Lu Rian took them, held them up to the light, and examined them carefully. I think it's most likely early stage stomach cancer, but the affected area is very small. Dong Qingqing nodded. I thought so too. Rian said, as long as they operate quickly to remove that part, there's over a 90% chance of a full recovery. After all, this is the very beginning, even earlier than typical early stage. He Jiahong let out a sigh of relief. We really should thank that clinic doctor. If it had been any later, the situation could have been much worse. Dong Qingqing asked seriously, which clinic doctor are you talking about? What method did he use? He Jiahong said it was a young doctor named Shun. He's younger than me, but his medical skills are shockingly good. I saw his notice, said the registration fee was 3,000 yuan, even higher than those famous domestic experts. So I wanted to expose him live, but he was actually amazing. He didn't even take my pulse, just looked at me a few times. Said Hu Zi had stomach cancer. Of course we didn't believe it. That's why we came here for a checkup. Dong Qingqing exclaimed, he's incredible. He can even spot stomach cancer. Lu Rian made a strange expression and said, is that clinic doctor surnamed Shin? About 3 kilometers from our Kangen hospital? He Jiahong nodded. That's right, Dr. Lu. You know this clinic? Lu Rian looked at Dong Qingqing. It's Shun Mo. Dong Qingqing showed an unbelievable expression and said, this guy's hiding his skills. Rian, are you still living with him now? Lu Rian said flatly, he's like a sticky plaster. Can't shake him off. He Jiahong said in surprise, so you know him? Dong Qingqing said, didn't I tell you before? Rian accidentally hit someone with her car. The person who was in a coma for 100 days and woke up was Dr. Shun. Wow, the world is really small. Dong Qingqing nudged Lu Rian and said, let's invite Shin Mo out for dinner tonight. He Jiahong agreed. Qingqing is right. I must treat him to thank him properly. Lu Rian thought for a moment. I'll give him a call. She picked up her phone and dialed Shin Mo. Ah, haven't seen you all morning. You already miss me. Beautiful Lu. Are you falling for me? Hearing Shin Mo's words, Dong Qingqing beside her burst out laughing. Lu Rian gave her a glare and said, Shin Mo, stop fooling around. I'm asking you, did you see a patient this morning? And told him he had early stage stomach cancer. To be precise, the earliest stage of early stage. If that little assistant gets a minimally invasive surgery, remove the cancerous part, and it's all good. Ha! It's because I'm kind-hearted, generous, and repay evil with virtue. Otherwise, I wouldn't have told them. Jerks! Come in my clinic to expose me. How dare they? Dong is Dong Qingqing's boyfriend. They'll get married soon. Wow, the world is really small. Ask Dr. Dong to wear glasses. I suspect there's something wrong with her eyes. She and Brother Hong were right next to me. Otherwise, tell them, haha, just kidding, no need. How did you know Hu Zi has stomach cancer? As Chinese practice. Our ailments are hard to spot, but major ones, especially from illnesses, we can almost tell at a glance. You're amazing. Brother Hong and Sister Qing want to treat you to dinner tonight. Are you free? I'll go if you go. I won't if you don't. That's called the wife leads, husband follows. Lu Ruyan didn't reply. She just hung up. Dong Qingqing looked at her playfully and asked, Ruyan, what's going on with you two? Is he pursuing you? Ruyan said irritably. This Shun Mo is just a jerk. Dong Qingqing said, Ruyan, we've known each other for 2 years. I've never heard you use that special tone with any other man. Lu Rian said, he just makes me so mad. Dong Qingqing gave a knowing, Annie-like smile and said, that makes the problem even bigger. You're a born internist. Facing anything, you're always calm and composed. Yet Shin Mo can get you angry with just a few words. It clearly shows he holds a special place in your heart. Lu Rian shot Dong Qingqing a glare and said, we're eating. Stop being gross. Dong Qingqing said to He Jiahong, honey, I'll go get you some food. He Jiahong waved his hand and said, no need. I'm taking Hu Zi for his favorite fried sauce noodles. To cheer him up, I'll text you the hotel location this afternoon. You and Dr. Lu can meet us there. Dong Qingqing said, okay honey, tell Hu Zi not to worry. It's not a big deal. He Jiahong made an okay sign and said, got it. After a busy afternoon, after work, Ruyan drove Dong Qingqing to her residential complex. Shinemo was already waiting at the complex entrance. Seeing the passenger seat was empty, Shinemo directly opened the door and got in. Chapter 31, Martial Arts Master. Dong, haven't seen you in a few days. You seem even prettier. Shinemo turned to Dong Qingqing and said with a cheeky grin. Dong Qingqing raised an eyebrow and said, Shinemo, how long have you been living with our Ruyan? Why do you learn to be so smooth talking? Shinemo said, it's mainly thanks to the training from the beautiful Dr. Lu. Lu Ruyan said coolly, if you two don't want to ride in my car, you can get out. Shinemo raised both hands and said, okay, I'll stop talking. You're the boss with the steering wheel in your hands. Dong Qingqing said with a smile, why is the usually calm Ruyan so mad at you? With a mouth like yours, anyone would lose it. Shinemo said proudly, that's what I call eloquence. Huh? Dong Qingqing laughed, covering her mouth. Shinemo said, Dr. Dong, how did you get to know this internet celebrity host? He Jiahong. Dong Qingqing said, we're neighbors. After graduating from university, we both worked in Yin High and then got together. What's wrong? Is there something about him? I heard. Fate. Shinemo smiled and said, fate is never set in stone. For example, if Ruyan hadn't met me, her future life would have been full of turmoil. She might never have found happiness. But now that she's met me, her fate has changed. She's sure to be happy for life. Dong Qingqing laughed. So you're saying, you're Ruyan's lucky star? Shinemo said, not exactly. I'm not just her lucky star. I'll be her lifelong companion. Dong Qingqing burst out laughing, gasping for breath. Shinemo, you really have a thick skin. Lu Ruyan chimed in, it's not thick skin. It's pure shamelessness. Soon after, the car stopped at the entrance of a five-star hotel. Shinemo got out and saw the word splendor and couldn't help but be slightly taken aback. Isn't this Yi Ziyuan's hotel? Qing, Dong Qingqing is calling He Jiao. Lu Ruyan asked softly, is there a problem with Qing Jia's marriage? Shinmo's eyes flashed. What do you mean? Yin said, Qing Jia asked you several times about her, and He Jiao, and you kept beating around the bush. If it's a good marriage, you could just say so. Why be so evasive? Shinemo gave a thumbs up. You're really observant. But it's better to destroy 10 temples than to break up a marriage. I don't want to be the bad guy. Lu Ruyan stared intently at Shinemo and said, I want to know if it will hurt Qing Jia. Shinemo was silent for a moment. All I can say is, it's a difficult choice. Just as Ruyan was about to press further, Dong Qingqing's voice came over. What are you two whispering about? Since it's a secret, of course I can't tell you. Dong Qingqing scoffed. Let's go. My husband booked a table on the 6th floor, West Lake Room. The three of them entered the lobby. Lu Ruyan suddenly linked arms with Shinemo. Shinemo was taken aback and asked, what's wrong? Lu Ruyan said, Shendong is up ahead. Shinemo looked up. He saw Shendong and a few young men and women waiting for the elevator. Their attire clearly marked them as a group of wealthy second-generation heirs. However, the leader among them wasn't Shendong. It was a dark-skinned man with a sharp, piercing gaze. Shinemo, a master of traditional martial arts, took just one look. He quickly assessed the leading man. As if sensing Shinmo's gaze, the man turned and looked at him. Shinemo gave him a slight smile. The man stared at Shinemo for a moment, then nodded in acknowledgement. Shendong finally spotted Lu Ruyan, his face lighting up with joy. Then he saw her arm linked with Shinmo's. The joy on his face instantly vanished. The others all turned to look. One by one, expressions of astonishment appeared on their faces. So beautiful! Who is she? What a shame. A beautiful flower stuck in a pile of cow dung. Lu Ruyan said, hello, Mr. Shun. If one phrase could describe Lu Ruyan's tone, it was keeping others at a distance. Those wealthy third-generation heirs wore amused expressions. They all looked at Shendong. Shendong walked up to Lu Ruyan, pointed at Shinemo, and said, Ruyan, I've already investigated. This Shinemo isn't your boyfriend at all. A fool who doesn't take advantage is a fool indeed. Shinemo chuckled. He directly kissed Lu Ruyan on the cheek. Smugly, he said, Mr. Shun, since you've investigated, you should know we're living together. To put it simply, it was love at first sight. Caught off guard by Shinmo's sneak attack, Lu Ruyan's face first stiffened, then it instantly flushed bright red. She gave Shinemo a light tap and chided. Everyone's watching. Shinemo wrapped his arm around Lu Ruyan's slender waist and said, I just wanted Mr. Shun to back off, that's all. Shendong stared in disbelief at Lu Ruyan's bashful expression. He was completely thrown off. The leading man said, Shendong, let's go. Shendong glared fiercely at Shinemo. He said to Lu Ruyan, Ruyan, I won't give up on pursuing you. Shinmo's face turned cold. Listen up, Shun. Ruyan is my woman. If you dare bother her again, I won't be polite. Although Shinemo and Lu Ruyan weren't a real couple. In everyone's eyes, they were already a couple. Shendong won't give up chasing Lu Ruyan. That would be poaching Shenmo's girl right in front of everyone. I don't think any man could put up with that. Shendong grinned and said to Shen-Mo with a sarcastic face, you're just a useless tech man working at a small clinic. You want to get tough with me? Do you even have the guts? Or the ability to back that up? Shen-Mo said, Ruyan likes me being a kept man. None of your damn business. Mr. Shun, look at your face, your temperament, and that certain ability. I'm afraid you'll never get a chance to be a kept man in his life. Let me give you some advice. Work out more when you have free time. If you don't walk around with deficiency all day, fuck you. Shendong flew into a rage and lifted a leg to kick Shen-Mo right in the chest. And Shen-Mo was just about to strike. The lead man grabbed Shendong in a flash. This is brilliant hotel. Don't cause trouble here. Shendong pointed at Shen-Mo and gritted his teeth. You wait. This isn't over. You really are overestimating yourself. Shen-Mo glanced at Shendong with disdain. He turned to the lead man and asked for his surname. The man replied Chao Chung. Shen-Mo nodded and said, Mr. Chao, in this age of entertainment obsession, you've actually managed to cultivate your kung fu with a clear strength realm. That is really quite impressive. Chao Cheng's face changed. You can tell? Mo said, I know a bit of kung fu myself. Let's spar some time if we get the chance. A true established master of Chinese martial arts has extremely sharp five senses. That was Chao Cheng's eyes on Shen-Mo. He already sensed a mysterious and powerful aura from him, but he couldn't tell exactly how strong Shen-Mo was. He pulled a business card out of his pocket and said, Mr. Shun, I'm the owner of Xingtian Fitness Center. We are looking forward to your visit. Chapter 32, Chao Cheng's shock. Seeing how respectfully Chao Chung treated Shen-Mo, all the rich second generations were extremely shocked. As the eldest son of Chao Lishua, the richest man in Yai City, Chao Chung is definitely one of the top figures in the social circle. He doesn't even think much of ordinary people or even heirs from big families. They don't even register in his eyes. People say some people show their arrogance on the outside, but Chao Cheng's arrogance runs deep in his bones. And yet, this incredibly arrogant man actually values a small clinic doctor this much. This completely confused everyone who knew Chao Chung. Shin took the business card and smiled. All right, I'll definitely come. The two sides entered separate elevators. Ching patted her chest, took a deep breath, and said, "That really scared me to death just now." Shin smiled and asked, "What was there to be afraid of?" Ching pointed to the business card in Shin hand and said, "Do you know who Chao Ching is?" 12 foot. Before Shin could speak, Ching imitated. 12. His father is the president of the Chao Group, with assets worth hundreds of billions. He's also the third largest shareholder of our common hospital. It's a good thing you didn't clash with him, otherwise. Ruyan and I would be in big trouble. Mo smiled and said, "This Chao Chang isn't your average rich second generation. With his temperament, he wouldn't go out of his way to cause trouble for you. Everyone knows that practicing martial arts is extremely arduous. Yet Chao Chang, with such a privileged life, chose to train in traditional Chinese martial arts anyway. This shows far greater perseverance and self-discipline than those who train out of necessity." Ching glanced at him and asked, "How do you know?" Mo said, "These eyes of mine have a spiritual insight. When it comes to reading people, no one in the world surpasses me." Ching pointed at herself and said, "Then tell me, what does my future hold?" Shin chuckled and said, "With a best friend like Ruyan, your future is bound to be smooth sailing all the way." As soon as he finished speaking, the elevator stopped, led by the attendant. The three of them entered the West Lake room. Yi Jiahong immediately stood up and extended his hand toward Shin Shun, I truly never expected you to do. What happened this morning was my fault. I'm truly very sorry." Shin shook his hand and smiled. "No need to apologize. You can help me earn $6,000. Not a bad deal." Yi Jiahong handed his phone to Shin and said, "I went live for 10 minutes this afternoon. Posted Huzi's diagnosis, and the fans were absolutely shocked. Mr. Shun, how on earth did you figure it out?" 2 words, experience. Shinamo took the phone and watched the live stream replay and the comments. "Holy crap, it's really early stage gastric cancer. Hongji confirmed it. This guy's a miracle doctor. A miracle doctor in his 20s? Simply unbelievable. If it weren't for Hongji, I'd definitely think they were in on it together beforehand. My cousin has anorexia. She's as thin as a rake. I'm taking her to that clinic tomorrow. Too bad we didn't get to see what this miracle doctor looks like." The live stream comments exceeded 200,000, showing just how popular He Jiahong is in online streaming. "Doctor, would you like me to help promote you?" He Jiahong said with a smile. And Mo handed the phone back to He Jiahong and said, 5 days a week, working 2 hours a day, only seeing 3 patients. That's the rule I set for myself. If all your fans came to me for treatment, wouldn't I be driven crazy?" Jiahong said, "You don't want to be tied down to work." Shin Mo nodded. "Exactly." Dong Qingqing pulled Lu Rian to sit down, saying, "Are you two done talking? How long are you going to stand?" Shin Mo said unhappily, "Dr. Dong, shouldn't you be sitting with your husband?" Dong Qingqing put her arm around Lu Rian's shoulders, kissed her on the cheek, and said, "What husband? None can compare to our Rian." Shin Mo shrugged and sat opposite Lu Rian, saying, "All right, I'll admit that." Above the West Lake Hall is the Glory Hall, also known as the legendary Emperor's Hall of the Glory Hotel. Dong slammed the table and said through gritted teeth, "That bastard. I'll make him pay." Chao Cheng glanced at him and said calmly, "Shin Dong, I advise you not to mess with him." Shin Dong was taken aback, recalling Chao Cheng's attitude towards Shin Mo, and said, "Brother, I've looked into this Shin Mo. He's just an orphan, and he's been in and out of detention centers 4 or 5 times. I don't understand why you'd show such favor to a scoundrel like him." Chao Cheng said, "Did you notice Shin Mo's eyes?" Shin Dong shook his head. "What about his eyes?" Chao Cheng took a sip of tea, calm, mysterious, profound. "That's the feeling his eyes give me. They say the eyes are the window to the soul. I absolutely refuse to believe. He's the worthless scoundrel you describe." A rich second-generation heir said, "Brother Cheng, aren't you overestimating him?" Chao Cheng said, "I've never been wrong about judging people. Actually, there's one thing Chao Cheng didn't say. He smelled an intense aura of blood on Shan Mo, the kind that only accumulates from dozens or even hundreds of people." Chao Cheng's keen intuition told him, Mo is an extremely dangerous person, not to be crossed. The reason he valued Shan Mo so much, even handing him his business card, was mainly because he wanted to befriend Shan Mo. Chao Cheng is now very interested in Shan Mo. Shin Dong said indignantly, "Brother Cheng, no matter what, I must avenge the theft of my wife." Chao Cheng smiled. "I'm just reminding you not to underestimate Shan Mo. I'm not protecting him. Handle your personal grudges yourselves." Chao Cheng, "Who have you offended now?" Yi Yuan walked in from outside with a smile. Chao Cheng stood up and said, "It's just a small matter with Shin Dong. Brother Yuan, you look in great spirits. Is Xiao Han's condition improving?" Yi Yuan's father is Yi Tsong, a renowned Xingyiku master in Yanhai. In the traditional martial arts circle, he's a towering figure. Yi Yuan never had much interest in martial arts growing up, so he only learned the basics, which deeply disappointed Yi Tsong. Yi Tsong thought his Xingyiku lineage would end with him. Then, his friend Chao Lishu sent his sickly son, Chao Cheng, to study under Yi Tsong. Chao Cheng even became his former disciple. Chao Cheng was highly talented, quick to learn, and hardworking. He was utterly devoted to Xingyiku, so Yi Tsong took him as his final disciple. That's why Chao Cheng is very close to Yi Yuan. Yi Yuan chuckled. "Improving? It's a dramatic improvement. I can't even tell Xiao Han has depression anymore." Chapter 33. A master can save or kill. "Really?" Chao Cheng said happily. "That's fantastic. Just a week ago, I visited Master, and he was still sighing over Xiao Han's depression. He was even planning to hire a foreign psychologist for Xiao Han. Who would have thought in less than a week? Xiao Han is better. Who's this miracle doctor you found?" Yi Yuan shook his head. "There are too many great doctors in Xia. That title doesn't do him justice." Chao Cheng was surprised. "Who exactly are you talking about?" He knew his senior brother appeared easygoing, but deep down, he was just as proud as Chao Cheng himself. For him to give such high praise, this doctor must be truly extraordinary. An idea struck Yi Yuan. "I can introduce you. Maybe you could take a look at Uncle Chao's leg." When Tycoon Chao Lishu was young, doing business in Southeast Asia, he was captured by a local gang and thrown into a water dungeon. That's how he developed his chronic leg condition. Over 30 years have passed. Chao Lishu has seen countless doctors, both Eastern and Western, but none could cure it. Now he can't even stand up. He's confined to a wheelchair, often enduring unbearable pain. Chao Cheng's eyes lit up with excitement. "He can cure my father's leg?" Yi Yuan said, "If he can't cure Uncle Chao, then probably no one in this world can." Chao Cheng said eagerly, "Brother Yuan, let's go see him tomorrow." Yi Yuan smiled. "No problem, Chao Cheng. You enjoy the party with your friends. I'll go greet some other guests." All right, I'll see you out. Chao Chung escorted Easy One out of the glorious hall. They set a time to visit the miracle doctor. As Easy One was about to leave, he suddenly heard an angry voice from inside. Brothers, I've decided to smash Shen Mo's clinic tomorrow. Who's coming with me? Easy One's expression changed, and he immediately stopped. Chao Chung, who was that just now? That kid from the 12th floor has his eye on a female doctor at Common Hospital. 12, but a clinic doctor beat him to it. He's furious. He wants to cause trouble for him. Is that clinic doctor named Shen Mo? We saw him at the elevator when we went upstairs. That Shen Mo gives me a very unusual feeling. I didn't offend him, but Shen Dong almost got into a fight with him. Brother Yuan, you know him? Of course I know him. Shen Mo is the miracle doctor I want to introduce to you. What? Chao Chung couldn't help but exclaim. How old is he? How could his medical skills be that incredible? Easy Yuan said. Do you know how long the doctor took to cure Xiao Han's severe depression? I'll tell you, it was less than 10 minutes total. With skills like that, do you think he's incredible or not? Chao Chung said gravely. I'll warn Shen Dong. I'll tell him not to cause trouble for Dr. Shun. Easy Yuan said. It's best to solve it once and for all. You can make it clear to him. Anyone who dares to be an enemy of Dr. Shun must be prepared to bring ruin to the entire Shen family. Seeing Chao Chung about to say something, Easy Yuan waved his hand and said, I'm not scaring him. Dr. Shun absolutely has that power. The unfathomable methods Shun Mo displayed while treating my daughter gave Easy Yuan a deep sense of fear. A mystic master who can cure illnesses with talismans. Would he lack the means to kill? Don't be ridiculous. Of course he would, if the Shun family becomes his enemy. Shen Mo might use some bizarre secret art to destroy them. There's an old saying in the martial arts world, offend anyone but a miracle doctor or a mystic, because a miracle doctor can heal, and a mystic can destroy your whole family. Chao Chung nodded and said, I understand. Learning that Shen Mo was dining at the glorious hotel, Easy Yuan immediately had Wang Jing bring his daughter over. Finding out from a waiter that Shen Mo was in the Westlake room, Easy Yuan took a bottle of top-tier red wine and walked in with his wife and child. Dr. Shun, you came to dine and didn't even tell me? I could have had the kitchen prepare a special table of their best dishes for you. Easy Yuan said with a smile. Shen Mo stood up, pointing at Yi Jiahong, and said, Mister, he's the host today. I only found out after I arrived. Only then did I realize he booked the brilliant hotel. Yi Jiahong asked Dr. Shun who this gentleman was. Shen Mo said, let me introduce you. This is Mr. Easy Yuan, owner of the brilliant hotel. These two are his wife, Ms. Wang Jing, and their daughter, Yi Han. Learning Easy Yuan was the hotel owner, Lu Ruyan. Dong Qingqing and He Jiahong were both quite surprised. The brilliant hotel is renowned throughout Yanhai. As its owner, Easy Yuan's net worth is at least 3 billion. For such a wealthy tycoon to bring his family to toast Shen Mo. Shen Mo's influence must be immense. After the introductions, Easy Yuan's family of 3 sat down in front of this multi-billionaire. Lu Ruyan remained as composed as ever. He Jiahong and Dong Qingqing were a bit more reserved. Even though Easy Yuan was very approachable, they still couldn't fully relax. Shen Mo could guess why Easy Yuan brought his family. He looked at Yi Han sitting beside him. He found a girl gazing intently at him too. He chuckled. Xiao Han, why are you staring at Uncle? Is it because Uncle is very handsome? Han said, I think Uncle looks like my guardian, the night elf. Easy Yuan and Wang Jing exchanged glance, both showing tense expressions. Shen Mo laughed heartily. Then tell me, how does the night elf protect you? Yi Han said, the night elf helped me defeat the bad guys. Shen Mo looked at Easy Yuan, who gave a slight nod, meaning the child already knew about Catter's death. Really? That's impressive. Are you still afraid of bad guys now? No, I want to learn Kung Fu from Grandpa. When I grow up, I'll fight bad guys. Good ambition, but just learning Kung Fu isn't enough. You also need to go to school. Kung Fu strengthens the body. In school, learning knowledge strengthens the mind. It makes you smarter and wiser. I want to, but Mom and Dad won't let me. Oh, that's their mistake. Hearing their talk, Wang Jing couldn't help asking, Dr. Shun, do you think Xiao Han can go to school? Shen Mo smiled. Xiao Han is so clever. I think she can start school next week. I have to say, Xiao Han is really remarkable. She's even braver and stronger than I imagined. Ziyuan and Wang Jing naturally understood Shen Mo's implication. They were both immediately thrilled. Lu Ruyan glanced at Yi Han, her mind filled with thoughts. You guys go ahead and eat. I'm going to the restroom. Shen Mo stood up and gave Ziyuan a look. Ziyuan understood immediately and said, I'll go too. After leaving the Westlake Hall, the two went to a secluded corner. Shen Mo said, no need to go to my place. Just go eat. Go to school. Little Han is a normal kid now. Ziyuan firmly grasped Shen Mo's hand and said, Dr. Shun, I can't thank you enough. If there's anything you need in the future, just say the word. Shen Mo waved his hand and said, the treatment was so effective. Mainly because little Han is stronger than most kids. A more fragile child wouldn't have recovered to this extent. All right, Mr. Yi, focus on your business. If the child has any issues, you can contact me directly. Yi Ziyuan chuckled and said, with your words, I'm at ease. Dr. Shun, I have an elder who is paralyzed from old cold legs. Can you treat this illness? Shen Mo said, different people, different illnesses. Whether it can be treated depends on the situation. Yi Ziyuan said cautiously, this elder is Chao Li Shue, founder of the Chao Group. Shen Mo raised an eyebrow and smiled. So you're here for Chao Chung. Yi Ziyuan said, not exactly. My father and Chao Li Shue have been friends for decades. Later, Chao Chung learned Xing Yikun from my father. Seeing his talent and dedication, my father took him as his final disciple. So our families are very close. Shen Mo nodded and said, all right, tomorrow at 10 a.m. I'll go with you to the Chao family. A house call fee of 10,000. Another payday. Yi Ziyuan smiled and said, Dr. Shun, if you want money, it's yours for the taking. Shen Mo said, a gentleman loves wealth, but acquires it rightly. Only take what's rightfully mine. Chapter 34. Accidentally creating a medical miracle. After the meal, Yi Ziyuan personally escorted Shen Mo and the other 3 downstairs. Just outside the hotel entrance, Chao Chung immediately approached. Yi Ziyuan knew Shen Mo had agreed to treat his father's old cold legs, so he had been waiting downstairs for 10 minutes. Dr. Shun, sorry to trouble you tomorrow. No need to be polite. I'll do my best. As for whether it can be cured, I can't guarantee. My father's old cold legs have been around for many years. A cure is best, but we can accept if it's not. I've already warned Shin Dong. He shouldn't bother you or Dr. Lu again. Yeah, thank you then, young Master Chow. He Jiahong and Dong Qing exchanged a glance, both showing shocked expressions. A billionaire and the son of the richest man, both showing such respect for Shinemo. If they hadn't seen it themselves, they wouldn't believe it. On the road, Lu Ruyin kept glancing at Shinemo in the passenger seat. Shinemo yawned and said, I know I'm handsome, but you don't have to keep stealing glances at me. If you really want to look, I'll strip when we get home. Lu Ruyin was somewhat immune to Shinmo's flirtatious talk. Ignoring it, she asked, Shinemo, how do you know Yi Jiwan? Shinemo said nonchalantly, his daughter had severe depression, and I cured her. So simple? This made Lu Ruyin tremble all over. That cheerful, warm Yihan at the dinner table was actually a severe depression patient 2 days ago. She couldn't believe it. Lu Ruyin looked at Shinemo in shock and asked, You've only been out of the hospital for 3 days, and you cured that girl's severe depression? Shinemo rolled his eyes and said, to be precise, 1 day. No, 10 minutes. Depression is a mental issue. Once you find a root cause, it's all good. Nothing to make a fuss about. Lu Ruyin said, last year, a professional department did a survey. The global cure rate for severe depression is less than 3%. Shinemo, you cured severe depression in 10 minutes. That's creating a miracle in medical history. Even someone as aloof as Lu Ruyin. Her voice trembled as she spoke. If Shinmo's case were made public, it would probably cause a huge shock in the world medical community. Shinemo scoffed disdainfully. Come on, if miracles were that easy to create, they wouldn't be miracles, Lu Ruyin. I think you should take time to care about your best friend. Lu Ruyin's expression changed. I was just about to ask you, what exactly did you see from Qing Jie's face? Shinemo uttered 4 words. Trouble in love. Whose problem? He Jiahong. He has a daughter. What? Are you sure? Lu Ruyin made a sharp turn and pulled the car over to the side of the road. I even calculated that Suhai had an illegitimate child. Do you think I could be wrong? He Jiahong is such a scumbag. How could he do such a thing? It's not really his fault. More like fate playing tricks. Because even he himself didn't know he had this daughter. Shinemo, you better explain this clearly. Lu, the great beauty, I'm not a god. Being able to tell He Jiahong has a daughter is impressive enough. I don't have the skill to figure out the whole story. You said before that Qing Jie would face a tough choice. That choice is whether to give up on He Jiahong. If only were that simple. I advise you, don't tell Dong Qing for now. Leaking heaven's secrets early won't do her any good. I get it, Shinemo. I sincerely hope you're wrong. We'll see in 3 days if you're right or wrong. Lu Ruyin glared fiercely at Shinemo and said, Shinemo, listen up. Even if we have to act like a couple outside, you can't go too far. If you dare kiss me again, I won't let it slide. Shinemo chuckled and said, it's just a kiss. Won't kill you. Besides, I already finished Dong for you. You owe me a little something sweet, right? Lu Ruyin snapped. Shinemo, I'm not joking with you. Shinmo's heart stirred, and he said, if you agree to one condition, I promise not to kiss you again. And I'll be your on-call boyfriend from now on. Lu Ruyin asked suspiciously, you're that good? What's the condition? Shinemo said, an elder of mine is very good to me. But the only problem is they keep pushing me to get married. In a couple of days, I want you to pretend to be my girlfriend. And help me settle this. Lu Ruyin thought for a moment and said, fine. When my family pressures me to marry, you have to do the same. Shinemo made an okay sign and smiled. Deal. Back home, Shinemo freshened up, then went straight to his bedroom. He took out a piece of low-quality Hutian jade from a drawer. Shinemo drew a cold dispelling talisman in the air. The cold dispelling talisman, as the name suggests, is used to remove cold energy from patient's body. Success. This is for Chow Lishua's chronic leg pain. He's the in-high billionaire worth tens of billions of dollars. If Shinemo can't make a few million off him, it would be disrespectful to such a tycoon. As for treating the chronic leg pain, Shinemo is very confident. You sure he can stop Chow Lishua's leg from feeling like ice picks or stabbing it? At the hotel, Chao Cheng warned Shindong again before leaving by car. Shindong's face was as dark as thunder. He couldn't understand why Chao Cheng valued Shinemo so much, even to the point of offending him. Brother Cheng doesn't agree to mess with Shinemo. What should we do? If Chao Cheng says no, then we don't do it. Shindong am not his dog. Why should I listen to him? Zhang Yuan, tomorrow morning. 100 dozen or so guys with Fierce Tiger Gang. Come with me to smash Shunmo's clinic. The Fierce Tiger Gang is one of Yanhai's underground forces. Although they're not exactly respectful, dealing with ordinary people shouldn't be a problem. Finding a few guys with Fierce Tiger Gang is no problem. The key is, how do we explain it to Brother Cheng? After we teach Shan Imo a lesson, I'll go explain it to Brother Cheng. Anyway, the deal we come by then. I don't believe Brother Cheng would completely break with me over him. Understood. The next morning, after Lu Ruyin and Shun Imo finished breakfast, on their way to work, she saw Shin Mo pushing out a brand new motorcycle. Lu Ruyin asked in surprise, when did you buy this? Shin Imo said proudly, bought it yesterday afternoon. Cost me over 80 grand. Pretty cool, huh? Lu Ruyin said, whether it's cool or not depends mostly on who's riding it, with your looks and temperament. Average at best. Shin Imo said angrily, Lu Ruyin, you have the nerve to call me sarcastic? You're way more venomous than I am. She got in her car, rolled down the window, and said to Shun Mo, thanks for the compliment. With that, she drove off, leaving him behind. In the rearview mirror, she saw Shun Mo standing there helplessly. A faint smile played on Lu Ruyin's lips. Chapter 35, Treating Anorexia. The next day, Shin Mo put on his helmet, got on his newly bought motorcycle, and headed to his clinic. A man in his 30s was standing at the clinic's entrance. He was quite handsome, wearing a white shirt and black pants. Probably an office worker. In his arms, he held a little girl about 5 or 6 years old. The little girl's face was pale, and she was very short. Her body was as thin as a sheet of paper. If her father wasn't holding her, a gust of wind could probably blow her away. Excuse me, are you Dr. Shun? Yes, I'm Shin Mo. Hello, my name is Wang Zedong. This is my daughter, Wang Miao Miao. Yesterday, a relative of mine watched Wang Ji's live stream. He learned that you're a highly skilled traditional Chinese medicine doctor. So I brought my daughter here specifically to seek your help. Let's go inside and talk. He opened the clinic door, and the three of them entered. Wang Miao Miao seemed very afraid of strangers, clinging tightly to her father. She didn't dare to look at Shin Mo. Shin Mo asked, Mr. Wang, what's the situation with child? 2 years ago, Miao Miao started suffering from anorexia. She won't eat anything. I've been to all the major hospitals across the country, consulted countless specialists, but none could cure her. Because she can't eat, Miao Miao is malnourished. The 9-year-old looks like a 5 or 6-year-old. My heart just ached for her. At this point, Wang Zedong's eyes were already filled with tears. He choked up, unable to speak. Wang Miao Miao gently wiped her father's tears and said, Daddy, don't cry. Miao Miao will be good. Wang Zedong kissed her. A faint smile appeared at the corner of his mouth. Seeing the interaction between father and daughter, Shinemo suddenly felt a touch of emotion and envy. If he had a daughter, even if she wanted a star from the sky, Shinemo would find a way to pluck it down for her. Meow Meow, can I hold your hand? Shinemo smiled and extended his hand. Wang Meow Meow looked fearfully at Wang Zedong. Wang Zedong gave a slight nod. Meow Meow extended her thin, bony little hand and took Shinmo's. Shinemo took the opportunity to check her pulse. He couldn't help but frown. Too weak, probably due to long-term anorexia. Wang Meow Meow's physical condition was extremely poor. Her pulse was so faint it was almost undetectable. If this continues, her internal organs will definitely suffer major problems. Shinemo withdrew his hand. Meow Meow, look into my eyes. Wang Meow Meow looked up at Shinemo. She felt his eyes were incredibly deep, like a cosmic black hole, sucking her soul right in. 10 seconds later, Wang Meow Meow closed her eyes and fell asleep. Wang Zedong asked in surprise, what's wrong with Meow Meow? Shinemo explained, I just used a little hypnosis. Hypnosis? Wang Zedong was even more astonished. Shinemo said, Mr. Wang, put the child on the bed inside. There's a breakfast stall to the left of the clinic. Go buy 3 eggs and a bowl of millet congee. Wang Zedong said, Dr. Shun, Meow Meow never eats eggs or congee. Shinemo smiled and said, if her anorexia is cured, will she eat them? Wang Zedong immediately understood Shinemo's meaning. His face full of pleasant surprise, he asked Dr. Shun, are you confident you can cure Meow Meow's anorexia? Shinemo said flatly, if you delay any longer, I won't treat her. Okay, I'll go right now. Wang Zedong hurriedly placed Meow Meow on the clinic bed, then rushed off in a frantic hurry to buy the eggs and millet congee. Shinemo walked up to Meow Meow and stretched out his right hand. Zhang painted a symbol of the Qing dynasty invisible to the naked eye. The Qing Shun Fu slowly fell to Meow Meow's forehead. Suddenly issued a faint light. The light is like ripples in the water, extending inward and outward, like miracles in the concept of Western Medicine 90. Anorexia is a mental eating disorder. Qing Shin Fu is the most reliable way to eliminate mental illness. The glow lasted for about 3 minutes. This has slowly disappeared. Wait until Wang Zedong comes back with eggs and millet porridge. Shinemo just snapped his fingers and woke up Wang Meow Meow. Dad, I'm so hungry. Meow's eyes were green when looking at eggs and millet porridge. It's hard to believe that your ears stimulated Dong to ask Meow Meow. What did you just say? Wang Meow Meow, Dad, I want to eat eggs and drink porridge. Wang Zedong's tears are coming out. Good. We ate it in just 5 minutes. Wang Meow Meow took care of all the porridge and 3 eggs. Shinemo told Dao Wang Meow's stomach was too small. At first, you must eat something easy to digest. And one time can't eat, more must do less eat more. Do you understand? Wang Zedong nodded and said that Mr. Shen understood. Thank you very much. How much is the treatment fee? Goma to give you. Shinemo stretched out a finger to say $1. Wang Zedong said Dr. Shun in one lung. Your registration fee is 3,000. Shinemo laughed and said, Meow Meow, I like this child very much. 2009, and the cost of the treatment is a gift to her. I have only one condition. You bring Meow Meow here in 6 months. I hope I can see a little girl with a fat face. Although Wang Zedong is wearing white clothes, but from the looks of his family, he's not rich. It is estimated that the child has spent all his savings. For a father who loves his daughter, Shinemo still appreciates it. Nature will not make his life worse. Wang Zedong, of course, Chu Shinemo means. The eye circles turned red instantly. He also stood up and bowed to Dr. Shinemo. Thank you, Wang Meow Meow, who also said timidly, thank you. Shinemo touched Wang Meow Meow's withered and yellow hair. You're welcome. Come home with Dad. After Wang Zedong and Wang Meow Meow's father and daughter left, Shinemo has a big smile on his face. Years ago, why did Xiaoyao real people often go down the mountain to give to the poor after practicing? It's for a sense of satisfaction that comes from. See Wang Zedong's face full of joy. Shinemo feels happier than he has earned tens of thousands of dollars. Of course, if you have to earn money, you have to rob the rich to help the poor. Then a group of thugs wearing patterned shirts walked in. Behind them were Shundong and a few rich kids. They all stood by, arms folded, watching the show. Shinmo's eyes flashed. He thought, it seems the prestige of Chao Chung, the richest man's son, isn't that great. Chapter 36, the ghost symbols effect. Kid, you're Shinmo? A burly man with a thick beard slammed his hand on the table. Shinmo said calmly, I am. And you are. The man glared sharply. Listen up. I'm Gu Ming, leader of the Fierce Tiger Gang. If you want to open a shop on my turf, you have to pay the security fee. Shinmo chuckled. Boss Gu, even movie gangsters don't collect protection from clinics, do they? Gu Ming said coldly. They are them. I am me. Shinmo asked, how much? Gu Ming held up 2 fingers. 200 grand a month. Pay me for a year up front. Then there's nothing to discuss. Shinmo drew a go symbol on his left palm while speaking to Shindong. Shun, having fun? Shindong smirked. We're just here to watch, not to cause trouble. Oh, Shinmo replied. I thought Chao Chung had lost his touch. Turns out he still has a bit of sway. Shindong sneered. Don't use Chao to scare me. He's Chao Lishua's eldest son, but becoming the heir isn't guaranteed. Shinmo. The Fierce Tiger Gang isn't to be trifled with. Watch your back. You might get killed. Shinmo stepped out from behind the counter, smiling. Shun, you seem to know Boss Gu. Since you're acquainted, could you put in a good word for me? Shindong said. Do you think I would, Shinmo? You dare touch the woman I like. You're asking for death. I see. Shinmo nodded. Suddenly, he slapped Gu Ming's forehead. Big mosquito. Gu Ming shuddered, then flew into a rage. You're looking to die. As he spoke, Gu Ming clenched a fist the size of a sandbag, and threw a heavy punch at Shinmo. Whoa! Shinmo feigned panic, quickly stepping back 3 paces. He then spun around and hid behind the counter. Haha! Seeing Shinmo so flustered, everyone burst out laughing. Shindong spat in disdain. So come earlier, I thought he was someone tough. Turns out he's all talk. A rich second-generation punk, just a spineless coward, dares to compete with young Master Shin for women. How utterly presumptuous. The others also joined in with mocking remarks. The only one who remained silent was Gu Ming. No one noticed his eyes had already turned blood red. He stood rooted to the spot, as if petrified. A lackey walked up to Gu Ming, fawning as he said, Boss, you rest. We'll handle this guy. He meant to say, handle him, but before the word was out, the lackey was terrified by Gu Ming's frightening red eyes. Boss, you. Bang. Gu Ming knocked the lackey out with 1 punch. Instantly, all laughter ceased. Everyone was dumbstruck. Shindong shouted, Gumeng, have you gone mad? Gumeng turned his head. His eyes were completely bloodshot. His gaze at the crowd carried a sinister, murderous intent. Holy crap, what's going on? The boss's eyes are terrifying. Everyone wore expressions of shock. You demons and monsters, all of you go to hell. Gumeng charged forward wildly. He unleashed a storm of blows on his own lackeys. His rise to boss was mainly due to his fighting prowess. Originally the top dog, now controlled by the ghost talisman, he became like a malevolent ghost. One can imagine how ferocious his combat power became. Shin Mo had long since opened his phone's recording function. Sitting in a chair, munching on sunflower seeds, he watched the fight before him with great interest, a full smile on his face. The ghost talisman is an offensive talisman. That turns a person into a giant monster without pain or fear, seeing everyone before them as demons and monsters, and automatically targeting them for attack. If it were a willpower-strong martial arts master, Shin Mo couldn't control them with the ghost talisman at all. Gumeng was just a low-tier figure who learned Muay Thai for a few months, with weak willpower, making him easy for Shin Mo to control. Ah, screams echoed through the clinic. Gumeng was like a tiger descending a mountain. He beat his lackeys and the rich kids until they cried for their parents. Gumeng, what are you doing? Stop, damn it. Shindong dodged while shouting frantically at Gumeng. But Gumeng acted as if he couldn't hear. He kept attacking relentlessly. Even those already lying on the ground, groaning in pain, couldn't escape another round of his kicks and punches. Seeing the situation turn bad, Shindong tried to flee the clinic, but it was too late. Gumeng kicked him in the back. Shindong flew out like a ragged sack, landing face first, skidding a full 3 meters, before crashing heavily to the ground. Gumeng didn't let him go and immediately charged forward. In Gumeng's eyes, Shindong was the biggest ghost king. Shindong, who had just gotten up, was in a sorry state. He was kicked to the ground again by Gumeng. When Chao Chung and Yi Ziwan entered, they were all stunned. They saw Shin Mo leaning on the counter, eating melon seeds and watching a show. A group of people lay on the ground, bruised and bloody, wailing in pain. A burly man was relentlessly kicking Shindong. Shindong covered his head, his face covered in blood. He kept wailing on the ground. The whole scene was quite interesting. Chao Chung and Yi Ziwan exchanged a glance. Both showed shocked expressions. They weren't fools. They almost immediately figured out why Shindong was there. They just didn't understand why this big man was beating Shindong. But they soon found out. As if sensing strangers entering, Gumeng, who had been kicking Shindong, finally stopped. He looked up at the two men. I'll kill you. Gumeng roared and charged at them. Chao Chung frowned and took 2 steps forward. He stood in front of Yi Ziwan. As Gumeng reached him, Chao Chung lifted his left foot, stepped half a step, and threw a punch with his right hand. The air exploded where it passed, showing immense explosive power. He was using the famous Xingyi half-step crushing fist. Bang! Gumeng shuddered and was forced back over 10 steps. Only then did he steady himself and stop. Shin Mo's eyes lit up. He clapped and cheered nice. Just as Chao Chung was about to speak, Gumeng roared and attacked again. Something's wrong with this guy. Seeing Gumeng's beast-like eyes, Chao Chung thought to himself. He used his most skilled Xingyi snake step technique, instantly appearing at Gumeng's side with 2 fingers curled, and struck the back of Gumeng's head. Chapter 37, Chao Chang's shock. Gumeng's vision went black, and he fainted, collapsing to the ground. But soon he slowly stood up again. Chao Chung was greatly surprised. That last hit of his, not to mention an ordinary strong man like Gumeng, even a Mingji master would have slept for half an hour. Yet Gumeng woke up in less than 10 seconds. This was simply unbelievable. Just as Chao Chung prepared to strike again, Shin Mo shouted clearly, disperse. Gumeng's body stiffened. The red in his eyes rapidly faded, and clarity soon returned. However, his injuries were somewhat severe. Without the support of the ghost talisman, he could no longer hold on. His eyes closed, and Gumeng fainted, collapsing to the ground. Chao Chung witnessed Gumeng's condition with his own eyes. His face showed an expression of utter disbelief. Dr. Shun, what happened to him? Staring at Shun Mo's smiling face, Chao Chung felt a chill run down his spine. To turn a man into a demon that attacks anyone on sight. Such methods are truly terrifying. Almost beyond Chao Chang's comprehension. Shun Mo laughed. This guy's the leader of the Fierce Tiger Gang, named Gumeng. Young Master Shun sent him to give me trouble. Who knew he'd suddenly go berserk, attacking everyone like a madman. Scared the hell out of me. So I quickly hid behind the counter. Scare my ass. You were munching melon seeds, watching the show. Chao Chung cursed inwardly, but kept a straight face, saying, You're too modest, doctor. Your skills have truly opened my eyes. Shin Mo waved it off. Just a little trick, young Master Chao. Your warning doesn't seem to have worked very well. Chao Chang's face darkened. He turned to look at Shindong, beaten half to death. Perhaps it's because my father hasn't officially named me his heir, so they don't take my words seriously. Yi Ziwan asked, Dr. Shun, what should we do with him? Beaten to a pulp by that righteous hero already. What's left to handle? Yi Ziwan couldn't help but laugh. That guy does have a strong sense of justice. Chao Chung kicked the rich third generation next to him. Stop playing dead. Get them out of here now. Hearing this, the rich second generation scrambled to his feet. Soon, everyone helped each other and left. Chao Chung said, Mr. Shun, I sincerely apologize. I never expected Shindong to do this. Shin Mo dismissed it, just a clown jumping around. Yi Ziwan asked curiously, Dr. Shun, what exactly happened to Gumeng? Why did he go crazy like that? Shin Mo didn't hide it. Possessed, of course. In Gumeng's eyes, everyone was a vicious ghost. To save his life, he had to fight them to the death. Chao Chung and Yi Ziwan were utterly shocked. They certainly didn't think Gumeng's possession was an accident. It was definitely Shun Mo's doing. To make a strong man turn that violent, it's unimaginable. Just how powerful Shun Mo must be. Shin Mo glanced at the two of them, very satisfied with their stunned expressions. He said all this to thoroughly intimidate them. Otherwise, in their future interactions, how could he maintain the upper hand? Compared to Chao Chung, who treated his daughter's depression, Yi Ziwan was naturally more easily able to accept this. He was the first to calm down and said, Dr. Shun, can we go check on Uncle Chao's leg now? Shen Mo nodded. Of course. He brought his golden needles and cold dispelling talismans. Shen Mo rode in Chao Chang's car straight to the Chao residence, whereas Yinhai's most luxurious villa area. Anyone with some knowledge of Yinhai would say 9 out of 10 times it's the Pingdingshan Villa District. Pingdingshan Villa District has 36 villas in total. The cheapest one costs over $1 billion. It's literally worth its weight in gold. To live there, you don't just need money. More importantly, status and position. As Yinhai's richest man, Chao Lishua lives in Villa number 1 in Pingdingshan. On the way up the mountain, Shen Mo looked out the window at the standalone villas and nodded to himself in approval. At the mountains, facing water, lush with greenery, the environment is beautiful. No wonder Pingdingshan Villa District reputation is so loud. It truly is a top-tier place to live. A classic geomantic treasure spot. Lu Rian's upscale neighborhood is nice, but it can't compare to Pingdingshan Villa District. The car stopped at the gate of Villa number 1. On either side of the gate stood a stone line guardian, looking mighty and imposing. Inside was a huge courtyard. In the center was a pond and fountain, very beautiful. He remarked, this layout was definitely guided by a feng shui master. The three entered the living room. Shen Mo met Yinhai's famously wealthy Chao Lishua. Lishua, 62, had a square face, high nose, and hair half white, half black. He wore a pair of black-rimmed glasses and sat leisurely in a wheelchair. In demeanor, Chao Lishua didn't seem like a businessman. He seemed more like a university professor. But when he looked up at Shen Mo, those sharp, penetrating eyes and his overwhelming aura immediately revealed his dominance as Yinhai's top business figure. Of course, to Shen Mo, that dominance meant nothing. In his dreams, the carefree Immortal had met several emperors. By comparison, Chao Lishua was nothing special. Besides Chao Lishua in the living room, her middle-aged woman, the sun fear and handsome young man is nice. Her middle-aged woman, the sun fear and handsome young man is nice. Shen Mo had already heard Chao Chang introduce his family situation. Chao Lishua had 3 sons and 1 daughter. The eldest is Chao Chang. When he was 16, his mother passed away from illness. Chao Lishua then married his secretary Zhang Yaji. They had a second son, Chao Hai. 6 years ago, Zhang Yaji gave birth to twins, a boy and a girl, named Chao Chuan and Chao Xiaowei. They said that middle-aged woman must be Chao Chang's stepmother, Zhang Yaji. The young man must be Chao Hai, who's determined to compete with Chao Chang for the family fortune. Mother and son both looked at Shen Mo with a hint of disdain in their eyes. But Zhang Yaji was deep. She didn't show it too obviously. Hai was different. His contempt was written all over his face. Shen Mo glanced at Chao Hai, then at Chao Lishua, a strange glint flashing in his eyes. Damn, that's crazy. Someone actually dared to cuckold the richest man in Yinhai. How's the little girl? Huayuan? Lishua withdrew his gaze from Shen Mo and asked Huayuan. Huayuan smiled. Thank you for your concern, Uncle Chao. She's fully recovered. I'll take her to Kangen Hospital for a checkup one day. Should be fine. Chao Lishua nodded. That's great. Old, you must be over the moon, right? Huayuan said. We went back yesterday noon. My dad drank himself on the table. Chapter 38. Clashing with a rich kid. Huh. Chao Lishua laughed heartily. That old man loves his drink, but his tolerance keeps getting worse. Chao Chung, in a few days, go invite your master for a drink on my behalf. I just got my hands on a bottle of Matai, aged for 30 years. Perfect to share with him. Chao Chung said, no problem, Dad. Let me introduce you. This is Dr. Shen Mo, the miracle doctor who cured the little girl. Chao Lishua smiled and greeted. Dr. Shen, thank you for your trouble. Unlike Zhang Yaji and Chao Hai, he didn't show the slightest hint of disdain due to Shen Mo's age. Shen Mo could clearly see the flicker of disappointment in Chao Lishua's eyes. Truly a master who has dominated the business world for decades. His control over his emotions was absolutely top tier. Shen Mo replied calmly and politely. Mr. Chao, you're welcome. May I take a look at your leg? However, as soon as Chao Lishua finished speaking, Chao Hai suddenly interjected, Dad, the doctor my brother found is way too young. In the field of Chinese medicine, he's at most an apprentice. I really don't think it's necessary to waste time on this. Chao Chung frowned. Chao Hai, are you deliberately causing trouble for Dr. Shan? Or are you using this as an excuse to cause trouble for me? Zhang Yaji immediately said, Chao Chung, Chao Hai doesn't mean to go against you. He just thinks you might have been deceived by someone. Auntie, don't judge by Mr. Shen's youth. But his medical skills are truly extraordinary. My daughter saw many experts who couldn't cure her depression, yet Mr. Shen fixed it in just 10 minutes. That shows how amazing his skills are. Chao Hai scoffed. Brother Yi, you just got lucky. Even without him, your daughter's depression would have improved. Shen Mo stood there, calmly watching the mother and sons act. A playful smile touched his lips. He knew this wasn't really about stopping him from treating Chao Lishua's leg, but setting up a reason to undermine Chao Chung later. If Chao Chung insisted on letting him try, and he failed to fix Chao Lishua's leg, they'd mock Chao Chung harshly in front of Chao Lishua, making Chao Lishua disappointed in him. Shen Mo knew this alone wouldn't hurt Chao Chung much, but repeated disappointments, plus some pillow talk, will make a big difference. Shen Mo coughed twice. Are you done with the nonsense? Hai was stunned by Shen Mo's bluntness. He snapped. What do you mean? Shen Mo held up a finger, saying, it takes 1 minute to see if Mr. Chao's leg is treatable. If you hadn't stopped me, I'd be done by now. Was your talk anything but a waste of time? What use was it? Chao Hai's face flushed with anger. He shouted, how do we know you don't have bad intentions? Yi Huayuan frowned. Uncle Chao, Dr. Shen is my recommendation. I never think of harming you. Shen Mo mentally applauded Yi Huayuan, avoiding direct conflict with Chao Hai. He voiced his displeasure to the key person directly. No wonder Yi Huayuan built Brilliant Hotel so successfully. His emotional and intellectual intelligence is impressive. He saw through everyone's motives almost instantly. Apologetically, he said, Huayuan, Dr. Shen, little Hai is immature. He speaks without thinking. Please don't take it to heart. Indeed, those thriving in high circles are the sharpest of sharp. Stupid, powerful figures like in web novels simply don't exist in reality. People lacking intelligence and emotional savvy never reach such status and position. Chao Hai fit the role of an antagonist humbled by the protagonist. As for Zhang Yaji, she was better than her son Chao Hai, at least having some cunning, but her vision was too narrow. Her pettiness too easy to read. Put in the Gongdo play. Zhang Yaji's IQ should not last for 3 episodes. Shin Mo smiled and said to Mr. Chow and Mr. Chow Urshio's thoughts. It's all written on my face. Everyone knows. You don't need to explain. I just want to ask. Do you want me to show you your legs or not? Learn to roll up your trouser legs and say, without hesitation, of course, Dr. Shin. Shin Mo went to Chow Lishua's wheelchair and crouched down. Observed it carefully. It was found that his legs did not look anything unusual from the outside. If he's an ordinary person paralyzed for more than 5 years. Muscle atrophy long ago. Chow Lishue invited many massage masters to massage his legs. This is the only way to achieve this effect. Shin Mo held out 2 fingers. Point on the Tai Chi cave at Chow Lishue's calf. The mana quickly entered Chow Lishue's meridians through the Tai Chi point. Chow Lishue seemed to feel the heat. A hint of surprise flashed through the eyes. Is this the true Qi in the legend? Chow Lishue, who is a living horse doctor, can't help but add a little confidence to Shin Mo. Shin Mo withdrew his hand after measuring the meridians of Chow Lishue's leg. To see his frown tight and silent Chow, high disdain said, I'll say it. Waste of time. Chow Lishue snapped. Shut up. Ji pulled Chow Hai, and Chow Hai lowered his head and did not dare speak again. But a pair of eyes full of bitterness. Chow Chang asked Dr. Shun, can my father's leg be cured? Shin Mo hesitated and spit out 2 words, which was very difficult. Chow Hai hissed and said, I knew this would be the result. But Chow Chang's eyes brightened, and Dr. Shin said, he says it's difficult to cure does not mean it cannot be cured, right? Shin Mo nodded and said to Chow Daxeo, your IQ is much higher than your brother's. Yi Huayuan sniggered. The Dr. Shun is really not a loser. But think of his unpredictable methods. Yi Huayuan thinks this is normal again. A dragon high above. It is possible to allow a loach on the ground to provoke itself. Say it again. How do you have low IQ? EQ is also low. I said it would cure your father's leg. You were still in front of me, Zhang. Did you say your brain was kicked by a donkey? Zhang Yaji grabbed Chow Hai and said, Dr. Shun, can you really cure my husband's leg? Mo didn't answer. Instead, asked with interest, Mrs. Zhang, do you want me to cure Mr. Chow's leg? Zhang Yaji replied without hesitation, of course I do. Shen Mo stared at her deeply and said, then please take second young Master Chow and leave the living room. He's really annoying. Chow Hai cursed. Are you fucking asking for a beating? Chow Chang roared sternly. You questioned Dr. Shun's medical skills over and over again. Isn't it just because I was the one who brought him here? Finally, Dad's leg has a chance to recover now. Are you still making trouble here? What exactly do you want? His angry roar rolled like thunder, making everyone's ears ring. His powerful, imposing aura immediately thickened the air in the entire hall. Chapter 39, Shun Mo's Tricks. The warrior gets angry, level still for 5 paces. Chow Chung is a Mingjin master, far from harmless softy. Yaji and Chow Hai have been telling lies and stirring up trouble in front of Chow Lishu all day, pulling little tricks behind the scenes. Chow Chi knows full well what they're doing. He just doesn't care to fight with them. But now they've gone too far. They even go after the doctor I invited. How outrageous. Chow Hai just ate good when he saw Chow Chang's eyes blazing with killing intent and anger. He turned deadly pale immediately and stumbled back 3 steps in terror and plopped down hard on the sofa. Shen Mo curled his lips, his eyes full of disdain. A guy like that still wants to fight for the inheritance of the Chow group? That's ridiculous. Zhang Yaji was furious when she saw her son make a fool of himself. But she said, Chung, we're all family. I see, making a fool of himself. Chow Chang calmed down a little and said lightly, then please Aunt Zhang discipline Hai properly. The most important thing right now is to cure Dad's old cold leg, not playing all these petty tricks. Chow Lishu glanced at Zhang Yaji and Chow Hai. A hint of gloom flashed across his eyes. Chow Chung is a martial artist with a pure, sincere heart. Though he's not good at expressing himself with words. I can clearly feel my eldest son's care for me. It's different with Hai. All he has in his eyes is the property of the Chow group. Yet he's just an incompetent idiot, a hopeless case. Compare the 2 of them, no matter its character or ability. The gap is just too wide. Chow Lishu said, Dr. Shun, Yaji is my wife. Hai is my son. Even if my old cold leg treated, I can't drive them away. I hope you can understand that. Shen Mo smiled and said, I was just kidding around. If your son keeps questioning my medical skills again and again. Mr. Chow, let's be upfront about this. If I cure your chronic leg pain, so you don't have to suffer that inhuman agony anymore, and you can stand up again like a normal person, how much will you pay me? Li Shue said without hesitation, I'll give you whatever you ask. Chao Ching added, Dr. Shun, name your price. He smiled. I hear your family is the 2nd largest shareholder of Kangen Hospital, right? Chao Ching nodded. That's correct. We own 22% of Kangen Hospital shares. Mo said, I want your proxy for the shares. For 3 years. I'll have a final say at Kangen Hospital. After 3 years, I'll give the shares back to you. Of course. The dividends will still be yours. I won't take a cent. Yuan immediately understood Shun Mo's meaning and smiled. Mr. Shun, you're making this condition for Dr. Lu Ruyen, aren't you? Shun Mo scratched his nose. A gentleman admires a fair lady. President Yi. Don't put it so bluntly. It's a bit embarrassing. He laughed heartily. So that's it. I agree to this condition, Dr. Shun. Xiao Chung, go to Kangen Hospital to handle the procedures. Xiao Ching said, no problem. Any other conditions, Dr. Yi? The 2nd condition is about the treatment fee. He held up 1 finger, not embarrassed at all. I want this much. Xiao Ching's face changed. 100 million? Chow Hai cursed. Are you out of your mind? Chow Lishue also frowned. He was dissatisfied with Shun Mo's outrageous demand. He had money, but he wasn't a fool. 100 million for treatment was truly frightening. Shen Mo fired back at Chow Hai. I didn't mean 100 million. I meant 10 million. I may be poor, but I'm not that crazy. The cold toxins in Mr. Chow's body have invaded his meridians and bone marrow. Extracting them requires some unique methods. I'm the only one in the world who can do it. So, do you think 10 million is a lot? Chow Hai was left speechless. Shun looked at Chow Lishue, who smiled. It was just a misunderstanding. 10 million is fine. If there are any other conditions, please state them all now. Shen Mo shook his head. That's all. Chow Lishue asked. Then when do we start the treatment? Now, young Master Chow, push Mr. Chow to a quiet bedroom. No one else is allowed in besides you. Chow Ching said happily, okay. The 3 went to the bedroom. Chow Ching drew the curtains and locked the door. Shen Mo had Chow Lishue sit on the edge of the bed and roll up his pant legs, revealing both legs. Chow Ching asked Dr. Shun, how can I help? Shin takes out the gold dispelling talisman he made and says, just hold your father and don't let him move around. Chao Chang immediately sits down next to Chao Lishue and holds his shoulder. Chao Lishue sees the jade talisman and asks in surprise, Dr. Shun, what is that jade piece you have there? Shun Mo smiles and asks, have you ever heard of healing with talismans? Chao Chang's eyes light up and says, Zhu Yu healing. He heard his master mention it before. Indeed, there are some masters of the occult arts who can heal people with talismans. This practice is called Zhu Yu healing. You could say that. This jade talisman is called a cold dispelling talisman. As the name suggests, it's used to drive out the cold energy from inside the body. I spent a lot of effort making it last night. In a moment, no matter what happens, you both cannot tell anyone outside about this talisman. I don't want to get into trouble. Chao Lishue and Chao Chang both nod and say they understand. Alright, I'm starting the treatment now. Shin Mo channels his spiritual energy, and a cold dispelling talisman flies out from his hand. The jade talisman emits a faint glow as it spins to a position 5 centimeters above Chao Lishue's left leg, staring at this unbelievable scene before their eyes. Both father and son are incredibly shocked in their hearts. They know they've encountered a true master of this era. This 10 million was absolutely worth it. Actually, Shin Mo doesn't need to consume any spiritual energy at all to put on this flashy show, but to thoroughly intimidate the two of them. He still chose this treatment method that has the best visual effect, and it seems his choice was correct. Right to left, cold dispelling talisman. Chao Lishue only feels incredible warmth, but very soon he feels another wisp of icy chill. That makes him can't help but shiver twice. Chao Chang notices his father's trembling and holds him tighter. After a full 10 minutes, the cold dispelling talisman finally stops, and the talisman has completed exactly 1/4. Chao Lishue's leg is already completely soaked with water. This is caused by cold energy expelled from his body. Correct. When the cold dispelling talisman returns to Shin Mo's hand, it breaks into 2 pieces, completely losing its effectiveness. Chapter 40: The Richest Man's Cuckold. Shin Mo casually tosses the broken talisman into the trash can and asks, how do you feel now, Mr. Chao? Chao Lishue says, better than I've ever felt in my life. Chao Chun wipes his father's leg and says, Dr. Shun, you must come from a cult school, right? Shin Mo nodded and smiled. Exactly right. Where did you hear about our Xianmen? My master once met some remarkable Xianmen masters. Unfortunately, with the mainland promoting science, these esoteric arts were labeled as feudal superstition. This led all those masters to go abroad. Meeting you today is a true honor for us, father and son. Shin Mo said, didn't Mr. Yi tell you? I also use talismans to treat Xiao Han. He only said you resolve Xiao Han's severe depression in 10 minutes, but didn't mention the method used. Shin Mo smiled. Mister, he's quite good at keeping his word. Chao Chang asked, Dr. Shun, what's the situation with my father's leg? The cold dispelling talisman has drawn out most of the chill toxin. To fully resolve it, 2 more treatments are needed. I'll return at the same time next week. Chao Chang said happily, excellent. Thank you, Dr. Shun. Shin Mo waved his hand. I'm just getting paid to treat an illness. In truth, Shin Mo could have cured Chao Lishue's old chill leg today, but doing it that simply wouldn't have earned the Chao family's gratitude. There's no helping it. Human nature is just like that. Achieving something effortlessly versus achieving it through immense hardship feels completely different. Clearly, the latter is more moving. Chao Lishue lifted his leg slightly, immediately overjoyed, saying, I think I can control my leg. Shin Mo said, those massage therapists are highly skilled. Your muscles haven't atrophied, which greatly aids your recovery. I'll write a prescription. Soak in the bathtub with it daily. In a week, I believe you should be able to walk normally. Chao Lishue nodded. Dr. Shun, great kindness needs no thanks. If there's ever anything the Chao family can do, just say the word. Shin Mo said, then I thank you, Mr. Chao. In the bedroom, Zhang Yaji, Chao Hai, and Yi Huayuan immediately came forward. Chao Hai couldn't wait to ask, Dad, how do you feel? Chao Lishue pointed at his own face and laughed heartily. Look at this radiant glow on my face. You should know the result. Chao Chang said, at most a week, and Dad will be standing again. Ji smiled brightly, saying happily, that's truly wonderful, Dr. Shun. We're so sorry we doubted your medical skills. Chao Hai, hurry up and apologize to Dr. Shun. Chao Hai bit his lip and said to Shin Mo, I'm sorry. Shin Mo said, forgive me, Master Chao. I don't like insincere apologies. You. Chao Hai was almost furious enough to burst a lung. Zhang Yaji tugged his sleeve. Husband, I'll tell the kitchen to prepare a couple more dishes. Let's properly thank Dr. Shun. Shin Mo waved his hand. Thank you for the kind offer, but I'm sorry. I have other matters at noon, so I won't be staying for lunch. Dr. Shun, I'll see you out. Shin Mo smiled and said, no need, Mr. Yi. Could you give me a ride? Yi Huayuan said, sure. At that moment, Chao Cheng handed Shin Mo a check for 10 million. He said, the proxy agreement for the shares of Kong Hospital. I'll bring it to you tomorrow morning. Shin Mo smiled and said, that'll be great, thank you. On the way back to the clinic, Yi Huayuan praised. That case of chronic knee pain, he consulted so many experts, domestic and international. No one could cure it. But in your hands, it showed improvement so quickly, Dr. Shun. I dare say your medical skills are second to none. Shin Mo smiled and said, I wouldn't dare claim to be the best in medicine, but I might just be the best in fortune telling. How clever was Yi Huayuan? He said, Dr. Shun, did you see something? Shin Mo uttered 4 words. The trouble comes from within. Huayuan's face changed. He said, Uncle Chao is very wise and intelligent. Surely he wouldn't let this happen, right? Shin Mo showed a strange expression and said, even the strongest can't resist a gentle trap. That Zhang Yaji is no ordinary woman. The Chao family might very well be ruined by her. Yi Huayuan frowned and said, what about Chao Cheng? What will happen to him? Shin Mo shrugged and said, that's for him to decide. Let me tell you another secret. Chao Hai's facial features are vastly different from those of the Chao father and son. What? Yi Huayuan was stunned speechless. Dr. Shun, are you sure you're not joking? Whether they're biological father and son, I can tell at a glance. Right. If you had said that in the Chao household, you probably wouldn't have gotten out so easily. Wanting to know the truth is simple. Have Chao Chang bring their hair to a discreet hospital for a paternity test. That's it. I'll mention it to Chao Chang. Whether he believes it or not, that's up to him. After all, it's the Chao family's private matter. It's better for outsiders like us to keep our distance. After dropping Shin Mo off at the clinic, Yi Huayuan left deep in thought. Closing the clinic door, Shin Mo got on his motorcycle and went to the bank, seeing the extra 10 million in his account. A bright smile spread across Shin Mo's face. Hello, young Master Chao, what's up? At 4 p.m., Shin Mo's phone rang. He looked and saw it was Chao Cheng calling. Dr. Shun, I'd like to meet with you. Then come to my clinic. Thank you. Arriving at the clinic, Shin Mo saw Chao Cheng at the door. His face looked utterly terrible. It seemed this guy had probably already tested Chao, Lishue, and Chao Hai. As soon as I entered the clinic, Chao Cheng handed a test report to Shin Mo. saying, Dr. Shun, you were right. Chao Hai is indeed not my father's son. Shin Mo glanced at the report and asked, what do you plan to do? Chao Chang said gravely, to be honest, my mind is in turmoil. I don't know what to do. Shin Mo pondered for a moment and said, your stepbrother is not your biological brother, but your 6-year-old brother and sister are. Dealing with Zhang Yaji would be too cruel for them. Chao Chang said, that's exactly what I'm worried about. Dr. Shun, there's one thing I can't figure out. Back then, the reason my father married Zhang Yaji was because she was pregnant with Chao Hai. After Chao Hai was born, my father had a paternity test done, and there were no issues at all. How could it turn out like this now? Chapter 41, Lu Ruyan situation. Shin Mo said without hesitation, 2 methods. One is to get your hair or blood for a test with your father. The other is to directly falsify the results. Other than that, there shouldn't be a third. Chao Cheng's expression changed, saying, you mean Zhang Yaji's lover is likely someone close to my father? Shin Mo said, that's highly possible. Regardless. First, you must make Mr. Chao believe Chao Hai is not his son. Otherwise, you can't do anything. Chao Chang said, I plan to bring my father to your clinic tomorrow. We'll say you need to give him acupuncture to help him recover faster. What do you think? Shin Mo made a money-counting gesture and said, as long as this is sufficient, I have no problem here. Chao Chang forced a smile and said, Dr. Shun, you saved our Chao family. Once everything is settled, I'll heavily repay you handsomely. This is the Kangen Hospital Equity Proxy Agreement. Just sign it, and for the next 3 years, you'll be the Chao Group's proxy at Kangen Hospital. You're fast. Shin Mo praised, picked up a pen, and signed his name on the agreement. After each kept a copy of the agreement, Chao Cheng hurriedly left. Shin Mo didn't give the Chao family's mess a second thought. Planning to cook a good meal himself to celebrate with Ruyan earning 10 million today. But after the food was ready, Lu Ruyan still hadn't returned. He checked the time. It was already 7 o'clock. Shin Mo called her. Lu Ruyan didn't answer any of the 3 calls. Smelling something was wrong. Shin Mo called Ching Ching Ching. Ian Ruyan has been operating in the operating room since 3 p.m. and she has to work the night shift tonight. So Shin Mo packed the food into an insulated bucket, rode his motorcycle to Kangen Hospital. Is Dr. Ching Ruyan still out? Shin Mo asked. Ching Ching said the surgery is extremely difficult. If everything goes well, she should be out soon. Shin Mo asked confused. She's been in surgery for 4.5 hours. She's already exhausted. Why does she still have to work the night shift? The more difficult the surgery is, the more the doctor needs to stay focused after hours of it. Not to mention a female doctor like Lu Ruyan. Even a strong male doctor would be totally drained. How can the hospital still schedule Ruyan for a night shift in this situation? That's literally working her to death. Ching 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 closed the office door and said softly, this was arranged by Huang Guiyan, the director of internal medicine. Attending physicians like us don't need to work night shifts at all. Only Ruyan is an exception. Shin Mo's eyes narrowed and he asked why. Ching 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 sighed and said, Huang Guiyan is an old pervert. On Ruyan's first day at the hospital, he already set his sights on her. He tried to force Ruyan into the unspoken rules multiple times. Of course, Ruyan refused. At last year's department dinner, Huang Guiyan tried to force Ruyan to drink, and Ruyan slapped him hard across the face. That made him lose all face, and ever since that day, Huang Guiyan has been making things hard for Ruyan all the time. The night shifts are all his doing. Shin Mo frowned and asked, didn't Ruyan object? Ching 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 said, that silly girl actually likes working night shifts, because she can free up her daytime to do the things she likes. Ugh, I can't even with her. Shin Mo nodded and said, I got it. This Huang Guiyan. I'll handle this for her. Ching 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 hurriedly said, don't go causing trouble for Ruyan. Huang Guiyan's brother-in-law is Ma Ruyang, the vice president of our Kangen Hospital. If you go after Huang Guiyan and anger Ma Ruyang, it will bring big trouble to Ruyan. Shin Mo smiled and said, don't worry, I know what I'm doing. Just then, the office door was pushed open. An exhausted Lu Ruyan walked in. She looked clearly worn out. Ching 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 quickly poured her a glass of water and asked, Ruyan, are you okay? Lu Ruyan took a sip of water and smiled. Everything went well, Shin Mo. Shin Mo pointed at the thermal lunchbox and said, brought you some food. Lu Ruyan felt a warm surge and said, thank you. Ching Ching glanced at the touched Lu Ruyan and said, I was actually planning to take you for hot pot. Looks like that won't be necessary now. Lu Ruyan said, didn't I already tell you? You don't have to wait for me. Ching Ching laughed. How was I know your knight in shining armor would show up? From now on, even if you ask me to wait, I won't. I won't serve you 2 lovebirds any longer. Bye. Lu Ruyan waved and said bye. After Ching Ching left, Shin Mo placed the food on the table. Then, he handed her a pair of chopsticks. He must be starving. Eat while it's hot. She took the chopsticks, looking suspicious. Why are you being so nice to me today? Do you have some ulterior motive? He said, if wanting to marry you counts as an ulterior motive, then I guess I'll have to admit to it. Lu Ruyan shot him a glare. All right, Shin Mo said. If you don't want to hear it, then stop talking and eat. Lu Ruyan took a bite of sweet and sour pork. The tangy, sweet flavor instantly won over her taste buds. A hint of sweetness also bloomed in her heart, ever since the fallout with her family. It had been a long time since she felt cared for by anyone. Sure, plenty of guys pursued her normally, but whether they were sincere or not, Lu Ruyan could tell a glance. Shin Mo was different from them. The genuine care hidden in his eyes couldn't be faked. Seeing Lu Ruyan enjoy the food, Shin Mo was also very happy. After she finished, Shin Mo tidied up while boasting. As the sages say, to conquer someone, first conquer their stomach. So Beauty Lu, has my cooking conquered you? Lu Ruyan said, the soup was a bit salty. Try harder next time. Oh, come on. Shin Mo pouted. Your biggest flaw is saying one thing and meaning another. Lu Ruyan smiled. The cooking is just average, but your actions are still quite touching. Shin Mo perked up immediately. So, you're saying you were touched? Lu Ruyan said, consistency is key in everything. If you bring me food like this every day, one day I might be truly moved. Shin Mo scoffed. Yeah, right. You can use that future promise trick on others, but it doesn't work on me. Just then, a middle-aged man suddenly pushed the door open and walked in. Lu Ruyan's face immediately turned very pale. Who is he, Lu Ruyan? The middle-aged man glanced at Shin Mo and frowned. Ruyan said calmly, my boyfriend, Shin Mo. Is there a problem? The middle-aged man said, of course there's a problem. This is a hospital, not a place for your romance. Chapter 42, Big Troubles Here. Shin Mo sized him up and asked, and you are? The middle-aged man said, Huang Guiyan, head of internal medicine at Kangen Hospital. Shin Mo put on an exaggerated expression. He immediately stepped forward, shook Huang Guiyan's hand, and said excitedly, so you're the famous director Huang. My God, I finally get to meet my idol. Ruyan knew this guy Shin Mo was up to his tricks again. so she watched the scene unfold without a word. Huang Geyin was completely baffled by Shinemo and said, Shinemo said, Director Huang, haven't you heard? The whole of Yanhai is buzzing, saying there's a Director Huang at Kangen Hospital who's greedy for money and lust. As long as you pay up, he'll do any dirty deed. But if you don't pay, you'd better not let him operate on you, otherwise. Scissors might end up left in your belly. Puffed. Lu Ruyin couldn't help but laugh. Guiyin now knew Shinemo was deliberately messing with him. He flew into a rage and said, Shinemo, do you have any idea who you're talking to? Shinemo, still smiling broadly, said, then please enlighten me. Who exactly am I talking to? With each word, he tightened his grip on Huang Giyin's hand a little more. By the end, Huang Giyin's face was contorted in pain. He bent over, pleading urgently, let go of me. Let go, damn it. What's wrong? Shinemo asked innocently, and simultaneously twisted his hand to the right. Ouch! With a thud, Huang Giyin cried out and knelt directly on the floor. Shinemo quickly released his hand and asked in surprise, Director Huang, what's this about? It's our first meeting. No need for such a grand gesture, is there? Guiyin clutched his hand, got up from the floor, and snarled, Shinemo, transfer successful. Lu Ruyin, you're dead. Shinemo smiled and slapped him directly. He said, since we're dead anyway, I might as well enjoy myself first. Lu Ruyin, afraid he caused more trouble, quickly grabbed his arm and said, don't start anything. Shinemo laughed and said, relax, I'm very experienced at hitting people. It'll just hurt. No real injury. A wise man knows when to retreat. Huang Giyin retreated first outside the office door, then pointed at Shinemo and Lu Ruyin, gnashing his teeth, and said, you just wait. I'll make you pay for this. Shinemo, who had already become the second largest shareholder of Kangen Hospital, didn't give his word a second thought. He said disdainfully, well, that depends on whether you have what it takes. After Huang Giyin stormed off angrily, Lu Ruyin sighed and said, my troubles are about to start again. Shinemo said, wrong. It's his trouble that's coming, Lu Ruyin. Since it's already like this, dare to skip work and go home with me? Lu Ruyin shook her head and said, I have to be responsible for my patients. Shinemo smiled and said, I heard from Qingqing. Doctors at your level don't need to work night shifts at all. You're purely being targeted by Huang Guiyin. Yin suddenly understood. No wonder you're treating Huang Guiyin like this. So Sister Qing told you. Mo looked intently at Lu Ruyin and said, do you trust me? Lu Ruyin didn't answer, but said directly, let's go home. A bright smile appeared on Shinmo's face as he said, Lu Ruyin, oh Lu Ruyin, being beautiful is one thing, but how is your personality so likable too? Ruyin gave him a charming, coquettish glare, then wanted to change her clothes. When Huang Giyin angrily returned with security, the two had already left Kangen Hospital. The next morning, as Shinemo was about to go to his clinic, he received a call from Qingqing. Didn't Ruyin work the night shift last night? She went home with you, right? I even gave that Huang Giyin a hard time. You've caused Ruyin big trouble. This morning, Huang Giyin reported Ruyin's absence to the hospital. The hospital is preparing to deal with Ruyin. In an hour, Ruyin will bring people to our information department for a meeting. Don't worry, I'll handle this matter cleanly. Just after hanging up, Shinemo saw Lu Ruyin come out of the bedroom. Yesterday's surgery had exhausted her, and she had slept until now. Why the rush? Aren't you off work today? Something came up at the hospital. I need to go. What is it? It's not to deal with you, is it? How could it be? It's probably an important surgery. The hospital is about to hold a criticism meeting, yet she was still keeping it from herself. This woman truly is cold on the outside, but warm on the inside. Anyone else would have complained long ago. Shinmo's gaze towards Lu Ruyin became very gentle. He said, breakfast is on the table. Eat before you go. Lu Ruyin said, there's not enough time. Shinmo said forcefully, even if there's not enough time, you have to eat breakfast. Your stomach is not good. Don't think I don't know. Lu Ruyin was startled. You can tell. Yes, traditional Chinese medicine emphasizes observation, listening, questioning, and evaluation, especially for issues and authorities. I can tell a glance. Now hurry up and eat. Lu Ruyin said, okay. After breakfast, Lu Ruyin took a bag and left home. Shinemo pondered for a moment and called Chow Chong. Then he changed his clothes and went out. At a hospital, when Lu Ruyin entered the internal medicine conference room, all the doctors had already arrived. Sitting next to Qingqing, Lu Ruyin asked, what's the situation? Qingqing whispered, Huang Shuren went to invite Ma Ruyin. Shinemo didn't come with you? Huang Shuren is the stage name everyone gave Huang Giyin. What's he here for? He told me he'd handle your situation. You called him? This morning. Oh, hearing that Shinemo knew she was about to be criticized. It didn't come to face it with her. Lu Ruyin felt a bit disappointed in her heart. After a while, Huang Giyin entered the conference room with 3 or 4 hospital executives. Ruliang is 55 this year, with sword-like eyebrows and sharp features. He wears a pair of gold-rimmed glasses on the bridge of his nose. On the surface, he looks like a stern teacher. But inside, he's just a scoundrel. Only, unlike Huang Guiyin, he's greedy for money, not lust. Glancing at Lu Ruyin, a smug expression appeared at the corner of Huang Giyin's mouth. After everyone was seated, Ma Ruliang looked around. His gaze settled on Lu Ruyin's face. He had to admit, Lu Ruyin was indeed as beautiful as a fairy. Seeing his face that could topple cities and kingdoms, even he felt a slight stir in his heart. Dr. Lu Ruyin, where were you last night? At home. Lu Ruyin said calmly. Do you know you were on night duty? You knew. Yet you went back. I performed surgery for over 4 hours. My physical and mental energy were drained. I truly couldn't handle the shift. Did you follow the proper leave procedure? No. Chapter 43. Shun Mo arrives. William smiled and said, Dr. Lu, according to hospital regulations, since you were absent from night duty without reason, we must penalize you. You have no objections, do you? It wasn't without reason, Lu Ruyin said. I was too exhausted from surgery to handle the shift. I hope Vice President Ma would be more precise with his words. Suddenly, Huang Giyin slammed the table and shouted, Lu Ruyin, watch your attitude. Lu Ruyin gave him a disdainful look and said, You're really disgusting. Puffed. Everyone couldn't help but laugh. It wasn't because the remark was particularly funny. They just didn't expect the usually aloof Lu Ruyin to suddenly say something like that. Guiyin flew into a rage. Lu Ruyin, explain yourself clearly. Lu Ruyin said, Director Huang, have you forgotten why I threw wine in your face? Everyone exchanged knowing looks. Huang Guiyin stammered. I was drunk. Ruyin said coldly. Being drunk doesn't excuse harassment. Being drunk doesn't excuse murder. Qingqing couldn't help but say, in the entire Kangen hospital, no attending physician works the night shift. The day after the doctor threw wine on Director Huang, she was assigned the night shift. It's suspicious. Some are using their position for personal revenge. By siding with Lu Ruyin now, Qingqing was openly defying Huang Guiyin and Ma Ruliang. Lu Ruyin felt deeply grateful for her friend's support. Ma Ruliang quickly interjected. If Dr. Lu doesn't want a night shift, she should apply in advance. Not skip it without notice, report, or leave. She was absent for a whole night shift. Lu Ruyan asked Vice President Ma, what punishment will I face? Ma Ruliang said, according to hospital rules, a 10,000 yuan fine. Lu Ruyan nodded. Fine. Now, in front of all my internal medicine colleagues, I formally apply to be exempt from night shifts. Please approve, Vice President. Qin Xingqing silently gave her friend a thumbs up. Ma Ruliang coughed. This is an internal matter for your department. Lu Ruyan said coldly. My absence last night was also an internal department matter. Ma Ruliang frowned. The nature is different. If the Vice President has to handle every internal issue, what's the point of having a department head? To freeload. Huang Gian's face turned pale with rage. Lu Ruyan, you're out of line. Lu Ruyan asked Director Huang, which part was wrong? Accepting the penalty or applying for exemption? Huang Guiyan said, it's your attitude towards leadership. Ruyan retorted, my attitude has always been this way. Ma Ruliang said sternly, Dr. Lu, if you don't want night shifts, submit an application for Director Huang's approval. We'll reassign the shift. My main point today is to emphasize discipline. As doctors at Kangen Hospital, we... Just then his phone rang. Seeing it was the hospital director, Ma Ruliang quickly stepped outside. Qing whispered, Ruyan, your fighting spirit is off the charts today. Lu Ruyan said, Sister Qing, you shouldn't have stepped in. Now Huang Guiyan will definitely remember this. Qing scoffed. I'm not afraid of him. A moment later, Ma Ruliang returned and announced loudly, the second largest shareholder of Kangen Hospital is coming to the meeting. Everyone, stand by and be prepared. Everyone exchanged glances and stood up one by one. A young man walked in accompanied by several bodyguards. The conference room erupted in enthusiastic applause. Only Lu Ruyan and Qin Xingqing did not clap. Their faces showed expressions of disbelief. The second largest shareholder of Wei turned out to be Shan, someone they knew all too well. Unlike his previous sloppy demeanor, Shen Mo today wore a white shirt and black pants. On his feet were a pair of sandals. His previously somewhat messy hair had been neatly groomed. He looked quite sharp. The funniest part was the pair of glasses perched on his nose. His gaze was sharp, and he wore no smile. He was dressed like a domineering CEO from head to toe. Qin Xingqing whispered, Honey, what's going on? Lu Ruyan shook her head and said, I don't know either. Qin Xingqing said, I have to say, he looks quite handsome in this outfit. Ma Ruliang's old face broke into a bright smile as he said, Welcome, Mr. Shun, for your inspection. I am Ma Ruliang, the Deputy Director of Kangen Hospital. Shen Mo, shaking Ma Ruliang's hand, said, So you're Deputy Director Ma. Your name has long thundered in my ears. Ruliang seemed not to catch the sarcasm in Shen Mo's tone and said, It's just an undeserved reputation. You flatter me, Mr. Shun. Shen Mo looked at Huang Giyan, whose face changed dramatically. The chairman extended his hand, smiling, and said, Director Huang, we meet again. Huang Giyan's hand trembled as he shook Shen Mo's. He forced a smile and said, Mr. Shun, I am deeply sorry. I didn't know it was you before. Emma waved his hand magnanimously and said, A minor misunderstanding. Think nothing of it. All right, everyone, please take seats. Everyone settled into chairs. Shen Mo unhesitatingly took a seat at the head of the table. Deputy Director Ma, has your meeting concluded? Ma Ruliang said, It has. Shen Mo responded with an O, then said, Then may I say a few words? Ma Ruliang quickly said, Of course. Shen Mo declared clearly. First, let me introduce myself. I'm Shen Mo, a new shareholder who has recently joined the Oncon Hospital family. It's a pleasure to meet you all. After speaking, Shen Mo stood up and bowed to everyone. Clap, 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 clap. His sharp, stern face. An overwhelmingly powerful aura instantly earned Shen Mo enthusiastic applause from the entire room. Shen Mo continued, Last night, a little after 7, I came to our department for a brief survey. I happened to run into Dr. Qin Xingqing. After a chat, I learned that her shift ends at 5:30. She's so busy, past 7. This moved me deeply. She said that working overtime is almost the norm for the entire internal medicine department. The remarkable thing is, no one complained at all. I, Shen Mo, deeply admire your dedication and professionalism. That's why I came to our hospital's internal medicine meeting today, to express my respect for everyone here. I propose a round of applause, not for anyone else, but for ourselves. Loud, thunderous applause erupts. Well said. Thank you, Mr. Shun. Everyone was delighted by Shen Ma's praise, cheering enthusiastically. Chapter 44, Dealing with Huang Shuren. Qin Xingqing applauded while whispering to Lu Ruyan. Ruyan, your man is such a master at stirring emotions. He almost got me choked up. Ruyan was also seeing such a serious side of Shen Mo for the first time. Her beautiful eyes fixed on him as she said, This is a classic raise first, criticize later tactic. He's probably about to stir up trouble next. Sure enough, Shen Ma's next words took a sharp turn. Of course, where there's good, there's also the not so good. There are quite a few rumors circulating in society that our Kangen Hospital's head of internal medicine, Huang Guiyan, is outrageously bold, frequently accepts red envelopes from Asian families, and has a fondness for so-called unspoken rules. Director Huang, regarding these two issues, please explain yourself in front of everyone. Huang Guiyan immediately stood up, saying, This is slander, pure and simple, Mr. Shun. I have never accepted a single red envelope from anyone. I certainly don't engage in any unspoken rules. Shen Mo gestured for him to calm down. Sit, don't get so worked up. Huang Guiyan said through gritted teeth, Mr. Shun, whoever said this is a bastard, I'll face them right now. Shen Mo picked up Ma Ruliang's notebook from beside him, and threw it directly in his face, saying, This is who? No one expected Shen Mo to turn so violent so suddenly. Everyone was completely shocked. Qing whispered, satisfying. Ma Ruliang frowned. Mr. Shun, regardless. Guiyan is our hospital's head of internal medicine. He may not have great achievements, but he has worked hard. Isn't your approach a bit inappropriate? Shen Mo sneered. A bastard like him has achievements? Hard work. Vice President Ma, have you had too much to drink? Someone bring the evidence. Bodyguard sunglasses brought over a stack of thick red envelopes and placed them before Shen Mo. Zhang Xian 5,000. Luo Zhijing 8,000. Xiao Mingyang 6,000. Zheng Yake 8,800. Shen Mo casually read a few names from the envelopes, staring coldly at Huang Guiyan, whose face had turned deathly pale. He said, Director Huang, these names sound quite familiar, don't they? Still calling it slander? Still want to confront them? How can you even say that? The whole room erupted in shock. Luo Zhijing is my patient. I remember candidate Zhang is a heart disease patient, assigned to me by Director Huang. So there's no smoke without fire. Director Huang is in big trouble this time. This isn't trouble, it's a crime. He could end up in jail. Huang Guiyan swallowed hard a few times and said, This isn't mine, Shen Mo said calmly. It's not yours? Then why was it in your office cabinet? Huang Guiyan said sharply, What right do you have to enter my office without permission and open my cabinet? Shen Mo said, You can report me to the police for violating your privacy. See what the penalty is. Now, explain to me what these red envelopes are all about. Huang Geiyin said, "These are red envelopes from patients' families. I was just about to return them one by one." Shin Mo made no sound and said quietly, "I was actually thinking of handling this matter internally. But since Director Huang is so noble and above board, I'll just let the police help investigate your situation. After all, over 100,000 in red envelopes is no small amount." After saying that, Shin Mo took out his phone to call the police. Huang Geiyin couldn't withstand an investigation and quickly said, "Wait." Shin Mo sneered, "What's the matter? Scared? Huang Geiyin, did you forget? There are also a few discs in your cabinet. The videos on them are all of you harassing female doctors and family members. You pervert, and you still dare argue here? Looks like you want to go to prison." Wow, this news is really explosive. Huang Shuren is definitely finished this time. Everyone looked at Huang Geiyin with utter contempt in their eyes. Bang! Ma Ruyang slammed the table hard. Pointing at Huang Geiyan's nose, he cursed, "Huang Geiyin, you explain to me clearly what the hell is going on." Shin Mo raised an eyebrow. He glanced at the furious Ma Ruyang. A faint, ambiguous smile appeared on his face. Huang knew he couldn't deny it anymore, and said with a pitiful face, "Yes, I'm sorry, Vice President Ma. I betrayed your trust. Bastard." Ma Ruyang kicked Huang Geiyin to the ground. Huang Geiyin lay sprawled on the floor, head down. He said nothing and didn't dare get up. After dealing with Huang Geiyin, Ma Ruyang turned to Shin Mo and said, "Mr. Shun, I never imagined there was such a black sheep within Kangen Hospital. It's simply outrageous." Shin Mo asked, "Vice President Ma, how do you think Huang Geiyin should be handled? I heard his sister is your wife." Ma Ruyang said, "Precisely because he's my brother-in-law, that I trusted him so much. I never thought." "Mr. Shun, can we speak in private?" Shin Mo said calmly, "There's nothing that can't be said in front of others. We're all colleagues who've worked together for years. We're on the same team. There's no need to hide anything from everyone. What I mean is, if Huang Geiyan's matter is reported to the police, it would have a very negative impact on our hospital. All right, we can handle it internally. I'll report to the dean, and we'll meet in the hospital conference room in an hour." Shin Mo gave him a deep look and said, "Fine, you go find the dean." "Okay." Ma Ruyang agreed and hurriedly left. Tapping the table lightly, he said, "Except for Huang Geiyin, everyone else can return to work." Qing Qing stood up and asked, "Mr. Shun, will Huang Geiyin still serve as the head of our internal medicine department?" Shin Mo smiled and said, "Dr. Qing, what are you thinking? Someone like him could never continue working at our Kangen hospital. Only two outcomes await him. If he cooperates, he just needs to return the money and be fired. If he doesn't, then he'll spend 10 to 20 years in prison." Qing Qing said, earlier in the meeting, Vice Dean Ma wanted to deduct 10,000 yuan from Dr. Liu because she didn't work the night shift last night. Shin Mo said, "I know about this. Dr. Liu performed a 4.5-hour surgery yesterday afternoon. She was completely exhausted. Making her work the night shift will be no different from murder. She went home. With my permission, if a deduction is necessary, I'll have the finance department deduct it from my monthly dividends." "Dr. Qing, are you satisfied?" Qing smiled, satisfied. Shin Mo said, "I need to have a good, close talk with Director Huang. All of you leave." After everyone left, Shin Mo had his bodyguard stand guard outside. He said to Huang Geiyin, who was slumped on the floor, "I have evidence of your crimes. Don't think your brother-in-law can save you." Chapter 45. Both in deep trouble. Huang had completely lost the demeanor of the head of Kangen Hospital's internal medicine department. He said, "Mr. Shun, I was wrong. I shouldn't have had improper thoughts about Liu Ruyan. Please be magnanimous and let me go." Shin Mo sneered, "If you don't want to go to prison, you need to show some sincerity." Huang Geiyin looked up and asked, "What kind of sincerity?" Shin Mo said calmly, "I know your brother-in-law, Ma Ruyang, has embezzled a lot of money. If you can hand over the evidence to me, I can guarantee you won't go to prison. Handle it cleanly. Dealing with Huang Geiyin will only infuriate Ma Ruyang completely. It puts Liu Ruyan in an even worse position. So Shan Mo has to take Ma Ruyang down too." Huang Geiyan's pupils narrowed sharply and said, "You're going after my brother-in-law?" This answer instantly let Shan Mo know. This guy definitely has evidence of Ma Ruyang's corruption. Otherwise, he would have said no right away. Instead of asking yourself in this tone, Shan Mo took out his phone, stared coldly at Huang Geiyin, and said, "I don't want to hear nonsense. You only have 1 minute to think about it. Hand over the evidence of Ma Ruyang's crimes, or you go to prison." After that, Shan Mo set the countdown, crossed his legs, and closed his eyes to rest. Huang Geiyin is going completely crazy. Two voices are constantly fighting in his head. One voice tells him to protect himself. The other voice tells him to wait for Ma Ruyang to save him. Shin Mo seemed to guess what Huang Geiyin was thinking and said, "I'm from Chao Group. Don't delude yourself into thinking Ma Ruyang can save you." When Huang Geiyin heard this, he immediately fell into despair. 109, 87, 87. The ticking sound is like a death knell, constantly hammering at Huang Geiyin's heart. It makes cold sweat pour down his back. Before one could be called out after 43 and 2, Huang Geiyin finally couldn't take it anymore and said, "In my computer, there are transaction videos between him and the equipment supplier." A brilliant smile appeared on Shin Mo's face, and he said, "You made a wise choice." Internal medicine office, Kangen Hospital. Qing pulled Liu Ruyan to a deserted corner. She said excitedly, "That was so cool, Ruyan. What exactly is Shen Mo's identity? How did he suddenly become a shareholder of our hospital?" Liu Ruyan pondered for a moment and said, "I don't remember what Ma Ruyang said when he introduced Shen Mo." Qing thought for a moment and said, "The third largest shareholder." Liu Ruyan nodded and said, "That's right. We all know the third largest shareholder is Chao Group." Qing suddenly realized and said, "I get it. He went to the Chao family. That is, ask Chao Chang to back you up." Liu Ruyan said, "That's probably it." Qing smiled and said, "But I have to say, Shen Mo really has the aura of a big shot. Look at his strong presence and sharp eyes. He's even more imposing than those government leaders." Thinking about it, Shin Mo's performance just now really impressed everyone. If we didn't already know his background, Ruyan would have thought we met the patriarch of some big wealthy family. Qing nudged Liu Ruyan and said softly, "Have you ever thought about developing a relationship with Shin Mo? Aside from his background, I think Shin Mo is way better than those so-called rich kids." Liu Ruyan has been sinking for a long time. "Do you know, Sister Qing, it's like a white mist around Shin Mo. No one is allowed to approach the more contact I have with him. The more you can't see through him. I feel his heart is completely closed. Even the laughter is false." Qing rode Ruyan. "Your biggest problem is that you're too arrogant. If you like a person calmly, you must see through him. I remember a book that said that. The essence of love is perceptual, but there's also rational thinking. That's not pure enough, like Shin Mo. If you see through him completely, then what's his point?" Liu Ruyan to talk. Qing patted her on the shoulder. "Tell the truth to my sister. Do you like to contact him?" Liu Ruyan don't hate. Qin Qingqing laughed for 2 years. It seems that Shinemo is the only man who gets your evaluation. Ruyan, you're like Shinemo. The heart is also closed. You should try to open it. Lu Ruyan nodded thoughtfully. Qin Qingqing did not continue the topic. With his arms stretched out, the road is now finally bright. As soon as Huang Shuren left, my mood was much better. Lu Ruyan, don't forget, there is a more powerful Ma Liang behind Huang Shuren. Qin Qingqing raised his eyebrows. There is Shinemo, major children. What does Ma Liang dare to bully us? At this moment, Luo Jiar, a new member of the hospital, ran in. Dr. Lu, Dr. Qin, go to the theater. Something big has happened again. Qin Qingqing asked what was the matter. Luo Jiar, Dao Sheng found evidence of Vice President Ma's corruption and bribery through Huang Guiyan. Now Vice President Ma is finished. Lu Ruyan and Qin Qingqing looked at each other. At the same time, showed a shocked expression. We and Ma Liang were originally driven to interrogate Huang Guiyan. 50. Qingqing slammed his arm hard and said to Dong,
This guy's going to solve all your problems once and for all.
I'm so handsome as long as these two bad guys leave. From now on, we'll be all right. Lu Ruyan murmured that he was really full of bad water. The staff of the Discipline Inspection Department, who walked out of the office, dragged Huang Guiyan and Ma with a dead face. Shinemo stood next to Dean Zhu pulling out his trouser pocket, looking at it all with cold eyes. Bao's eyes did not have any temperature and indifference to the extreme. Zhu is 62 years old, one of the best-known internal medicine specialists in the country.
He founded Kangen Hospital.
Zhu Jingwu is both the director and a major shareholder of the hospital. I never expected such a parasite in Kangen Hospital. This is my responsibility, Zhu Jingwu said solemnly. Mo comforted Director Zhu, a large force attracts all kinds of birds. Don't take it to heart, but a lesson must be learned. I think it's essential to learn from this. Zhu Jingwu nodded and said, Mr. Shan is right. I'm old, my energy can't keep up. I'm also not interested in management. Next, I plan to hire a professional medical manager to run the hospital. What do you think? To change the hospital's management style, Zhu Jingwu must get the board's approval. Shinemo is now the second largest shareholder of Kangen Hospital. If he has no objections, it's basically settled. Chapter 46, Chao Li Shue's anger. Here's my suggestion. It's best to find several managers. They will conduct in-depth research in various departments within the hospital. Then, each writes a detailed management proposal. The best proposal wins, and that person becomes the manager here. That's a good idea. I'll convene the board tomorrow
to discuss this matter. I hope for your support then.
Shinemo pointed at Qin Qingqing and said, I have something tomorrow. Let Dr. Qin represent me at the board meeting. Zhu Jingwu smiled. Mr. Shun.
May I ask what Dr. Qin is to you?
Shinemo knew Zhu Jingwu misunderstood their relationship, but he didn't explain. A friend. Zhu Jingwu said, oh. Hospital's internal medicine department chief. I think let Dr. Qin act as interim chief. What do you think? Shinemo smiled. That's an internal hospital matter. You decide, Director Zhu. I have other matters. I'll take my leave now. Zhu Jingwu said, all right. Surrounded by bodyguards, Shinemo, hands in pockets, walked towards the elevator. His aura was noble, cold, domineering, like an ancient monarch. Passing by Lu Ruyan, Shinemo whispered softly, I'll wait for you at the hospital entrance. Lu Ruyan gave an almost imperceptible nod. 10 minutes later, Lu Ruyan parked the car at the hospital entrance. Shinemo, waiting there, immediately opened the passenger door and got in. Lu Ruyan asked, is the Chao family helping you? Mo gave a thumbs up and smiled. Smart. Let me reintroduce myself. Sitting next to you is the newly minted multimillionaire, the Chao family's equity agent for Kangen Hospital, Mr. Shinemo. In other words, I'm now one of your bosses, Lu Ruyan. A flicker of surprise crossed Lu Ruyan's eyes. What did you do to get such benefits from the Chao family? Shinemo said proudly, it's simple. I can cure the chronic leg pain of Yanhai's richest man, Chao Li Shue. Help him stand up again. Lu Ruyan had heard about Chao Li Shue's paralysis and said, if that's the case, then 10 million isn't too much for you. Shinemo, now that you have money, isn't it time to move out of my place? Shinemo said, in your dreams, I've discovered you have a fortune-bringing aura. As long as I live with you, I might become incredibly wealthy. A lucky charm like you. I never let go, no matter what. Lu Ruyan turned and glanced at the carefree Shinemo, struggling to connect him with the cold, domineering CEO from the hospital. Shinemo, your acting skills are really something. If you went into acting,
I'm sure you could win an award.
Knock it off. I've done extra work before, okay, Beauty Lou? I help you deal with those two lousy bosses.
Shouldn't you properly thank me?
How? I'll meet lunch today. Go car shopping with me this afternoon. And come with me somewhere tomorrow. Okay, where to now? The clinic. The Chao father and son are probably already there.
Waiting for me. Treating his leg? That's for next week.
Probably another huge sum of money.
MMHG.
Ruyan exclaimed, are you crazy? You dare get involved in this. Shinemo waved his hand and said, relax. I'm helping the Chao family, not harming them. After it's done, Chao Li Shue will only be grateful to me. Lu Ruyan gave Shinemo a deep look and said, sometimes.
I really want to open up your head and see what's inside.
It's only been about 4 or 5 days since Shinemo was discharged, and Ruyan had already lost count of how many times he'd surprised her. Ghost level 5-star chef skills, unfathomable fortune telling, medical skills that can bring the dead back to life. Just these 3 areas are enough to make any peer feel ashamed. Now he's even connected with Yanhai's richest man and made 10 million from him.
If she didn't know Shinemo used to really struggle, she'd think he was lying to her.
Ruyan glanced at a stretch limo parked at the entrance and drove away. Shinemo looked at Chao Cheng with a smile and said, young Master Chao, thanks for the help at Kangen Hospital. The news about being the second largest shareholder of Kangen Hospital was Chao Cheng notifying the hospital, and those bodyguards were also arranged by him to back Shinemo up. Chao Cheng said, I heard about what happened at Kangen Hospital. Mr. Shun, you took action and immediately caught 2 parasites. I have to say, it's truly impressive. We shareholders should be the ones thanking you. They changed a few words. Chao Cheng had the bodyguards carry Chao Li Shue out of the car. Chao Li Shue looked at the clinic's posted notice and laughed. Extraordinary people do extraordinary things, Dr. Shun. This notice should attract many patients with hard-to-cure illnesses. Shinemo said the main reason for this rule is to avoid getting too tired. Life is short, just a few decades. Enjoying in time is what matters most. Chao Li Shue nodded. Dr. Shun, you're carefree enough. If I go back a few decades, I might have made the same choice as you. Shinemo smiled. Mr. Chao, a person's character determines their fate. You're not the type to settle for mediocrity. If you really went back to 20, you'd only work harder than before. Chao Li Shue aside. Perhaps. Inside the clinic, Chao Lishue told the driver and bodyguard to leave. Dr. Shun, what is it that Shun couldn't say at home? And had to come here for? Shin Mo smiled. I knew I couldn't hide it from you, Mr. Chao. Shun took out a paternity test and handed it to Chao Lishue. Dad, take a look. Chao Lishue took the report. Seeing the final line, his expression changed drastically. A startling flash of lightning gleamed in his eyes as he asked, Whose? Chao Chang said, You and Xiao Hai's. Chao Lishue's face instantly turned deathly pale. A pair of sinister eyes stared fixedly at Chao Chang. He asked, Why did you suddenly test me and Xiao Hai's paternity? Chao Chang looked at Shun Mo. Shun Mo said, I told him to do it. Lishue frowned. Dr. Shun, I need a reasonable explanation. Mo said calmly. We in the Xianmen not only draw talismans. Yesterday morning, I could tell at a glance that Xiao Hai is not your son. Originally, I didn't want to get involved in your family affairs, but that guy just had to pick a fight with me. So I told Yi Hua Yuan. Xiao Chang said, when Brother Yuan told me, I didn't believe it. So, I took your and Xiao Hai's hair and did this expedited paternity test. Chapter 47. Zhang Yaji uses deception. Chao Lishue was furious, face red, neck thick, chest heaving. Any normal man will be unable to bear his wife's infidelity, let alone Yin Hai's richest man, Chao Lishue. However, having weathered major storms in the business world, Chao Lishue took several long, deep breaths.